So everybody, if you're tuning in, this is the Mixer Elite Fortnite tournament. This has been months in the planning. I've wanted to host a Fortnite event like last January, I think is when I started to think about it. But it took a while. It took a while to get to this point. And when the Spark system came out with Mixer, I was like, this is my chance to save up. Oh, I need to pause my alerts, or at least mute them. This is my chance to like get money together for a prize pool, and so now we have this. So, yeah, we're gonna hop into the gameplay really quick. Start time is right now, so right now I'm just kind of spying on one of the teams that as they're matching up. Once they fly in, we'll be spying on them. We're gonna start off with watching Mythic Trees and Charming Charlie versus Reggie and the BTC Daddy per a request, and we'll try to hop around a little bit. It's kind of tricky to change around games with doing this whole like window capture, but we'll give you guys as much of the gameplay as we're able to, and then like between rounds we'll definitely be switching up who we're watching so you get a chance to see a lot of the competition. Of course, take advantage and go follow everybody that's on this list here. This is their Epic IDs, not their Mixer channels, because I wanted to help them out when they're doing their matching up. But run around Mixer, go and drop follows on these guys. Just look at the top of the Fortnite board. That'll get the majority of them, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, most of the players that are streaming right now are lighting up the Fortnite channel on Mixer. So it's pretty easy to find most of these streamers. We are everybody that's sitting here waiting. We didn't have very much of a wait time. We got our first game is loading up right now. Like Magic said earlier, it's
Let's
going
see if
to
I
be
can
Daddy,
do
Reggie,
this
Charlie,
hot swap. You ready for this?
Ready? Hot swap. Here we go. Ho!
Did it work? Oh my gosh, it was so smooth. It was so smooth.
Right on to Mythic. Yeah, and they're already dropping out. BTC Daddy and Reggie already out of the plane and on their way to their first landing.
Tomato still, right?
Like they're gonna be
is Reggie going to Shifty Chef? She's kind of famous for going to Shifty Chef, so I'm curious if she's gonna go there or she's gonna try something different. I don't know if she's.
I think she went a little farther north. Yeah, they're definitely quite a bit north. They're up by Pleasant at the moment. I think they're going towards the motel. Is it what it looks like to me? They haven't marked anything on their map, but based on their drop zone, I would say motel for Reggie and.
They're going to motel. I mean, it's not cheating if he left his mic on.
Where are they headed out to? Are they going out to Temple?
No, I think they're going to the motel, the hotel motel. I think. Yeah, right here with the rift, so they'll be able to get a little bit of a rift and plenty of loot for 2 players here. And then hopefully, it looks like they do have 3 rifts that they'll be able to take out, so they'll be able to get away when they need to. Just so right here at the broken down motel for them. And Mythics and Charming Charlie are going to the temple. So if that's what on Mythics and Charlie, Charming Charlie heading up to the Tomato Temple, and probably personally one of my favorite landing zones.
I know you like the Tomato Temple. It's a good spot. Like, I think it's kind of one of those undervalued loot spots. I think there's enough loot here for a team, but it's not one of the hot drops, you know? There is contact here at the top of the pyramid. What's Charlie getting into?
Already gotten to that first engagement and finished it, so he was able to get lucky enough to able to land on a shotgun, only a gray tack, but gets the work done. Pulled out. It was a little bit of a no skin at the top of that temple there for Charlie. Locks it down, just 2 shots. The first player at the top of that temple, and looking for the teammate of that player. I'm sure going to try to lock it down with Mythics here and make sure they have a safe landing spot. But first elimination underway right there. So once again, this it's going to be a duos versus squads all day today. So two duos drop together as a squad, but they're competing against each other, and it's all about how many eliminations you can get. And Charming Charlie getting the first one on the day.
Oh no, his buddy is.
GG's to Charlie. Obviously, there are, with 16 total teams, there's 18 matches happening. Oh, what a great snipe from Mythic! Did you catch that, Twess?
Yeah, that was nuts.
He basically caught him on the backside right as he was going around that corner.
And then that is going to be 2 teammates of the team that landed Tomato with them. So they've got 2 other ones theoretically that are around here somewhere. So 2 more points potentially on the board for Mythic and Charlie, or at least coming up. We'll see if they can find them. I'm curious. So Tomato Temple physically not very large, or geographically not very large. So these other 2 players have got to be close. I'm curious if they even landed Temple. Maybe they went like a little bit north, like towards Risky Reels. There's some dual stacked houses up there that are close.
Sure.
They could also be in this red house near Tomato, but I haven't heard anybody or seen anybody near Mythic.
I'm so used to doing like triple threat where I am, I eliminate myself and I'm in game. So I was like almost habitually pulling up the map to show you. And I was like, wait, I can't do this. No. So
Nope. The only option you have is to tab to other streams.
Okay.
That's all you got. You got to
well,
tab
we'll pull
the
up
other stream.
Reggie's display here in just a quick second as we watch Charlie and Mythic Trees just absolutely clearing out Tomato Temple in like a good start. Not a ton of elims, but enough to kind of get them warmed up and give them, like I said, a good start as far as loots, a couple of elims, and their health is looking pretty solid. So, I mean, I'd be happy with this start.
Yeah. They didn't even really take any damage from that engagement. I think Mythic's got hit once on the second player, but I mean barely touched at all, if any. So, and he's already got another slurp potion going. So they're both going to be at 100.
We're going to switch to both views. There we go, because Reggie just picked off that elim. I'm not sure if I made the switch quick enough, but she whipped out the Scar, the SMG combo, and just cleaned it up. And now she's going to be up at 200 health. BTC Daddy sitting at 150. You can see Reggie has one elim. Not sure what BTC has as far as elims, but both teams pretty similar spots as far as good loot, good health, a couple elims. It's pretty even.
Based other than the health, Daddy has 50 less health than the other three players, but all players right now have one elimination. So there's 2 and 2 is what it's tied at. So every player has elimination on their first drop zone. And they're all, you're right, looking really good on loot. Got lots of purples, lots of legendaries. Reggie rocking this snowball launcher already.
I think that both teams here, what's surprising me is just their patience. Because sometimes you get that, like, tournament adrenaline rush or the competition, right? And you just want to run out there and just go slay everything. But both of them are playing it very, like, consistent with their play styles. They're looting casually and confidently. They're picking off elims when they need to, but they don't feel like, to me, like they're anxious, you know? Like they're taking their time with it, and it looks like they're playing for endgame, which is fun to see for us too.
For sure. And really with this kind of a tournament, when you're in this duos versus squads, it's not a private server, you're going for total eliminations. You kind of have to play overly aggressive sometimes. So it's a trade-off of do you want to play slow, play to your liking, maybe try to make it to the end game, or do you want to try to push aggressively and get more eliminations, and in that regard play a little bit more risky as well? And I think you're right, they're both playing a little safe. They kind of landed in safe areas. They didn't land in temple or tilted or anything. They didn't go completely crazy. Landed in pretty low risk areas so they can get started here comfortably, and they're both doing it well. So
I know, I think that, like you said, there are two different mentalities, because when it's just elimination based scoring, there's no bonus for placement. You could land somewhere really spicy and just get a lot of elims at the beginning and still end up winning, even if you're taken out halfway through the game. So like it's all up to your preference, but I think this mentality that we see both teams, this strategy here, what it gives them is it gives them time to get good loot. So if in an RNG-based game, if you are higher skilled than the average player, you want to have the better loot, right? Because if you have a gold scar and they have a gold scar, if you're better, you win, right? So playing it more slow is kind of leaning more heavily on your skill rather than leaning on your luck. If you play aggressive right off the bat, you don't know if you're going to land on a gray pistol and they're going to land on a heavy sniper. Like, you just have no guarantees when you play aggressive at the get-go. But later in the game, you can see more of that skill reliance as opposed to RNG. Of course, Circle can always pull a mean number on you, but as far as loot goes, this is their chance, and both teams, like we've seen here, have very good loot. So I'm excited to see if they can make it to endgame. Plus, a victory royale. What do you think about that, Twist? Are we going to see any of those today?
Oh, I guarantee you we are going to see some victory royales. And if I had to put money on it, I will probably say at this point we're going to see at least a couple of victory royales with two opponents' teams still alive. I don't know if it's going to happen right here off the bat, but we have some talented players, and even if they're playing against each other, having two duos go up against other
that
squads
was so mean. Did you see Reggie and BTC Daddy with two planes absolutely pinch this player on the ground? That was brutal. I feel a little bad, but yet I enjoyed it. Is that evil?
Well, it depends how you feel about the planes, I think. I have a little bit of a sore spot for the planes, but for this kind of a game mode, for casting, I love the planes. For watching, now playing the game with the planes, I don't know, but for this kind of thing and this kind of an event, having the planes is going to be awesome, and we can see why that's so strong. Reggie getting that second kill right there, or the second knockdown, I should say. And
a great build block was this person approached from the back. Just as the shots were coming in, she threw up a wall, took no damage. And BTC gets another elimination. I think there's one player left here for the opponent.
Yep, building up above Reggie right now. Reggie no, there must be one more. So that's 3 out of 4 right there. BTC getting the knockdown and the lockup for Reggie, and then BTC again with the secure Knockout on top. Oh no, he got knocked out. So the other player right here, this is the fourth player. Oh no, BTC gets taken out, and Reggie gonna have to try to avenge him. Unfortunate right there. And she's meting, that player is above her. That player is still alive right above her, and she's just casually putting 100 shields back on herself right here.
I forgot to unmute it, so you're just gonna have to take our word for it. I'm like, how did you know they're above her? Because I have no audio right now.
Yeah, it was just they were gotten that really close engagement. BTC went down, and unfortunately that player immediately finished him out of and now it's going to be up to Reggie to try to win this 1v1 and keep her team in it right now. She's got 2 eliminations, and I think Daddy had 4, so they're looking really good.
Not a bad first round, still 20 players overall in the match. We'll switch back over here to Mythic and Charming after this 1v1 wraps up. Mythic, just to keep you guys updated, just got shot out of his plane. They were just kind of having a fun time flying around retail, and we'll catch up with them as soon as we see how this plays out with Reggie. She is able to take that 50 pot. She's only at 66 health. I don't know if she has a campfire. No bandages, no med kits, but at least 100 shield is going to help her out here.
Yeah, I don't see the campfire right now, but she's got that turret in the way, so she could have one hiding behind that. Could be so on the ground. There's a lot of players loot all over the ground. There's a launch pad as she picks one up as well, talking about traps.
I think we're going to switch over here because there's some action happening with the other team here. So let's check it out.
Jump into somebody in retail. Got off that plane, and into retail they go, looking for these eliminations.
Oh, such a great shot. You do see right here Mythic Tree sitting at 200 health. Charming Charlie at about 180 and able to pick off that. Looked like the last enemy on the team because he was instant.
Yep, I think it was just a duo squad that was left in retail. It was just the 2 players remaining, and Charming Charlie able to rack both of them up, leaving Mythic and Charming with 4 total eliminations.
Oh, right here.
Nicely done. Here we go, more action.
I'll keep an eye on Reggie. You can keep it on Mythic, and I'll keep a weathered eye on the Reggie.
Well, here. They're both in action. Let's just spy on both. So there you go, audience. You can decide which action you want to follow. You see Reggie cleans up that kill. Nicely done. Mythic is still fighting. There's some traps here. This opponent is getting the high ground. Shoots him down a bit. It looks like we're in a 2v1 here, which is, you know, kind of fun when you're used to a duo squad format. You're used to being outnumbered. But in this case, it looks like Charming Charlie and Mythic have the numbers. Although they do need to be wary of getting third-partied. So they want to finish up this kill with pretty quickly because they are in circle. Other teams could be getting pushed into the circle.
And they've been in this retail fight for quite a long time now. I mean, 2 or 3 minutes they've been inside the retail fighting. So what you were saying with a third party, they've been making a lot of noise. So it could be something right there. This one solo player still up top, but Charlie too strong with the grappler. He grapples all the way to the top while Mythic's still underneath, checking, and they've got him pinched from both sides. Charlie hits a nice 90 damage headshot with the shotgun right there.
Ooh.
Immediately backs off to get up to a 150 with his mini shields again.
I don't know if this is fair, Twist. You have like more information than anybody else has. So guys, just remember, you can pull up all the streams and see all the action. We'll be switching back and forth. But Twist with kind of the inside info as he is spying on Charming Charlie's stream as well.
I've got a lot of streams pulled up on my screen right now. So I got all 4. Well, right now 3 because I turned off Daddy's, but
I think I maxed out with how many screens I can mentally handle. I'm pretty sure this is my limit. Like I've hit it.
That happens.
You know,
so I told you, you got the hard job today, Magic. I got the easy job. I just get to watch Fortnite and talk about it. So this is what I just love to do. Just
someday, let me just like hire a quick producer, real quick, so I can just shoutcast. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in limbo where I do the production and the shoutcasting, but I'm trying to do both at a decent level of quality. I'm glad to have you here so that you can kind of carry the weight of the shoutcasting. Of course, I've already had people in chat. Who is this guy? He's great. So you know, let's get your name out there in the Mixer world a little bit more.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying Mixer. I'm mostly not on Mixer due to my own ignorance, so not because I think the platform is bad or anything at all. If anything, I absolutely love the streaming competition between all of them. So I love the YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, all of them. Everybody being competitive can only be good for consumers. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I kept this tournament specifically for Mixer just for the fact that I want. I like supporting the Mixer community and also for screen capturing abilities with the FTL. So it worked out. We have another battle here with Mythic and Charlie.
Mythic and Charming.
He's just destroying them with that purple shotgun, just absolutely shredding. And then a little SMG follow up. Can he finish off the gingerbread? He does. Knocks one. The other opponent is very injured. At least one other one. He's just been stripping down their shields.
Oh my goodness.
What happened?
You might need to tab over and get one for Charlie, man. Charlie has been going off. He's had this grappling gun the whole time, and he just grappled 2 grapples and 2 headshot shotgun blasts in a row. Like it was a grapple shot, 2 in a row to get that player out. And he got knocked down. I think he got knocked from afar, actually. So not the player that he was fighting got him, but somebody from a third-party distance got him out. And Mythic was able to get up here and get him res, so not an issue there. Reggie, actually, if you saw in the background, moving over towards them. So.
I do see that. If you notice, like with our 3 players, the 2 and the 1, it's a 3v3. So I think we could I'm very confident in Victory Royale. You can't count the chickens before they hatch, or the Victory Royales before they hatch. But I'm feeling pretty good about a Victory Royale coming here with this 3v3. I mean, I would take this trio over any other trio.
The only thing that I could see going bad for winning, which I agree with you, is that Reggie is going to push out aggressively by herself to try and get these eliminations. She wants those last 3 points, guaranteed. She does not want to get. So maybe if she accidentally overextends and gets into a dangerous situation, it might backfire on her. Because right now she does have vision on them. They're going to be south up on this hill above her. They just rifted. So the other enemy team does have high ground up on this hill. If you're on Reggie's screen, you'll see him a little bit when she peeks over there to the south. She's just getting mats up to try to take this fight. But
I'm kind of surprised Charlie didn't take the time to take the chug jug. Maybe because of the storm moving in, he wasn't able to. I wonder if he's carried it. Once he gets in circle, he might, use that and get back up to 200. But you do see those shots coming up and down the hill over here.
You've predicted that perfectly with Charlie. As soon as he steps inside, he gets a little metal 1-by, and then going ahead and chugging up right now. So up to 200 health.
Oh, Mythic is just trying to hit these snipes. They were so close. Every time he fired a snipe, the opponent just instinctually moved 2 steps. Like, come on, you're killing me. And that's the hard thing with snipers is you almost have to predict the movement of your opponent because the bullet travel time is so long. And you do see a plane up there as well. So that's another thing to worry about.
I am now curious because of that plane. I don't know if that's
not a 3.
Friendly plane. Yeah.
I don't think it's a 3-person opponent here.
I think it's 3v1v2 right now is the official tally on teams, even though our teams are kind of going against each other.
Ours is like a 1 and 2, so it's a 1v1v2v2.
Yeah, there you go.
Wouldn't it be crazy if these 3 remaining players were other players in the tournament? Like, that would just be crazy.
Yeah, that would be pretty nuts.
But that would have been cool.
I've seen it happen. It could happen.
Hey, they queued up about the same time, but Reggie was able to pick it off that kill.
Reggie got 1, Charlie got 1. So there's only 1 left now. That was it. Quickly knocking it down. 3v1 now at this point.
Was the 1 the player in the plane, or has the plane been dispatched?
There was 1 on the plane, 1 on top of the hill. So it was actually a 2v1v1v1 is what it was at the end there. None of the remaining 3 players were on a squad. They were all solos.
Crazy. I feel like I'm seeing that more and more often, that you don't have full squads at endgame. I wonder why. Do you have a theory?
Yeah, my guess is going to be planes.
Yeah, they just pick off.
It's too easy to pick people off out of the planes. It's 2 people to go headhunting with the planes. It's too easy to escape if your team gets picked off with the planes. If all 3 of your teammates go down, it's very easy to just grab a plane and get out.
A really close game. I just saw Mythic pull up the score. I saw a 4-4 and a 5, and I couldn't catch the 4th player because of these darned overlays.
Charlie and Mythic
there it is! Reggie with a huge finish.
That was a great launch pad right onto him and quickly found out where that last player was. Only took 1 shot. So BTC and Reggie had, oh my gosh, magic.
What?
It's tied. It is tied 9-9.
Oh,
Daddy had 4 and Mythic had 4. Charlie had 5 and Reggie had 5.
That's insane.
9-9 right now.
I want to go and spy on one of the other matchups, though. I hate to leave in a tie, but I'm, with the first round being 16 different teams here, I want to spy on somebody else. Do you have anybody in mind, or do you want me to go and search around?
I think you'll have the more appropriate of who we need to check on. I think off the top of my head, I think the other close-seeded bracket, the 7 and 10
I
seed.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It is Savvy.
8 and 9 seed. So
how's everybody
by the
doing?
numbers,
Exclamation
this was one of
free.
the
You must be
closest
following the
games we
channel,
can
guys.
start
Follow the channel.
I think Avatar and Gunner would be another good one. I know we had some fan favorites, people asking for Crixicus, but if I had to guess,
it's a
I think
tough
Crixicus
choice.
might be able to move on. We'll see. He's lower seeded bracket in his match, but
yeah. I like you said, we're never gonna be able to catch all of the action, so it's just how much can we get, And we'll get as much as we're able to. Let's see what I can get to load up here real quick. We'll head into another match, guys. If you want to follow
what up,
Uni? Oh, he's doing a giveaway. I look over at the stream what is happening? Oh, he's doing a giveaway on the channel. All right, we're going to hop over to Avatar Studman. They're over here in cargo or containers or whatever you like to call that right here.
Yeah, containers is my go-to, I think.
That's what I call it, man. But I think I'm old school, so if you guys want to follow along with all the action, what I was going to say is you can type in !bracket and pull up the bracket. Right now we're in the first round. We have 16 teams, 16 duo squads here. And so there's a lot of action happening. And as we get through the tournament further, it'll get narrowed down and we'll try to pick up more and more, obviously, going into the semifinals and the championship. We'll have the chance to almost watch everybody, which that'll be really fun too. But right now we're picking 2 duos that are in a matchup. So you can kind of get a feel for the overall flow of the game, the overall flow of the matchup. Right there was Reggie and BTC Daddy versus Mythic Trees and Charming Charlie, and they ended up tied, but they are going to play a second matchup to determine who moves forward in the bracket.
Yep. And on this new game that we bounced into here with Studman and based on the numbers, I'd have to guess that they either started late or this has got to be game 2. There's 55 players remaining, so the game is pretty fresh. I don't think they started 20 minutes late. These guys are both pretty on the ball as far as I know. So
yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb with my built-in info and educated guess here that this is game number 2.
Built-in info. I haven't heard that one before. Here we see.
Stuff up.
I went with it. Here's both, but I'm gonna focus in on Gunner's perspective for a minute here because they're down in Loot Lake and he is in a combat here. He is able to finish off an elimination. I missed the down, but so that was the confirmation. You do see the plane flying overhead. How long do you think planes are going to be in this game? I mean, it's kind of been a touchy subject, but do you think they're around to stay? Like they're around for good, or are we going to see a transition of planes going bye-bye?
My personal opinion, unfortunately, I think they'll be around. I think if they were going to get taken out or adjusted, I think they would have been taken out or adjusted when the sword got adjusted because the sword was such a big backlash in the community. But I really never really disliked the sword too much. I've always thought the planes were more of an issue, so I would love to see an adjustment to them, even add a gas tank so people just can't go forever. Even that would be a simple enough fix for me, but unfortunately, for my personal opinion, I think they're going to be around for a while, so I think it's just going to be something that we're going to have to learn to play with. So
yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, Epic has done a great job of kind of balancing items too, so even if we do have planes around long term, that doesn't mean to say that there won't be some balancing happen. You know, they could lower the speed or they could make the cooldown shorter or longer, you know, so there's all these types of edits that you can do within the setup without actually removing items.
Yeah, I agree. And they do a really good job of listening to the community. The sword is a great example where they listened to the community. The community wasn't very happy with it, and they made a change in that regard. So I think if the community is upset with planes, I think they will make a change. If people are happy with planes, then obviously they'll stick around and everybody will be very happy about it. So they do a really, really good job of listening to their community. One of the reasons I really, really enjoy Epic. So.
I think one thing that was a little bit tough was when they had planes are added and then really close after that they had the sword, and there was just like, no, you've gone too far, Epic. But like you mentioned, the fact that they were able to take out the sword, I think that shows a lot. Like to me, I had a lot more faith in Epic, like, oh, they are listening, because before they had kind of taken their time to remove items, but they were pretty quick to take the sword back out after there was a lot of outlash about it.
Yeah, and I think the community has a big part to play in that. I think if you can show that you're involved and you've got, you know, good information on why a change should happen, I think Epic responds to that. And I think when the community agreed that change needed to happen, they were all over. They just want to make sure that when they make a change, they're not reverting a change. That's a good thing, right? They want to make sure they've got plenty of data to back up.
And also just like the whole idea, like the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You don't want to change something just because people are complaining about it. It's really something like, is this a good fit for the game? Is it the majority of the community that dislikes it? And so for that reason, they're not going to just make changes like flippantly. They have to be a little bit more calculated, because you could make one person happy and 2 people unhappy, and then what have you actually gained, you know?
Yep. And
here we see Gunner actually using the scoped AR, which we used to call the Avatar, because when Avatar was on Fortnite Triple Threat, he shredded with the scoped AR. So it's kind of funny in this matchup to see it in the hands of Gunner, and he's doing a ton of damage. This player actually has to retreat from long range because he just was shredding him 23 damage at a time. But he switches it out actually for the purple bolt. I'm surprised he was doing such good work with that.
Yeah, I think in this game mode, Bolt might be more appropriate, because if you can get that immediate knock on a team, even if you're going up 2v4, getting that first just off the bat knock before that team even knows where you're at is a very important step in a 2v4 like this. With the scoped AR, it's a good gun, and he was obviously doing really well with it there. but it's harder to secure that initial knockdown before the rest of the squad notices that you're there. And if you're sitting there shooting one player with a scoped AR and 3 other squad mates turn and fire at you, you're gonna have a bad time. So
yeah, you see Cash is able to pick off that
squad.
elimination, and we're gonna focus here on Gunner and Cash. It looks like the Avatars continue to just kind of loot over there in retail. We'll get back to him in a second. And then Cash with another SMG elimination. Now we see some pressure right here on Gunner. He whips out that blue tack shotty. I think that was a 65 damage, but he's taking a lot of hits too. Gunner is kind of waiting for backup, I think, from Cash, who's a little bit separated from him right now.
Yeah, and not a bad decision to do that too. Again, the whole time they're playing 2 men down basically in this type of a style. So you never want to push in too overly aggressive. You never want to think that you can go 1v4.
Oh, Cash did get the rifle down from 88 meters away. Great job. And good patience from Gunner to kind of wait for that backup to come over. And what were you saying about always being down? I'm sorry, I got excited.
No, absolutely, definitely get into the match when they're shooting people. No, I think the squads match is just very important that you don't want to overextend even more. If you overextend in a duos match, you leave your teammate 1v2. If you overextend in this kind of a gameplay, not only is it a tournament setting, but then you're leaving your partner 1v4 for the rest of the game, and that feels bad moment.
It does feel bad, but like if you're Reggie, you know that she made it work. Oh, great knock from Gunner at range with the gold scar. And again, they're separated, so all the attention is on Cash, which leaves Gunner open to just clean up these kills and this damage. You see the one person hiding behind the tree. There's at least 3 opponents here, if not 4. Gunner absolutely strips the shield. Cash is able to get a knock, so 2 are down of the enemies. There's 1 or 2 that are still up.
Yeah, trying to find those last couple of
Cash able to clean him up. He got a little bit excited. I don't know if you heard that, but he was pretty excited about being able to finish that one. And you can see Cash still has 100 health and, you know, I don't know, 10 or 15 shield. But they lost a lot of shields in that battle. Gunner is going to get the med kit and be able to heal up. But we do have a plane in the vicinity, so that's something worrisome. Let's go check on Avatar and RG Snipes real quick.
They're eyeballing somebody right now. RG Snipes and Avatar got somebody in the bottom of this valley, and they're already laying down fire with this silenced AR here from Avatar.
Well, this is, looks like they're third partying because you can see a team further off to the west as well as in the valley here. And a nice long-range knock there from Avatar.
He almost got the second one. I think he actually did. I think he got 2 right there. He just squeaked out a second elimination right there. Still keeping pressure on those players that are in that wooden box. That poor team is getting slammed from both sides right.
You see that little balloon like peeking over the top of the build, which is kind of giving away his location. I don't know if that's a great strategy with the balloon, but Snipes is going to take advantage, going to build up over top and try to jump in on top of this team.
Yeah, Avatar got the first couple of knockdowns and eliminations, and Snipes decides it's time to push in, so here he goes. Avatar able to quickly catch up with the grappler. We've seen already today the grappler very popular. Both players that had the option to keep it.
I love a good grappler play, just like the mobility, agility, and the way you can regain high ground so quickly using the grappler. I don't know. It's just a fun weapon to watch when people know how to use it well.
Yeah, I agree. The grapplers swap quickly onto a shotgun headshot. You'll just never get tired of. It's just always a good.
I want a whole montage of that. Wasn't that Charming Charlie you said made a play like that earlier?
Oh yes, 2 in a row. Yeah, 2 in a row for Charlie. It was grapple headshot. It was a very, very nice thing to see.
We're gonna switch to a both view because it looks like we have both teams actually in combat right now. You can see Gunner building up as they're in action with Cash, his teammate, and he's in a nice little build off with this player, able to drop and misses the shotgun shot and has to kind of regather. But did Avatar hit that one?
Just take it, yeah.
He just cleaned it up.
Didn't really know where he was coming from the backside. Avatar able to pinch in right there and help his teammate, or I guess that was help his enemy out.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't help his opponent. He took the kill from his opponent.
The kill, yeah.
I don't think I would consider that a favor at that point.
That's probably true. I guess he had the game won. Gunner probably a little bit more upset about that than.
From what we can see, Gunner has 4 elims and Avatar has 2, but we don't have their teammates. I know Cash has racked up a good handful of elims already, so it'll be interesting when we get to the end of the score. There it is, 12 for Cash!
Oh my goodness. I did not know he was going off that hard at the beginning of this match.
Oh man, I did not expect that. I knew he was doing well, but wow, Cash is he's strong teammate. Gunner actually almost didn't sign up for the tournament. He got in the last week because he couldn't find a teammate, and then he found Cash, and the rest is history.
He found somebody that lays down 12 eliminations to start the day off. Not a bad duo partner pickup.
No, it feels pretty good. Oh man, I'm so excited. This is such a good matchup here. And now we kind of see that the team is fighting as a unit in a way. Of course, they're going to try to steal the elims from each other, which is totally permissible in the rules. If you're not familiar with Duo Squad, we'll discuss how that kind of works out here in a minute. Avatar gets taken down and confirmed. Maybe played a little overly aggressive right there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about a little bit. He went in, he had that grappler as we were talking about. He hit a really nice headshot to start the fight, but he had that the other opponent's teammates come up from behind him and overextended and got taken out. So leaving Cash all by himself at this point.
But do you think maybe he was looking at the scoreboard, saw that 12 from Cash, and is feeling the pressure to make aggressive play work? Like, if you know you're down, it might be time to make that gamble. Like, hey, I'm going to go into this 1v3 because we're already down, I don't know, 10 kills or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's totally legitimate. I completely agree with you. And actually, whenever we were watching, Cash and Gunner decided to hang back right here. I think they were trying to wait for Snipes to go get himself killed. They were kind of just hanging back. They weren't really waiting. Yeah, they were like, oh, well, your partner's down. Go ahead and go over there and lose yourself. And we saw Snipes get really low, 50 HP, but Cash and Gunner locking it down right there, finishing up that cleanup. And Snipes still hanging in there with only about 20 life left.
Gunner actually traded out the medkit for a deagle, I believe, which in a way, he's almost like giving Snipes a medkit. So I guess he's more like, hey, it's not about stopping you from getting the eliminations as much as it is us getting them. Does that make sense? So more the offensive play as opposed to defensive. But Gunner gets taken down. Cash is on his own at about 150 HP. At least 2 opponents right here. Nope, 3. I can spot 3. I don't know if it's a full squad. He takes down 1. Somebody's right on him, and also longer range fire from up on that ramp. He takes down the second. He's gonna try to confirm these, I believe, as what is being launched at them.
Yeah, I think they have the snowball launcher coming at him is what keeps blowing them up right there. It might be a rocket. I have my audio turned off.
I think it was. I think you're right. I'm on Gunner, so I can't hear that audio so clearly. Cash is taken down with 13.
He's got 2 on the ground, I believe, right now as well. So if Snipes can clear this up, it's actually going to secure. There they are. Snipes and Cash gets the other 2 eliminations cashed in. So Snipes even going to be able to pick him up? Or no, Snipes.
He's not going to pick him up. He's on the other team.
Other team's going to taunt him a little bit.
I think Wait. Is he going to do it, or is he just like trolling right now? Because like right now, if he revives him, they'll be in a 2v2. If he doesn't revive him, he's in a 1v3. What's he doing? Is he really?
Maybe he's feeling that he needs the help. Maybe he's being a nice guy.
This is unprecedented.
the teamwork coming out here.
The score is 20-6. So perhaps Snipes is just kind of saying like,
oh, maybe
here you go, Cash.
Game 2 probably, right? Probably game 2 as well. So we probably don't know the points from game 1 coming into this match. So they could already be over, and we may not know it. But I would assume that unless Cash and Gunner died off the bat, I don't know if they are going to be able to bring this one back with only 2 other players remaining in the lobby after a 15 bomb coming out from Cash.
That's just absolutely insane. Unfortunately, both perspectives are watching Cash bandage up right here. I kind of wanted to see what Snipes was doing.
Who wouldn't watch the man with 15 limbs, you know?
Yeah, let's see. Could we see back-to-back victory royales? Because that would be pretty impressive if we could. I mean, the credit would have to go to Cash here. As a squad, they have, what, 26 elims? It's absolutely insane.
Quarter of the server. In Snipes even being nice, popping his own rift to go right there, and Cash able to take it. Cash gonna, I think, ride this. Yeah, he is gonna ride this all the way down.
I'm hearing echo because I think they have our stream pulled up and it's going back through their stream. Thanks a lot, Gunner.
Yeah,
so there we go.
The mixer no delay, making it echo instead of have a 10-second delay like you would normally expect. Snipes looks like he's located this final player. Cash gives up on his crate and comes over here to try and get these points with him. Going to work together here for this victory royale after the very nice sportsman-like pickup.
I was shocked to see it, but it's kind of fun. Like, I appreciate it. You know, now we have a 2v2, and it's interesting to see opponents actually working as a team. You know, you don't see that a lot, but here we go. A 199 hit from Cash absolutely destroyed that player.
Yes, continue to shoot the ground where that player just got removed. He's never coming back. Nobody's resin him. He's just got the game uninstalled. That was a 199 plus uninstall the game shot is what that was.
The uninstall shot. I like it. Now we got a 2v1. Please, can we get a second victory royale? That would just be the way to start off this tournament.
So I'm gonna make a prediction here. Because we haven't seen the last player is gonna be scared. Last player is gonna die to the storm, unfortunately.
Die to the storm, but they could be hiding in the trees though. They got a lot of cover, so even if they are scared, they could get some good Wailing Woods cover right now. I mean, I'll take your prediction, but I'm gonna disagree.
Making my prediction.
I think he's in the trees.
I hope he is. I hope he's in the trees. My Fortnite last player I don't know. Intuition tells me that this guy's scared.
I think you're speaking from more of experience as being the last player scared than as the 2v1. And that's how Magic lost her co-caster. Oh, it feels bad.
Sorry, I was responding to Reggie, actually. Reggie and Mythic just tied again, and they were asking in chat, what do they do? So they just double tied twice in a row on 2 different rounds.
Oh my gosh. Wait, in our chat? Wait, which chat?
In the Discord general chat.
Oh, why it didn't pop for me as a notification.
I'm just keeping an eye on it. Made sure to tell them to go into a game 3 for the tiebreaker. Reggie and Mythic, we have to go back to them. Oh, they did find the 3rd player. Wasn't able to hide in the zone forever. And Snipes,
he was in Wailing Woods. Let's go.
Right there. Almost got him taken out. They had a great trap play from that last player to knock Cash down, but Snipes able to lock it down. I don't think that's going to give them the victory. Cash is coming out too hard. Officially 16 eliminations just for Cash.
I don't know if that was the first matchup or the second, so we'll wait and see if they report the scores. I'm going to pull up the bracket here so people can kind of see, you know, the full picture of what we're looking at. Hello, everybody. I'm Magic Unicorn. My co-caster here, Twest TV, or Twest. It's just Twest. Twest TV on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter and Twitch is Twest TV. Yeah.
Yeah. So
if I could get the 4-letter username on Twitch, I would have, but you know, tough to get the 4-letter username.
Yeah, for sure. Here's the bracket that we're looking at. We do have 16 duos matching up head to head here in a single elimination bracket. We will have a 3rd place match as well. So the top 3 teams will be earning prize money. It's a $600 pool. So $300 for first place to split, $200 for second place, and $100 for 3rd place. So a 3-2-1 little breakdown right there, and they are going to be splitting up that prize pool. So here's what we have right now. As we get scores reported in that are finalized, we'll move people up in the bracket and have our future matchups. So we're about that point right now in between rounds. So do you see anybody else who is active? We can go and hop on. I'm trying to see if Gunner and Avatar are done. They're just sitting in lobbies. So I think they're finished.
I really think we locked down this Reggie versus Mythic. I think this is what this is. Game 3 tiebreaker. BTC Daddy and Reggie versus Charming Charlie and Mythic. They tied twice in a row. And as much as we want to see other players, I think this is the game you go to.
Do you think it warrants a repeat look back at them because of the tie again?
Absolutely. And I think the 8th and 9th seed are making their seedings well placed here. It seems like this is a super close matchup.
Oh, savvy. So we have to.
And oh my goodness, right? Magic, all 4 of our players land in Tomato right now.
Look at how many people are here.
Oh, it is happening.
What is happening?
Yeah.
This game 3 could be a very short game 3.
I'm going to see if I can get on Mythic's perspective at the same time. Let's see if we can get a little side-by-side action again.
Also, Block is gonna have a lot of...
This isn't preferential treatment, guys. Yeah. It's just, this is the tiebreaker. Like, this is what we want to see.
Yeah, this is the game to keep an eye on, and the players so super close together that they're going to be playing really aggressively. Mythic, the first player to be able to get location on another teammate, gets a knock onto a TSM named player there, gets a second one with the shotgun onto the balloon player, so Mythic with 2 on the ground already confirms one.
Oh, they just killed somebody. Yo, we gotta go.
Looks like Charming Charlie was actually playing body blocker right there. He took a lot of damage, didn't have a weapon for himself, tried to go for was able to get the cleanup. And there's the 3rd player down for Mythic, so 3 on the board already for Mythic.
3 and no damage taken. That's pretty impressive. Charming Charlie's sitting at, I don't know, 10 HP, so he's in some trouble. Let's see if Mythic is able to come and help him out. He did grab those minis.
We do another 2 games?
Yeah, and BTC Daddy and Reggie, we saw, landed a little bit safer. They went up towards the bridge, and that cost them. They're behind. 3 eliminations at this point. They came in, they've got weapons now, but not very many more weapons than what Mythic has, and Mythic was just so aggressive, and he's already got the elimination.
Knocked him.
Oh, BTC Daddy actually just stole that kill from Mythic Trees. He had him down to like 10 or 15 HP, and the last hit went to BTC Daddy. What happened?
Another good shot from Daddy to get 2 on the ground, and then Mythic cleans up the 3rd one. So 4 going to Mythic and 2 going to Daddy right there.
I could see by his facial reaction that Mythic was a little irritated that BTC Daddy picked off that kill, because he had done like over 90 damage, and then BTC Daddy got like the last 10, but he took that, you know, maybe that adrenaline and put it into that final elim to clear it out. And between these 4 players, they absolutely just cleared out Tomato Temple, and nobody was downed.
They won Tomato, but now after the end of Tomato fight, we see the difference in strategy. Mythic and Charming landed a little bit riskier. They landed pretty much in Tomato, right underneath the actual temple. Reggie and Daddy we saw go up towards the bridge a little bit away, and now because of that, Mythic and Charlie were able to work out. And now they have the lead. It is 5 eliminations on Mythic and Charlie's side to 2 for BTC Daddy and Reggie right now. So a 3-point lead for Mythic and Charlie.
I'm gonna let you take over the show here as you watch them. I'm gonna start updating scores as people are reporting them, so we can get the bracket updated. We gotta keep that.
We just hit each other on the
Try
zip
to keep
line.
you got both screens up on yours right now, so Mythic and Reggie. So I'll try to keep that a little bit accurate during the cast here.
Sounds good. I'm just trying to figure out, like, this is the first round, right? And so some teams I'm realizing, some are really great at following the rules and sticking to them. Some of them maybe didn't follow quite to the details. I'm trying to make sure that they played both rounds. Some of the scores that are reporting look a little low, so I'm not sure if they played 2 rounds or more.
Yeah, absolutely. And making sure that you get the rules lined out in the very first round leads to a much smoother tournament for the rest of the day. Also, getting that first round, trying to get everybody, you know, figured out, and everybody following directions or following rules. Once you get through the first round, people kind of know what's going on, and it makes the rest of the day much smoother. So.
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, it'll narrow down a little bit, you know, because we'll go from 16 teams down to 8. It gets it's simplified really quickly when we're doing a single elimination tournament.
Yo, I'm on a plane with Mythic.
While you are adding scores, our players are going for a ride. All 4 of them in a plane now. We've got Mythic and Mythic and Reggie. Mythic trying to look like she's trying to knock Reggie off his plane, but Reggie just pops in here with Mythic. So a little bit of
oh, there's a plane.
I don't know, action on the planes, trying to hijack it from him. Reggie just. This is so funny. Reggie's trying to shoot players, and Mythic is just trying to make Reggie not be able to hit anything. He's just bouncing her all over the place, spinning her through the air with the plane. And they are able to locate a player, so they drop down on him. Mythic going to be the first one to get the knockdown there. Gets a quick finish up to get his point on the board. Reggie going to try to come in here, get some apples, and get into this fight to get herself some points. The rest of this squad now angry at him. It's like Charlie was able to lock another one down. Daddy actually got the final elimination, I think. So that was all 3 of them, a 3-player squad, 2 going to the side of Mythic and Charlie. Daddy able to lock out 1 right. So Daddy and Reggie even a little bit farther behind, and it's tied up, game number 3 tiebreaker. Daddy also went down here as well. I think he might have fallen to... Oh no, there's another player here that took out Daddy. I didn't even realize there's 1 player left. So now Reggie's stuck inside of with her teammate knocked down. Gonna have to try to win this with only 13 HP remaining. Very scary. Reggie could be in a bad situation, and she does go down. Another full squad walks up on him, and that actually should be the match as Mythic and Charlie are ahead. Mythic lets out a sigh of relief right here, driving the plane, both hands up in the air, and a yell from him. Mythic and Charlie barely squeaking that one out after a very close tiebreaker of 2 games. Game 3 finally going to Mythic and Charlie.
And just to clarify for everyone watching, when we go to that 3rd match as the tiebreaker, that's the final match, and if it's still a tie, the win goes to whoever got the last elimination. So whether it's for a win or if it's halfway through the game, if they ended up tied on elims, whoever got the last elim would take the win in that case. Because we do have other teams, you know, waiting to move forward in the bracket as well, so I don't really want to go beyond the 3. So GG's to Mythic Trees and Charming Charlie. What a great first round matchup.
You're gonna be feeling good.
Dang.
Yeah.
Feeling good after that one. So.
Hate to see Reggie and BTC taken out so early, but when you have this, you know, good teams, you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to come out on top.
Looking at the bracket, Mythic and Charming were the 9th seed. BTC Daddy and Reggie were the 8th seed. So a very minor upset in terms of seeding and the bracket right there. But looking at the bracket, the bigger upset that I already see, Crixicus bringing out the win. 12th seed, winning over the 5th seed Camps. So Crixicus and his teammate Frost Hits going ahead as the updates keep rolling in. We've also got Gunner went ahead as well. Gunner 10th seed beating Avatar Studman in the 7th seed. So we tabbed over and caught a little bit of that match earlier. Gunner going to be Gunner and Cash after Cash knocking down that huge 16 elimination game is officially going to capture that and take that victory there.
No, it's broken.
Waiting for confirmation from a couple of teams that they played 2 rounds.
Right. Yep. Make sure they get all the way through. Yeah, with that win for Mythics and Charming, they have a potential of going up against the first seeded team here. We're going to see if Butter is Pro and Papa Finch are seed 16. Quarty and Plixer are seed number 1. And if they win, Mythics and Charming will be going up against either one of those 2 teams. So could be quickly going up against the first place seed here in this bracket. kind of scary situation when you start a tournament like this. So we'll see how they're able to handle that kind of pressure if they get there. Maybe we'll see a big upset, and Butter and Papa will be able to pull this victory out.
Well, I know that Butter was waiting for his teammate to show up, but I never heard the outcome. So I'm not sure if Papa Finch was just late or if he made it. And of course, there are rules in place for, you know, how long to delay and wait for the opponent, or they can play solo squads, like a duo versus a solo if they are missing a teammate, but obviously that puts you at a huge disadvantage. So some of these scores I'm waiting to be reported. I'm just waiting to find out, like, how it ended up, how it played out.
I'm going to go try to do some snooping around and see who else we can see that might be out here playing right now. I'm going to start looking for some other streamers because I think right now we've still got Bad Codes could possibly potentially be in a game. I think, let's see, Plixer could still be in a game. Oh, no, you said that's the one that might not have a game. So Enom might be in a game. Castle might be. Ricky and, I don't know how to say this name.
Lifestyle Gaming?
No, it's the partner of Tesla, Miviz and Gardy.
Oh yeah. His name is out trumped on Mixer, so I don't know what his epic ID is.
All right. I'm gonna call him Gardy. If we get him on the screen, I'll call him out trumped. So the other thing while we're sitting here, kind of just hitting here, delaying some time. It looks like Ricky must have finished their game or their wait. Yeah, they did. So there's the update. So you are.
There's a lot of teams coming in right now, so I'm gonna switch over to the bracket actually, kind of as I fill it in. We'll get it. We'll get it popped. I have updates, but you know, yeah, as long as I don't mess up.
Getting some updates in your chat as well. Plixerbot coming in with the update saying that, giving us a little bit of peek ahead that Plixer won that match as well. So it is going to be the first place seed up against Mythic Trees and Charlie, the team that we just saw win that game number 3. Be a tough fight for them going up against the number 1 seed.
Trouble updating it on here. Where's the? Oh, I think because I'm in full screen, it's fine. I'll update it on my laptop. So 19-2, Cordy and Plixer moving up over Butter, who I think was playing as a solo player, unfortunately.
Right. Hey, if that's true, though, good for him, man, for trying to keep in there and keep playing on the solo. Nothing against trying to play solo. And, man, if he would have won that out, it would have been an impressive thing, giving his teammate a little bit more time to maybe get the computer working or whatever might be going on, maybe get him woken up, you know, in the morning.
Yeah.
But good for him for trying to get in there and play a solo match if that was the case to try and stay in the fight. So
I don't know if you already mentioned it, but a close match between Bad Codes and Jared versus Aloha and Nexi. 14-12 was the end score on that one. Very close matchup.
Very close, yeah.
Like
and that's going to make Tara and Birdo go up against Bad Codes and Jared FPS, our third seed and 11th. See, I'm trying to see if there's any more upsets. Gunner, a little bit of an upset over Avatar, 10th overtaking us. Everybody else kind of falling into what you expect. Oh, a 12th. Yeah, we saw that Crixicus over Camp, so a 12th seed over a 5th seed. So shout outs to Crixicus and Frosted. Not listening to what the stats should make them be. making their own bracket.
I'm just waiting for. Wait, did you see anything about Castle versus Enom? That's the last
I have not seen him yet. I was actually going to go tab over to Enom's stream. But
yeah, let me know if they're still active. That's the only one I'm missing right now for first round. So GG's to all 7 teams so far that we have moving on to the next round. We're just waiting for one matchup. If you're a competitor, you are welcome as soon as the bracket is up to go ahead and move into the next round and keep playing. I'll keep my eyes open for the reporting scores and keep the bracket as up to date as possible. First round is obviously the hardest because there's the most scores coming in. After this, it'll get pretty simplified, and we'll be switching over here in a second. I just want to check to make sure everybody is done with the first round before we officially head into second round. But we'll be getting back to the gameplay here in a minute as we find out, you know, what's the situation.
Yeah, probably want to go ahead and reach out to Castle. Castle was the one that we said earlier that was maybe not able to get reached out to by his partner or by his. So they might have just taken a forfeit victory here, but I'm not sure if Enom and Mateo ever came back online. Enom is currently not online on Mixer.
Okay, so it's starting to look like it's a forfeit win. I'll confirm that for sure. But can you look at the next round and see if anybody's, you know, squatted up already so we can get a look, especially somebody we haven't seen yet. So if we could maybe go to that bottom matchup, we haven't seen anything from Tara, Berto, or Bad Codes and Jared. Yeah, so maybe we can spy on that.
That's where I was going.
Hey, it's like he taught me how to do this or something. Which Tara, by the way, on Mixer is just Tara. T-A-R-A.
And you are correct. It looks like they are ready to go. Bad Codes, Jared, Berto, and Tara already dropped. And what can I assume is there? I would like to shout out real quick. I meant to say something earlier. There are a lot of controller players today, and I am super hyped about it.
Some of them, like I know Bad Codes, he plays controller on PC rather. So I know he's on PC, but he does use the controller plugged into the PC, which I've done before as well. I'm getting some horrible video quality on Tara's stream right now. It could be me.
No, it's same for me too. So I think it's something with Terra's stream.
Okay, I'm gonna wait and see if that clears up. Maybe I can check
Birdo's is very clear.
That's what I'm gonna go to. Sorry, Tara, I love you. Is impressive.
Bad codes up here at the Valhalla or the Viking Voyage, whatever you want to call it, up here. Getting some elims on the board already. 3 locking it down, so that must be a full squad. I'm assuming that Jared has 1 and Bad Codes has 2 right there, or 2. So maybe it's 2 and 2, but they got a whole squad. They won Valhalla, and they've got all the loot they could need and some rifts to get out of here whenever they're ready to bounce.
All right, we almost have it up. Here we go. Here's Birdo. We can check out some of this gameplay.
Yep.
Well,
once again, this popular landing spot for this duos versus squads, this motel up here at the north side of the map, it's a really good spot. I really like this spot in this duos versus squads. You rarely have to go up against a squad here when you first land, but you have these rifts right nearby that allow you to rotate very, very quickly. I love this landing spot. I think it's going to be a popular one all day, and Birdo and Tara taking advantage of that, as we see here. I'm going to go ahead and pop up. I got one more viewpoint I haven't popped up yet. I got to pop up Jared FPS here.
A launcher and a 50 shield.
Be able to keep an eye on the back end, hopefully, of some of these other players that we may not be able to pull up on stream live all the time. Keep
Any rifts?
I like it. I like it.
I don't see any.
All right, we'll be pulling up Bad Codes here as well, so you can kind of see a little bit of both sides. I'm just waiting for that last person to update so we can officially move everybody into the next round. But we do have 7 out of 8 matches scores are in, so feels pretty good. Thank you everybody for all the follows, hosts, the sparks. I appreciate it. This is the Mixer Elite Fortnite tournament. I'm Magic Unicorn. My co-host here is Twess. If you want to drop him a follow, I'll link you to his channel as well. He's one of the best shoutcasters I've ever had the pleasure of working with, the best that I have personally worked alongside of, so I really appreciate him bringing his shoutcasting experience and expertise here to this tournament. Plus it makes it just so much more fun for me too, to have somebody to talk to. I wouldn't want to talk to myself.
I'm just here to talk while you update scores, right? It's just, let me talk so you can actually do some admin work.
Well, it was funny earlier because I said that burn. I don't remember what it was. Like something about how you're used to being the 1v2 in the person hiding in the woods, and you're like, I think he's gonna die in the storm. And I said, you're probably speaking from experience because that's what happens to you all the time. And then right after I said that, you went quiet for like 2 minutes. I was like, oh no, come back. I'm sorry.
As you said it, it was like replaying in my mind, like it went through like one ear out the other. I didn't really register what you said. But
well,
as you
everybody
said,
in chat was like, oh, bird, and you're just like, okay, so here's the other game information. It was really funny. I thought I lost you.
Too true though, too true. So that I say this from experience because it happened to me last night, but I was in the 2v1 situation, so he hid from me. He was too scared. But I did have a snowball launcher, and I was making way too much noise, so probably didn't want to go up against a snowball launcher. So
we have some action from Birdo. Yeah. Yep, over here at Lacy Links. They able to pick up 2 elims. I think Terry got both of them.
Yeah, I think Birdo did a ton of work at the beginning, but Tara able to clean them up right there. The name from the player they killed was really solid, so I'm super happy about that.
I missed it. Well,
fun player name. Maybe not appropriate.
Whisper it to me. I'm so curious now.
Super good. Oh, so they actually only got 2. Tara actually locked one down, and Birdo just got the finish up on a knockdown right there. So they could have potentially 2 other players, and they got a plane coming in. I can only imagine. This is the teammate's friend right here. You got a little bit of shield damage from Birdo onto the, but oh no, another plane coming in. So 2 planes.
Oh, that's not okay. That's not okay. Tara gets taken down, and Birdo takes a ton of damage.
Oh,
there's a player on the ground
on the ground finally. Oh, right on top of him. Great builds coming out from Birdo right there to stay alive. Oh my goodness.
That block in the edit to get that 70 shotgun damage shot was so good.
Super, super solid right there. Still alive, only with about 70 total life. Could be really another great headshot. These are a couple different players that he's put damage into. He had an opportunity for the knock right there. Snuck a shot through that build. How did he hit that? Threaded the knee. And now he's out of material.
Oh, so Tara is bleeding out at about 45. 100 hit with the shotgun and a cleanup with the SMG, or was it the AR he swapped to real quick?
I think he swapped to the SMG and just finalized it out. And then takes the fall damage. So good for him to lock down the elimination, but down he leaves a big door of opportunity here for Bad Codes and Jared FPS to pull this lead far ahead now. Real unfortunate to see from the side of Birdo and Tara, though, to get taken out by the planes.
Yeah.
and then the fall damage.
Well, they were able to pick up about a handful of eliminations. I know that Berto here has 2. I'm not sure if you can see how many Tara had. So they have something on the board. They didn't go out with a 0, so that's good.
Tara has 1, so officially 3 on the board for them.
That's tough. They will have a second round to come back, so it gives them something to work off of. Now it's just on Jared and Bad Codes to take advantage of this situation and rack up some elims. Right now I can see Bad Codes has 2. Not sure if you're spying on Jared. So 3. So right now it's 3-3. So it comes down to how they play out the end of the game here. Have about a third of the board still in the game with 34 players. Are they going to go for the planes? Oh my gosh. They go for a plane instead of hopping on 2 different planes, which they had that option. They're just going to take the one.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a personal preference thing. Either you have more I don't know what's the word to describe, like surface area if you've got 2 different planes, so you can kind of split the damage if you have a squad starting to shoot at you. But with this regard, now they've got a turret, right? They've just got a manual turret in the side of Bad Codes to be able to shoot off the plane for a little bit of protection if you needed. But they're just going to use it for traveling, I think. Oh, Bad Codes, I think, was trying to slide back onto the plane, maybe jumped off a little bit earlier than he wanted to. Was trying to glide back onto the wing, but wasn't able to get it. I thought they had spotted somebody, but alas, just spotted some more shiny loot chests on top of the hill here. So pausing for some loot, back into the plane they will go.
I just updating the last round. Castle does confirm that they won 13-0. I'm not sure if the other team showed up or if they just, played it out anyways. But they're moving into the quarterfinals.
Good for them to play it out. I appreciate them reading through the rules and playing it out by themselves, because given the opportunity for the other team to come back in maybe for a second game, they would obviously take 0 points for the first.
Sure.
I don't want to see forfeits. Forfeits never fun, and
I know.
even though some players may be happy about the free wins occasionally, it's not what you come to tournaments to play for. You come for the competitive gameplay for sure. So
yeah, it's every tournament has different rules. I guess my perspective was we want to see gameplay. We want players to be able to compete. Obviously, if you're late, it poses a pretty heavy disadvantage. Right. But hey, if you can mount a huge comeback and outscore a team in 1 round and what they did in 2, like, more power to you. I have no problem with that.
I agree. I think in that regard, you would deserve it, right? If you can do in 1 round what the other team did in 2, you might as well. If you weren't, having technical issues or maybe having trouble waking up or whatever the issue was for being late, whatever that might be. If you can come back and bring, clutch it home, then so be it. So
yeah, and I think especially like you mentioned with technical issues, we can all relate to that, right? Like everybody runs into issues, so trying to allow for as much opportunity as possible. That's
seems
what
to
we're
happen
about.
more when you're trying to compete for money too. If you're trying to play in a tournament for a little bit of cash on the line, you usually have more technical issues. That's just how.
Not wrong.
While we'll sit here talking though, Bad Codes and Jared FPS in a little bit of a dog fight. This is what I was kind of talking about. Bad Codes actually being Jared's turret, right? Trying to take out the other plane in the air, and they've got a team up on this hill. They get rocketed out of the air. That was a direct impact rocket, I think, from the other players. They both take 50 damage, so Bad Codes will fall from that. Maybe Tara and Berto a little happy here.
Yeah, there's going to be a good second matchup. I don't know what's going to happen now.
Jared riffs out and immediately comes back in to try to avenge his teammate. Only 59 total HP. Very scary situation. And he does get taken down from the squad mate of his opponent, taking him out. So that's going to leave game number 1 tied up 3-3. So the early down from Berto and Tara really not coming to too much of their detriment. Unfortunately for Jared and Bad Codes, not able to open that door of opportunity and keep moving forward. Gets taken out earlier than they would have hoped, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're going to switch over here in just a second once I can pull up another viewpoint. I think we're going to spy on... Let's actually spy on Crixicus and Castle. They should be heading into a match here shortly. So I'm going to try to get that up on the screen as soon as I can load it up. But yeah, so was it ended up as a tie 3-3? Is that what you said?
It ended. Tie once again. So
I did not expect that.
How many games have we watched today? 5 games we've watched, and 3 of them have ended up as ties already, I think.
I guess so. We're going to switch over to on the perspective here of Crixicus, who they are in a match. Looks like they just started. There's still 89 players left in the game, and they're against Castle and Bazento. So we'll try to pull up that as well. We might head back to Bad Codes and Tara, that matchup there, since it was a tie. But let's get a look at some other players we haven't spied on yet today.
There's two.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I can only imagine that Crixicus is going to be a crowd favorite here today too. So get a little bit of his game.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you know Crixicus secondhand because you shoutcasted with Stormbreaker at DreamHack.
Yeah. I haven't really I think me and Storm plus another and Crixicus played once, so I think I've said hello to Crixicus, but not as familiar with him as I am with the other brother Storm. So
well,
yeah. I like this tournament because like I've been able to see a lot of familiar faces come in, but also get to know some other Fortnite streamers that I wasn't familiar with, that I didn't know so well. So it's kind of been a good mix for me to get to know some new people and then also see some returning favorites. So Crixicus is just looting up here at Lazy Lane. So we're gonna pull up Castle's viewpoint as well, so you'll see a little bit of both. Both teams are pretty much looting up on the north side of the island. Castle and Bazento are actually out by the motel. So.
We're gonna have to rotate quick.
Yep, and then Crixicus and Frost up here at Lazy Link. So both of them quite a bit out of the zone. I haven't seen a map tab up yet, but I know they both got a long walk, so the zone's going to be somewhere towards the southern edge.
Yeah, it wasn't all the way to the south. I caught a glimpse of it when Castle pulled it up. I think it's down by Loot Lake. Is the edge of it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so that's not too
The nice thing about Castle and Bazento is that over here at Motel, they have all these rifts. One of my favorite spots to land because of the rifts. You know, you can loot up and then fly down. And there you, if you saw that real quick from Castle, again, it is down by Loot Lake. So not a really far south circle. They're in pretty good shape, but they are going to have to come down past Pleasant Park or down past Loot Lake in order to get into the circle. Looks like Castle may be looking at the hangar, but there's no planes up here on the hill.
We gotta go right now.
I'm having trouble finding Castle's
Even
mixer
Christmas tree doesn't have
stream.
crap.
It's Castle and then a hyphen at the end.
I'll take it.
Castle hyphen. Isn't that fun?
Right, I'm ready to bounce.
It used to be hyphen Castle hyphen, but he took out the first hyphen, which I think was smart.
Oh yeah, I'll take a blue pump over the purple.
I was just going to Castle with no hyphen and it said he was offline. I was like, wait a second. I don't know what I'm...
Somebody took the actual Castle name. It makes me sad.
Feels
But
bad.
this, in my mind, this is Castle.
This is the OG Castle right
Now,
now.
Castle was one of my first, I don't even know, first 5 episodes of Fortnite Triple Threat. One of my favorites because I just remember he was in a 2v4 at the very end of the game, and the opposing team had a full squad and they had high ground. They were actually on the hill that now has the castle on it. So always remember that for Castle. And they were able to 2v4 to take high ground and win the game with a trap kill finish. It was just one of the most beautiful finishes I've ever seen. Just everything in the game stacked against them. The numbers, the circle position, the high ground position. They were at a disadvantage in all 3 ways and they were able to come back and win. And neither of them even got down in the whole final combat. So that's one of my favorite memories, and I think it's appropriate that now there's a castle on that hill because that was back when I think so. It was after him, and here we have some action right here behind Pleasant Park. They're ganging up on this player who has no shield. Looks like a lot of battles went down here, so if they can finish this off, they'll have their pick of the loot. Let's see what they can do.
And that was it. They did rock it up, so it was just that one poor little player remaining, just one solo all by himself, and I think the actual elimination went to Castle's partner because Castle didn't get it, but
Bazento takes it.
Yeah,
the poor solo player. I will survive, and then the rocket comes in.
He saw all that loot, the solo player coming in, saw like, oh, look at all this loot I get to pick from, and then gets rocketed back to the lobby.
I mean,
you have a plane circling above them here, but it looks like the plane got a little bit scared.
Oh, if you look at Crixicus, they're about to get into some action right here at Loot Lake. Like I mentioned, they had to push in the circle.
Oh,
Crixicus behind him lands a great shotgun shot.
Such a good pinch.
Oh, he missed that shotgun shot. So then Frost actually picks up that down.
Yeah, Crixicus.
That first leaning shotgun hit from Crixicus, though, was so clean. The opponent had no clue that he was right behind him.
Yeah, and it was because Frost had a really good distraction from the other side. Crixicus wrapped around with the glider and was able to get behind him, and just an amazingly strong pinch. That player just didn't, and then didn't even matter. Frost hits in there solo by himself, takes out the second player as well. I think that one was a straight elimination, so that should be the wipe up of that remaining squad, and I think only the first 2 points on the board there for Frost and Crixicus.
I missed something over here in Pleasant Park back with Bazento and Castle. Bazento picks up another elim. I don't know if that was a solo player or what. I was so focused on what Crixicus and Frost were doing that we missed it. Sometimes we focus it on one team and then, you know, the other team all of a sudden. That's the thing with this game that's so fun, that action can strike at any second and you always have to be ready.
Is Bazento streaming? Do you know? Do you have his?
I don't know about his stream.
I couldn't find one. I've kind of just been Googling a lot of the times for the stream name.
I have a theory that he's a Twitch streamer, but I don't have confirmation on that. I know Castle plays with several people that are streaming on Twitch as well, but I don't know about Bazento. Sorry. If anyone in chat knows Bazento's channel, please feel free to link it. It'll probably get automatically deleted by my bot, but I can copy and paste it anyways.
He has a lot of
Or you can whisper
Fortnite
it to
tracker
me.
stats. So yeah, if I Googling DNA Bazento definitely brings up the Fortnite tracker stats, and they are impressive. But no stream that I can
Maybe
find.
take
via
off the
power.
DNA and just try Bazento. I mean, you probably tried that, but I don't know. Crixicus and Frost Hits Those, I think, are both channel name matches. They're epic IDs, as far as I know.
Yeah, and yeah, those I've definitely got those two pulled up. So I think we're gonna have to do Castle's point of view. I can't find Bazento's stream, so not an issue there. We'll just keep it right here. Yeah.
I think I want to take a minute here real quick. Since both teams are kind of flying and looting, we might have some action, but just thank you everyone in chat for tuning in for this Mixer Elite Fortnite tournament. Please go drop a follow on all these competitors. You can find them on the bracket, which we are doing our best to keep updated. We're going to be showcasing several here on the stream as we move through the tournament, and then the top 3 teams will win prize money. Let's switch over here to Castle real quick. They got into some action.
They took a plane out of the sky, and now Bazento trying to push up and get that secured elimination on the driver of the plane. The passenger of the plane, a little bit far away from here on the north side in this brick, and oh, he's able to sneak it out, squeaked one through the builds right there. Castle getting his first elimination on the board, and Bazento racking up, I believe, his 3rd. So I think they have 4 total eliminations at the moment, and they're kind of just picking off some small teams. Oh, Bazento has 4, so we got to bring up right. It's currently 5-2.
2, and the 2 is for Frost because Crixicus is here. The 2, so 2 to 4, 2 to 1, 2 to 5.
Yeah, 2 to 5 total. Yep.
Still plenty of time left, and we still have 15 enemies on the board. You can see Frost and Crix are circling around in their plane right over God's Eye, as you taught me this call out, or Grandma's house, as I refer to it as.
I like the God's Eye one. Just it doesn't look like God's Eye when you're up here, but if you look at it on the map, if you go Google what God's Eye is in the real world, it looks just like that. So.
I believe you. Take your word for it. Crix is getting in some damage, just kind of trading paint with this player right now. Shotguns back and forth.
Oh, scary when he fell right there. I thought he was going to take a lot more damage. It does go down. Not able to lock it down. He's going to try to hope for Frost Hits Those, but he's going to get finished, unfortunately. The other player goes for the quick, immediate elimination and then falls down the hill. So it's going to be up to Frost to chase him down and try to lock down that elimination. I think this is okay play. I think we might be a little. Crixicus might go watch the opponent's team. It looks like Frost was able to lock that down. I think if he goes to watch the opponent's team, it's a little sad for the stream. I think that is the competitive play. The competitive play is to go viewpoint your other opponents and see what they're doing and try to give some call outs for your remaining teammate.
Yeah, somebody was talking to me about, having a stream delay or how you're going to avoid stream sniping. But in this format, when you can't directly eliminate your opponent, I don't feel like stream sniping is that much of an advantage. It's better to focus on your gameplay. You can see where your opponents are based on your map anyways.
Absolutely.
So I just don't think it's that much of an advantage to actually be watching their stream. Not enough to do anything about it. So it's kind of a risk. If people want to pull up the opponent's stream, they can. Oh, great snipe from Castle!
Oh my goodness. What a tab in on your side to get that over there. Hit a nice snipe from the player coming out of the plane. Frost Hits Those might be in a little bit of a precarious situation. I'll keep my eyeball on him for you. He's got some planes around. Oh, he gets knocked off the edge.
A 262 headshot again from Castle. Just back-to-back snipes.
Yeah, good shots coming out from him. You can just leave it on his perspective because unfortunately in the background we lost Frost. Frost got plane knocked off of God's Eye onto the ground, and his legs weren't so Frost getting taken out of the game there by a plane.
I'm just cracking up. Castle has this smug little smile, like he's trying not to be happy, but he feels good about those back-to-back snipes right there.
Blue Bolt putting in work for Castle.
I got a clip. I want to see if it picked up both snipes. Or if I just got one.
Was that a knockdown player? Did he just hit another one?
I don't know. I missed it. I was watching my clip.
Another elimination just now, and I think it was another snipe. I don't think it was a finished player. I think he just hit another snipe on another player right there, and another solo goes down for.
I mean, I'm kind of impressed with my tab skills and also my clip skills, because in that one clip that I saved, I got both of those headshot snipes. So just the very tail end of the first snipe, and then at the end of the clip, got the second snipe. It feels good.
Yeah, Avatar coming in with the info right there. 262 headshot onto another player. So that's what I thought I caught right there. And now they're coming up on the God's Eye themselves, taking the plane. And this is the team that took out Crixicus and so Mixer and Bazento trying to make up for their opponents getting eliminated here.
Yeah, avenge their teammates, right? Like, this is where all the action's happening right here on God's Eye. A 120 hit from that rocket.
Oh, another one. Oh, I thought he was going to have it.
I thought so too. The build happened just in time.
Yeah, he waited for the rocket to go past and then placed his wall. It was a really safe build, but he was a good play to not get shot by the enemy. aggressive build fight back and forth. Crixicus on his screen, I can just eyeball him. His hands are just on his face. He's just like, don't get
out.
Just lose. He's waiting for this team to die, but he's a little stressed out right.
Oh man.
Good shots from Castle right there. Using those
I don't
rockets
have any
effectively.
favorites when it comes to these tournaments. I love to see the great plays. That's it. I don't care which player comes out with them, but when you can make those clutch plays, everybody gets excited.
Absolutely. Castle doing work though. He's got 5 eliminations on the board. He's already up on top now, keeping this high ground, just letting Bazento handle himself on the bottom. They're not really helping each other. They're kind of 1v1.
I'm just worried about him getting knocked. He was so high up, and it looks like he's coming down now because he could have taken a ton of fall damage.
Oh,
did he rocket himself? No, someone right behind him.
Yep, teammate from behind.
Oh, third party. Bazento's
Castle
on his
was
own.
talking about it with the audio. He knew that player was behind him, but just underestimated how close. It's going to be up to Bazento.
Here, I'm going to switch over to Crixicus' view because he's watching Bazento, and he has 6 elims. So 5 for Castle, 6 for Bazento, gives him a total of 11. And Bazento now is in a tough spot. If he can pull this off, it's going to be huge. A great knock.
Peek. That was a super awesome peek right there, waiting for that player to get us. Did they get the res off somehow?
I don't know.
Think he got the res.
I don't think so. This is a different player because this player has shield. There's no way this is the revived player.
This gotta be the last teammate, and it is. Lex down the victory royale as well. It's gonna be 14 to 3.
What a great clutch finish right there from Bazento. That was just insane. So glad we were able to catch that. What a finish.
Lead to game 2 right there. Big opportunity now for Castle and Bazento to hold that lead. They have an 11 elimination. Now it's going to be tough. Crixicus and Frost, they're going to have to make some decisions. Do they just play their normal game and hope they get fairly lucky on the eliminations, or do they drop hot? Do they do a hot drop tilted, a hop drop paradise, and try to rack those eliminations up early in the match?
You know, it'll be fun to see which one they decide. I'm actually going to start working on switching up the matchups, but what a great play. While I'm switching over kind of our perspectives real quick, Twist, can you kind of talk through for the chat here how duo squads works as a format, because this is something that the Fortnite community has kind of created themselves because of no private matches and no spectate mode. So if you could just talk through that real quick, and we'll pull up another match here shortly.
Absolutely. Kind of an interesting situation to be put in, like you were saying, no private servers to be spoken of publicly yet in Epic, so we all kind of just have to make up our own tournament formats. And this has been the one that everybody has been going to for as much duos tournaments as you can get. Awesome. Basically got your teammate as a duo partner. You're going to queue against another duo. You're going to queue up into the same squad lobby, and it's going to be the total amount of eliminations over 2 different games will be crowned the victor. So it's all about eliminations. Placement doesn't matter in terms of points. So you're going to be 2v2 in the squad together, playing against other public matches against other squad opponents. So pretty much the whole time you're going 2v4 this whole round, and just going after those eliminations. The only thing that matters is the tally of kills that you get in the game. Placement not making a difference for this type of tournament. So a really aggressive style of tournament. Doesn't really lead to any kind of turtling at all. Being inside of a box not really helping you when you're trying to go for eliminations. So really, really fun tournament style, and a lot different than what you might play if you were trying to go for a victory royale in any other match. So
yeah. Exactly.
Definitely,
I agree with what Twist just said. all of that. We're spying over here on Cash. It looks like he's the last remaining player in this whole squad, and there are still 10 opponents on the field. He has 6 elims. Nothing like the 13 before, but he could still rack him up at the end. 6 is a solid match, so we'll see what he's able to do. Here. Yeah. And he already, his teammate Gunner there, you can see we're spectating from his perspective, has 2. They have a total of 8, but let's see what Cash can do as we wrap this up. Not sure about the other side with Ricky and Lifestyle, how many they were able to come up with.
Well, somebody is spectating Cash, right? And he's got 2.
Well,
so
he's the only one alive on the squad. I just don't know what the score is.
So whoever's spectating Cash has got 2. Is it Cash's teammate that you're spectating right now? Is this who's mixed?
So Gunner's viewpoint as he's watching Cash.
Okay.
Does that explain it?
Yeah.
So they as a duo have 8 right now.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was getting to. The math, the eventual math. Sometime.
We'll get there.
Cash all by himself.
I do have the QWERTY matchup queued up. That's QWERTY versus Mythic Trees. So QWERTY and Plixer versus Mythic and Charming Charlie. But I want to see how Cash plays out this combat right here, as QWERTY, Charming Charlie, Plixer, Mythic, they're all just flying in, and we'll rotate over to that action here in a second.
These are the kind of fights that really determine if you're a very good player or if you're just above average. These, when you're already trapped, the other team knows where you're at, you're outnumbered, and you're kind of stuck inside this box. You have to be very careful to decide when you're going to peek out, when you're going to edit those walls and try to build up and take high ground. Cash knows there's people all. He's just got to decide when he's going to make his move. And these are the very tough plays to come out of on top. So out he goes, immediately builds up, and he didn't take anybody damage, actually. Dodged those bullets. Somehow he's Neo from the Matrix.
Definite Matrix skills happening right there. I saw a little backflip that happened and it worked. And now he dives down on this like 1x1 and breaks in. Can he get this player before he gets trapped?
Still chasing him around, kind of back and forth, a little bit of a tag team, right? He jumped down, after he hid for a little bit, jumped down to try to chase, and now his opponent is doing the hiding. He's just trying to replace those sidewalls with his own so he can get easy, quick edits.
Sometimes these builds can just become a maze and you're trying to track the opponent at the same time and you're building up and out and over, and it can get a little dizzying at times. But there you go. You see somebody right up above him a little bit to the south.
You really got to have a good spatial awareness, good audio awareness, using your audio cues to kind of find out where they're at. A good idea of where the other player might be, just kind of by feel, right? If you don't always have eyes on them, you can't always see them. So you just got to kind of know, have that game sense intuition on where the other player might be and decide how you're going to make your move. Tough fights to win. These are tough engagements.
There you go. He gets down on the ground. He sees this player coming after him. He gets a shot off, but then he takes shots from another opponent down in Welling Woods.
Oh, yeah, probably a third party at this point. They've been up here for a while making noise, and this is a very obvious build fight. It's very tall, very large, so anybody could probably see it.
Do you think a third party is going to be an advantage or a disadvantage for Cash? Because he could get some help, but also he risks getting shot in the back. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's more of an RNG. It's depending on what the third party wants to shoot. If they start shooting him, obviously it's bad. If they start shooting the builds, it's good in general.
They took down his opponent that he had gotten so weak, and now he took damage. I don't think that was the trade-off he wanted.
Yeah, so to answer your question, not good. This is a bad third party now. Yeah.
They heard my question, and then they answered it.
Yeah.
He's just being so sneaky, actually using the
bush.
The bush! Yes!
The bush strat.
No!
They saw him, though. Another player must have saw him run in there. Not before locking down 7 eliminations for himself. Good
so it looks like a 9. I don't know if it was a 0. I didn't see much up on the scoreboard, but it was just a quick flash. So I think they'll be heading into one more matchup. I'm going to switch over to the second round here. This is between QWERTY is teamed up with Plixer, and then Charming Charlie and Mythic Trees here. You can see right now QWERTY has 2 elims already. Here, let's take chat off. There we go. More gameplay.
While that was happening in the background, we did unfortunately see the end of the Crixkiss matchup. Crixkiss and teammate did lose right there, so congrats to Castle and Bozent moving on ahead.
Yep.
Bozento, yep. Moving on ahead into the semifinals match.
And another score just got reported, which is Tara and Berto won against Jared and Bad Codes 12-8.
Might be people up on this.
I think that was a based on the seed. That was an upset, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, someone looted.
I'm gonna update a couple of scores in the bracket.
I'm incorrect. Tara was seeded 3rd, so following the correct stat tracking. But Tara and Berto 3rd seed, Bad Codes and Jared 11th seed. It's gonna give us one team for each match for our semifinals. Mixer and Castle waiting for this 40 to play out, and then Tara and Berto waiting for Ricky and Gunner to play out.
Gotcha. I'm gonna update some scores here as we see another plane in play.
Yeah, there's a Slurpee.
Yeah, I mean, again, for spectating, I don't mind the planes. I love the planes in general. I like having good mobility on the map. The mobility to me in general only adds, I don't know, skill tiers. The more mobility there is, the higher amount of fights you can get in. And for a game mode like this or a tournament mode like this, it's even more important to have that high mobility. My problem with the planes comes into the, I don't know, also being able to shoot and blow people off mountains and things and stuff like that. But they are really fun, and they do allow you to get around the map very, very quickly and be able to track these eliminations down.
I do have an update. This match we're watching right now with QWERTY, after the first round, it was 18-13, QWERTY and Plixer ahead. So they have a 5-point lead and also high scores. So that's kind of the situation we're in now. So Mythic and Charming Charlie, a little bit of pressure. They have to make up 5 even. Both teams scoring really high in that first round matchup. So this could be a really good.
You have the ability to tab over Mixer and Charming right now, getting into an engagement, and Mixer already has an elimination from this fight. Or Mythic, sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Mythic, we gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. Mythic already had a great elimination. He lasered somebody with this scar that he has and got a very, very quick knockdown, and they secured the elimination and get him a #1 there from finishing off his knockdown from Charlie. So Mythic already on the board with 5 and looking to make it 7 as they got 2 more players around. They got 1 knock. He pulls out the grappler immediately. Rockets coming in from Charlie. Doesn't even need the grappler. The Rockets through the wood wall are going to do it. 6 on the board for Mythic. And I think Charlie has 3. Let me double check that.
I missed, unfortunately, what you were talking about with Mythic Trees and all those elims, but we are tabbed over now, and you can see his total of 6, looking very nice. We're going to do a little bit of a side-by-side here, so we have one viewpoint from each duo. So you see Plixer and Cordy with the double plane strat going after this team in retail. Cordy already with 2 elims, and again, Cordy Plixer have a 5-point lead on Charming Charlie and Mythic Trees for the first round, so we'll see how this ends up playing out. This could be a really close one.
Yeah, I wish I could see Plixer's elimination count. I might have to pull up the stream and see if I can bring him up too, because I think right now they might have tied up to 5.
What is this? This poor little guy. What? The little quad just absolutely getting shredded by Mythic and Charming Charlie as he tries to just drive around casually. It's not happening for you.
Mythic with this scar is just shredding people.
And finishes with the purple pump, making it look easy. And there's the scar, like you said.
Yeah, he's been hitting so many shots. It's been really, really impressive to see his shots right now. Mythic is just on point.
Drops another 70 from that player's shield, making it look easy.
Oh, a very well-placed rocket coming out from Charlie. Just snuck it around the corner to do 110 shield damage onto the... Mythic decides that's the opportunity to push in. Gets the knock on the first player with the grappler and the shotgun. The second one goes down. They're only going to have one more player left on this squad, as they get 3 out of the 4 already at this point, and just racking up those eliminations. I think that 5-point lead is gone.
I think so too. And that's the thing right now. Cordy and Plixer are flying around in these planes. Now that a little bit of pressure's on. Can Mythic hit the snipe? Barely misses it, but a great shot coming off. But yeah, Cordy and Plixer are going to have to start thinking about getting out of those planes and getting down and finishing off some elims. But they're just like looking around, picking their battles. A good grapple shotgun play, wasn't able to connect, but was able to finish off the elim. Actually, Charlie took that one. Great play.
That is the final end of that team they've been fighting up here in Layton for a while. They wiped one out, and they've been fighting that final team for quite a bit. While that's happening, Cordy finally getting out of the planes. They are up here at Loot Lake, and they have dropped down out of their planes on top of a player. He actually got smashed on the player with the plane. Great shot right there from the heavy AR. Close combat heavy AR damage. 88 headshot. And again, another headshot with the heavy AR and a knockdown.
What a great amount of damage he just dealt out in that 10-second span.
This is like an Asian movie fight scene right now, like an old school. They're just coming in one after the other for the karate fight. Oh my goodness, the grenade placement underneath that. I snuck one in with the snowball launch. Oh my gosh, he's just lasering people with this heavy AR. Cordy is just popping off right now. Nobody is safe anywhere in the vicinity. Last player from this squad jumping in right now and gets taken out of the air by Plixer. Not even gonna be able to touch the ground.
Oh, and just like that, I have no idea what the score is right now because they're just going back and forth with these two duos. Both duos absolutely destroying anything that crosses their paths. I'll just let you know, I would not want to be in this lobby.
Yeah, this is scary. Again, we say they're going up against each other. It's a 2v2 duos tournament, but when they're playing like this, when you get down to the end, it's not gonna matter. It's gonna feel like a full squad is just coming at you, and it's gonna be very scary. So. I do have all 4 point of views brought up right now. So right now, Cordy and Plixer got a 5-point lead. So including the 5-point lead, they have 14. Including the 5-point lead, they have 14. Mythics and Charming have 12. So they are only down by 2 right now, even with that 5-point advantage. So they've actually brought it back quite a bit. Mythic right now in the plane, trying to come down and find another eyeball on the player.
I gotta say, Twist, I think we're doing a pretty good job of picking which matchup to watch because this is the game that I would want to see.
I'll tell you what, I think the players are just doing a really good job at being competitive. Every match
Charlie picks up another. Yeah, it is very close. Sorry, I got excited because I think Charlie picked up another elim that should cut the lead of Cordy and Plixer down to 1.
No, he had one on the ground. That ties it up, 14-14.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Charlie and Mythic officially, I'm gonna get rid of the 5-point lead. Charlie and Mythic right now with 14 without, and then Plixer and Cordy with 9. So that does get rid of the 5-point advantage. They are now tied evenly coming to the end with only 6 other players remaining. So these last 6 players could definitely determine who wins this and goes to the semifinals.
This is it. This is such an exciting matchup, and I mean, I would love, of course, to see another Victory Royale if they could pull it out here. I think they have a pretty good shot at it, but they're going to be fighting each other for those elims. What do you see?
What the hell? Mythic, he came out of the plane. I don't think he was ready for it. He tried to land back on the plane with
Cordy.
With Charlie. but that wasn't able to get. No, I thought he was going to try to
think it
swoop into the other.
was
Oh, was it Cordy? It might have been,
Cordy's
yeah.
plane. I
Trying
don't
to swoop into
know.
Cordy's plane. He was
I
trying
saw-
really hard.
I saw something on Cordy's perspective. I thought it was like a teammate, but not his teammate. That makes sense. I don't think it was Plixer. I think it was Mythic, which that would have been hilarious if he had been riding on the teammate / opponent's plane. It's a little complicated. I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching from the Mythic point of view, and he was trying his best to get himself onto the plane, so it's really funny to me that was Cordy. I totally thought it was just Charlie trying to pick him back up out of the sky.
That would have been hilarious. Guys, once this match is done, we'll update the bracket and we'll get you back on track. But right now we are in the quarterfinal round, and then the winner here will head into semifinals. So we're getting down to the wire. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like Mythic and Charlie are the ones who are going to have eyeballs on these players first. Cordy and Plixer coming in from afar with the plane. Good shots coming out from Cordy on the plane. They deliver it down. The first knockdown does go. Gets it with his AR, trying to get a snipe here.
Oh, and then Cordy with the cleanup, beautiful play. There's another opponent there to the south, so quickly switching gears, grabbing that AR, grabbing that snowball launcher, and trying to fight for these. Are these the last two? No, there's still 4 opponents.
This gotta be the last fight. They've got one knockdown on the ground right there, so there's only 3 other players remaining. There's 2 on the ground. I think it's still tied. I'm pretty sure Charlie's got one on the ground. Cordy's got one on the. I'm almost confident it's tied right now.
So it's a fight for these last 2.
I believe the next player that gets the elimination, Mythic's got 1. I think Mythic's in the lead at 1 player right now. I think that's
And Cordy got 1.
Cordy get the
Is
final
it a tie?
I don't know if we
Are
got
you
it or
joking?
not.
Oh my gosh, what
Where's
just
the map?
happened?
Somebody give me
Did
the map.
really?
Pull it up.
No!
I'm listening to Cordy.
By what?
Oh
How
my God.
many?
It's 17 for Mythic and Charlie.
Oh my god.
12
dude.
for Cordy. It is tied. If they had a 5-kill advantage,
right?
Cordy and Plixer
Yeah.
have 12.
Wait, they're figuring it out right now. I see Cordy, like, he thought he
Everybody's
lost, and now
doing
he's
that,
like, wait, what?
Tied
I'm
up?
literally saying it's a tie.
The doubles, like, just look at both of these
third
two
game.
streamers as they're, like, trying to calculate this real quick.
I'm pretty confident that's a 17.
Oh my gosh, this is the best. I hope it's a tie because I don't want to see either of these teams out right now.
So
I'm trying to listen to see if they're
Oh,
figuring it
it's
out.
tied
I'm
up?
pretty sure that was the case.
Yeah,
They're talking it out. Hold on.
By 5, right?
Holy shit, dude.
GG's, guys. Fucking
G
A.
freaking G. Dude, you guys went off at Tomato Temple. What the hell?
I love the sportsmanship right here. You can see
Oh,
Mythic
yeah.
and Cordy, the two
This is
captains,
coming
just like
out.
talking it out, and
Bro,
just
it's
like, you guys went
apparently
off, you guys
RNG,
did
you know?
great. Like, that's what you want to see.
Man. Good to
18-13
figure
first
out.
round and 17-12 second
Okay,
round
so,
says Savvy
game
Snickers,
3
just
then,
sounds
huh?
right to me. So it's a tie. 30 to
All
30.
right.
Just huge
Shit,
games
one
from
more
both
time.
teams, though.
grappler,
Like, just
I
that
had that
overall
last
2-round score is amazing.
Dude, that AK, man. I was
That is
beaming on that
insane.
game with the AK. GG.
Who would have thought that after 30 points in 2 rounds that you wouldn't have a win, right? Like, this is the matchup.
What a play right here. And they did. They figured out for sure, confirmed multiple times from different people. They are tied up right now. So, man, come down to the end. Mythic and Charlie not going down with the fight. They came into this round at 5 points down, and they brought it back to tie it back up, to take it into game 3. And in game 3, there can be no tiebreakers. So, going to come down to the wire on this one.
Like, okay, so as an example, just to kind of explain how tiebreakers work, they play a third match, and then whoever has more elims wins. But if it's still tied, whoever gets the final elimination, the last elimination, would have won. So if that had been the tiebreaker, which it wasn't, Cordy and Plixer would have won because Cordy landed that final elim. That makes sense?
Somehow, it was so close. Even that final elimination was close. Mythic hit a snipe on the final player, and then Cordy got the final hit with his AR. So even the last elimination, they were fighting over at the very last millisecond.
So if we got 20 kills
That was
first
an
game and 10 kills
incredibly
second, then we
close
have a
game
total of
back
30
and forth
kills.
right there.
Yeah, I don't think I can bear to go to any other game. In fact, I think that we might be heading into the next semifinals. Could be starting for one matchup, but I want to see how this tiebreaker plays out
something
before
I
we
gotta
move
do
on.
to see the score?
I did get a report that. Hold on, let me check.
Oh.
Cash and Gunner won, but I'm just waiting to see if I have their score. So far, Cash and Gunner have moved to the semifinals. They'll be up against Terra and SB Birdo, and then Castle Bazenti are waiting for the winner of this matchup right here. I think semifinals is going to be absolutely insane.
They probably will, man.
It's
They're
going
not
to looking
gonna
really
change it
good.
up.
Right now, we've got a 3rd seed and a 4th seed in the semifinals. And the 1st seed, Cordy and Plixer, trying to be into that semifinals as well. The lowest seeded team going to be Gunner and Cash, the 10th seed, going to be bringing up the semifinals for that team right there. But potentially, if Cordy and Plixer win this one, we could have a 1st, 3rd, and 4th seed semifinals, which would be really intense.
That would be intense. Of course, seeding is kind of relative, so the best stat I could find to go off of is lifetime KD, and that determines the seeding, which is you know, there's a lot of variables that go into it. How many games you played, you know, who your teammates are that you've been playing with, you know, for the whole, you know, over a year of Fortnite play. So there's a lot of different variables within that. It's not a perfect system, but that's what we had to work with, and so far it's kind of
looking
working
good
out.
to me. And in my eyes, I mean, even if it's not the best for determining, like, you know, tournament gameplay, who's the better tournament player, it gives you a really good statistical baseline of how to see these guys. No human bias, nothing like that. It's all based on numbers and numerics, and I really enjoy that.
Hey, I mean, I used to be a math teacher. I had to love the number base of everything.
Right.
Working out the averages feels
Numbers
good.
don't lie, but humans do. So. All right. So once again, Mythic and Charlie have dropped into Tomato Temple.
Let me know if you find any shots.
Men of my own
Pump here.
of own heart here. They really joined Tomato Temple, so I'm gonna give them my personal MVP just because I like where I like the Tomato Temple
Okay,
drop. And
that's fine.
they've made it their home so far today. So shout out to these guys dropping into one of my favorite spots. And Cordy and Plixer deciding to go into the divot, getting a little bit of shields for mushrooms and trying to hide inside these trees. Hoping, I'm assuming both teams deciding they don't want to land and fight a squad right off the bat. So kind of going into a little bit lower loot area, so they don't have to worry too much about running into 4 other players before they get looted up comfortably.
Yeah, right now, not a lot of action happening. If you guys want to follow along with the overall tournament, please check out the bracket, which we are keeping up to date. Right now, we're just waiting for this is going to be the final. This will determine the 4th team to head into the semifinals. Let me say it that way, so it's really clear. So this is the remaining semifinal team. We do know that Gunner and Cash are in. I'm just waiting to put it on the bracket until I find out what the actual score is, just because it's kind of fun to look back and see what kind of points the teams have been dropping. So the winner's already determined. I'm just waiting to find out what points I can assign to their team. Points for each round don't mean anything beside win-loss, but I just enjoy it. Again, going back to the whole numbers thing, it's fun to look back and say, hey, look at 30 points, 20 points, or whatever it may be.
Do some MVP shout-outs at the end of the day for, you know, most eliminations on the day, stuff like that. Super good to have stats like that. Gotta keep it accurate. And these two teams you're talking about trying to find that 4th semifinal slot, they're going to be going up against Castle and Bazento as the other players are going up against. So
that's going to be another great matchup. We saw that Castle and Bazento just destroying, and then again Gunner and Cash, and we saw Cash drop a 13 Elim game just on his own. So it's going to be so intense once we get to the semifinals, and I think that it's been great competition so far. We've had some unlucky drops and some people getting third-partied, and I mean, that's Fortnite, and it sucks, but it happens. But on the other side, we've seen great build battles, we've seen great snipes, just some really impressive strategic plays. I love to see the builds, the edits, the snipes coming out, and then some solid shotgun finishes. All good stuff.
We see Charlie and Mythic getting into a fight up here at Lazy Links. They brought the planes in, and Flixer and Cordy also getting into a fight with planes. 2 different fights happening at once right here. We know each team has a knock on the ground. Charlie and Flixer both locking themselves a knockdown. Both of them actually with the planes, I think. Also, both of them got vehicle knockdowns. So
I don't know which side to watch, so I'm going to stick with both for right now, and then we'll focus in. Hey, there we go. Mythic able to finish off that Elim.
Only 1 each, so maybe not as full of a squad as they were looking for, only getting 1 point each, but points on the board. Plixer still going off over here on Cordy's side and gets 2 more eliminations. I think that gives Plixer 2 total. Yeah, so each of them go actually. That was a very
is it 2-2? What in the
is indeed tied 2-2 right now. Both teams coming in with planes. Both teams getting knockout.
Here we go. Cordy's getting pushed. Somebody right below the Christmas tree gets a nice snipe and takes him down right away. There's the second player there. Also got some weak, stripped off all their shield and got some in the lightning. And there you go. Finishes it off and picks up 2. So it should be 4-2 right now for Cordy and Plixer if I am doing the math correctly.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. Plixer coming in very strong after that very nice snipe from Cordy. Just has those snowball launcher in hand and no place to hide for that enemy.
You know, it's crazy if you look at the scoreboard. Right now, Cordy and Plixer with a 2-point lead, but even the health on both duos is almost identical. You know, 2 players at about 100 health, 2 players with some shield. Like, it's almost, like you said, symmetrical matchup right now, and they could go either way. 25 remaining in the game. Could we get back-to-back victory royales from this squad? Maybe we just... You know, maybe we're playing matchmaker right now, and like, guys, this should be your squad now. Because these 4 would just be a force. I don't think either of these duos are any lack of teammates right now, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, that's probably true. They probably got stacks of
A waiting list.
Yeah, lists of people.
Yeah,
There's some
Done.
contact here at the top of the hill, like between the two peaks, I guess. So
Yeah,
so you
if
see if they
you're by
drop in on them.
Man, James Harden's so good with that heavy AR. Heavy AR, not something I am good with, but he has been sneaking. I mean, he's just been threading the needle through sneaking shots in there, and every time just tapping for that 44 damage.
Yeah,
So
those
it's very
44
good.
add up quick.
Yeah,
The
one shot
grenade's
help.
coming down
They-
from Plixer. He actually gets down behind them, and now they're pinching these two enemies. Misses the shotgun shot, but able to finish it off, and Plixer gets the remaining player.
Yeah,
Start drinking
Plixer actually the one getting credit for all those eliminations. We
Doesn't
saw
make it.
Cordy doing a ton of damage, but not able to get the final shot on any of them. So Plixer getting the. You're right.
up,
They get a
Malibu?
really good wrap somehow with the snowball grenades coming in. Cordy was able to push up and over that team, get behind them, and then there was no getting out of that. They were pinched between two great players and took them out. So 3 players down for Cordy and Plixer.
I don't think we missed anything from Mythic and Charming that I know of, so that should put Plixer and Cordy at a 5-point advantage overall. And this is the tiebreaker round to see who heads into the semifinals. And we might have 4 players in planes here.
Yeah,
Nope.
lots of planes.
I jinxed it. Mythic, I'm sorry. He gets taken out of his plane.
They've located players here just on top of the Tilted Towers hill, so bounced out a little bit. You see Plixer coming over now to catch up to Cordy and the rest of the crew as they are all up here above Tilted Towers, going to be fighting over these.
Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is the Mixer Elite Fortnite tournament. Please check out all these amazing streamers that are competing, but especially check out my co-caster Twes at the link right there. Drop him a follow.
I do want to give a shout out. I know we've been busy today, so there've been a lot of follows coming in on your channel. So shout outs to everybody coming in to saying hi, and hope you guys are having a good time. More action
Oh,
going
there's
down.
a nice cleanup, and we have. Do we have all
Golly.
4 players right here?
Oh yeah, they're all on
More
top of each
people
other. They're
forward.
fighting
North,
each
they're
other for these
crafting
eliminations now. It's no longer, hey, do we need to survive to get these eliminations? It's how fast can we kill these players to take eliminations from our opponents, these other players.
It's
3
just like
points
the
for 'em.
round previously. Same thing
Yeah.
happened.
Cordy and Plixer actually have a player trapped inside of this building right here. The players got trapped all over the building, so they have to be careful, but they do finally lock him down right.
I'm very
Plixer
low.
getting the credit. And while that's happening, though, Mythic and Charlie fighting another team on the other side of Tilt. Mythic gonna clear it out right there with a nice headshot from his heavy shotgun,
No.
and that's gonna rack him up a point as well. I'm gonna try to do some quick math here. See, Mythic and Charlie have 5, and Cordy and Plixer have 10. So Cordy and Plixer 5 ahead with only 10 other players remaining. Charlie and Mythic gonna have to be very aggressive here. to
It's
keep up.
not over, but it's not looking good. Not
Yeah,
over.
it's definitely a
It's not
fight.
looking
They have to eliminate more than half of
There's a
the
rocket
remaining
launcher.
server
You like those?
without
Legendary.
allowing Plixer or
Okay.
Cordy to. So that's just tough. It's not so much getting the 5 eliminations; it's
10
stopping
left?
the other players
means
from
we
getting
need
their own
3 kills and
eliminations,
we're
and that's
guaranteed to win.
almost impossible to do. It's more up to luck.
Yeah.
9 to 5 or
Well,
4?
here's the thing with
We're
duo
up 5.
squads, right? So the traditional rule set, which is
3
what we're
kills to
following
guarantee
here,
our win.
you're not allowed to
the thing is,
sabotage
we need to get you?
the opponent. So you can't block them intentionally. You can't destroy their builds. I don't even think it's possible to shoot down their planes. I
Stay
don't,
with them,
because
stay
I think
with
that would be the team shooting thing. So there's things you can do. You can't like destroy a chest they're about to loot or whatever, but you can kill steal or loot steal. So if somebody opens a chest and you grab the weapon before they do, that's all yours. Or if they're shooting at an opponent and you finish them off, you take that last shot, you're allowed to do that. So there's things that you can do competitively, but not directly sabotaging the duo that you're against.
And fortunately for us, all these players are streaming, so we'll have very good evidence if somebody is to think that some sabotage has happened. We'll have 4 angles of viewpoints. to
Oh no,
verify
I'm definitely
that.
not accusing. I think all of these players
Yeah,
are really
yeah.
familiar with the rule set, and everything. The sportsmanship so far today has been absolutely phenomenal. I'm really excited to see it. And I think the Fortnite community as a whole has a good reputation of that. Of course, there's exceptions, but it's just been all good.
I'll add in from somebody who isn't on Mixer all the time
Yeah.
and sees the other world of streaming. I think the Mixer plus Fortnite community really is some good
Oh
stuff.
man, if Plixer and Cordy
job,
finish
bro.
up
There
this,
it
this
is.
might just be the
GG's,
cherry on
man.
top.
I think that might be enough. They were able to locate those players with the planes. We see Mythic and Charlie did come in very quickly.
That might
They
be-
knew they were in an engagement,
never
but
mind. I was
just
gonna
didn't
say it
get
might
here
be
in
our
time.
hardest match.
40
Like you
and-
mentioned, they were gonna have to try
games.
to steal the kills. That was like their only hope, but I don't think they got there in time. So I don't know if that's it.
Let's go,
13-5 at this point.
That's
so.
game because there's only 7 remaining
By a
opponents.
couple of the good
Oh yeah,
teams, I mean
it's
Castle.
a 8-player.
So it's an
Castle's
8 point.
Castle's
It's an 8 point
in the
difference
chat
with
right
7 players remaining. So that does leave
Come here.
QWERTY and Plixer to take the win and head to the semifinals. But
Well,
what
this is
a
happening, though.
great matchup! Absolutely
They
insane.
might know because all 4 of them now sharing the one plane together. All 4 of them on. They might know that this is the end of the game. I'm really happy these players. Smiles on Charlie and Mythic's faces right now.
Just insane plays. I just kept clipping things over and over again so that we could be, promoting these amazing streamers. And that's it. That's our 4th team to head into semifinals. So I'll update the bracket once I get the final score. Do you have the final score? It was 30-30, and now add on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it might come out a little bit weird because they get
Yeah,
the last
that's
couple
true.
of-
Well,
we
maybe
know
we'll just
40
watch it out.
are gonna- Yeah, we know they're going to get the victory, but for stats and point numbers, it could be a little bit different here. So we'll see.
Do you think they're going to try to, it kind of seems to me they're playing as a squad at this point,
I
and now
think
they're going to go
so.
for the win, right?
I do think that's true. I think they're having a good time. I didn't have their audio on, so I don't know if they're talking to each other at all at this point. But I think that's
don't
kind of the
think
agreed
so.
upon. I think that's the agreed upon situation. Is they were all on the same plane and they're all.
Now here's the test. Did they get the revive? QWERTY actually was going to go over to the revive, but then instead builds up. So I think that confirms that they're playing as a squad at this point.
For sure, yeah. And they're letting Charlie stay back here and pick up Mythic officially. So Plixer and QWERTY can push out. Oh my gosh, QWERTY snipes that guy out of the air. Not really snipes him, but hits him with the A.
Like you said, that heavy AR, that AK just absolutely demolishing and hits him in midair as he was falling.
He was doing work with the blue AR earlier, and now he's got this purple one, and it's just even scarier.
We win those.
Great
man.
shots midair. Just once again, player not even able to touch the ground. Just gets loot explosion into the air like fireworks.
Loot explosion, I like
High
it.
kill games too, all 3 of them.
Loot fireworks are always a good feel.
Such high elimination games
Don't
here from
you
both
love the
duos.
adrenaline,
So I think we'll be
Plixer?
hard pressed to find a
gotta get
matchup that's
into,
this exciting, this many elims, even heading into semifinals championship. I'm not saying it won't happen,
I do
but
like
wow, I'm really satisfied with this as a quarterfinal matchup. That's pretty impressive.
And let me tell you, these players all just kind of lazily, lackadaisically running through this open field, jumping to get. You might, if you see this running through the field, you might kind of laugh because they're just kind of running through and you're like, oh, we're going to get this bot squad. No, you do not want to fight this squad, anybody else in the round.
I
Everybody.
think he dropped that campfire there for Mythic, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's super cool. And they got the launch pad there that they can all
they're loot sharing.
communal launch pad. Yeah.
The communal launch pad. No, I know they look like I don't know, what's a pack of rabbits called? Not a herd, not a pack. I don't know. A litter.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, a litter of rabbits. I should know this.
I don't know.
Or a gaggle of geese. Can we go with that?
But like the whole bouncing up and down, maybe more like hedgehogs just like hopping up and down as they hop through this open field.
Yeah.
Like this would be pretty funny if you were on the other end. We do have at least 2 enemy teams here in play with the 5 players, so we don't know if it's a 4-1, a 2-3, or whatever other combination. There's so many, I'm not going to go through the list.
I just feel like if I was in this lobby and I wasn't like, if you're paying attention to the elimination feed, you know that these 4 names have been in the elimination feed consistently over and over. So maybe if you're really paying attention, you've got a little bit of an idea of what you're up against. But I can only imagine myself in this lobby with my teammate, hiding in a 1-by-1 and seeing 4 guys skip through the field like, hey, we can take all 4 of these guys. They're skipping through the field like they don't know what they're doing. And then just getting shredded.
The reality check would set in really hard, I think.
Yeah. It's they're either bouncing through the field because they're bots, or they're bouncing through the field because they know they're the best players in the lobby. Yeah.
Exactly, they're just that good.
No fear.
Oh no, they're knocking down QWERTY's build. Why would they do that? I think, are they trying to bait out the other teams?
Yeah, I think this is. I think they're mostly just messing around because QWERTY was actually kind of knocking down his own
Fall
build.
damage. Feels bad, man.
And still, smiles on all the players' faces. I got all 4 streams and they're all giggling. And
Chat
laughing,
right now.
having
A
good
group
time.
of rabbits is a colony or a warren.
Oh, no.
A colony. Ooh, that's one of my
rabbit.
favorite weapons in Destiny 2 is the colony. So thank you, cat lovers, and cat lovers Google device.
But where are
Much
these
appreciated
last
for
2
the
teams? They
on-the-fly
must be
info drop. Gotta love that.
Ooh,
Oh,
Mythic
Mythic
gets
gets
taken
knocked
down.
out. They found him. They located him. Plixer immediately gets the response right there, though, and QWERTY on his way with the launch pad. He was a little bit behind, trying to mess around with his builds, but he's got the launch pad, and he's coming in with that Season 7 Victory Royale umbrella.
Look at he just jumps right behind this guy.
Oh my gosh. This poor guy, and down he goes.
Oh, the 168. Feels bad.
The Russian player getting taken out of the lobby. That was the 1 squad remaining, and now it's a 4v. see who's able to locate this last final player.
Our
Okay,
team's
can I make a
health is
prediction
not
here?
okay right now, though. So I know it's a 4v1, but look at other than Charming Charlie, everybody's pretty low on HP.
Yeah. Cordy took a lot of fall damage. Blixer
Yeah.
took a lot of fall damage, and Mythic gotten taken out by that original player in the squad here.
Certainly. Guys, after this match, we'll be heading right into semifinals. I'll show you the bracket and what we're looking at as we move forward. Just waiting to find out the final score here as these teams rack up the elims. And again, shout out to Twest, my co-caster. Go check out his channel here on Mixer, as well as all of these amazing teams have at least one, but most of them have two streamers here on Mixer. Some great Fortnite players. There were actually 25 teams that applied to get into this tournament. We took the top 16 based on lifetime KD, put them in a bracket, and now we gotta just watch them duke it out. It's been a lot of fun. They're just searching.
Super good. Yeah, and I was gonna say this might be my prediction. Now this is the game that maybe they'll die to the zone. They might
Yeah, you called it a little bit early. But like
Yeah.
in this case, like, do you want to cut your losses and be like, guys, it's over? Like, Storm,
Right.
take me. Oh, sweet,
Right.
merciful Storm.
We're gonna be searching through the cornfield here, trying to see if they can locate this last remaining player. I saw a bullet. Oh, it was Mythic. Okay, I thought it was somebody shooting at Cordy.
I don't think he's going to die to this storm, possibly the next one. Saw a bunch of pyramids here to the south, but I think they're friendly.
Did not know you could do that.
What?
I was ignorant that you could put down floors to knock down the corn stalks like that. You can just clear the whole
I
cornfield
don't
with just
think I've
floors.
ever seen that either.
I was completely ignorant to that. It makes sense. It makes total sense. It's just like anything else getting removed out of the game. And I guess I've seen it happen if I put like ramps and stuff.
Oh, knocked out
I've
by
never-
a fall.
Oh, yeah.
Rip. Does he take the time to revive or no?
Yeah, it looks like he's going. Oh, he's gonna dance on the
That's his teammate.
Rude.
Ah!
Rude.
I just hear him calling rude.
A real friend.
Good times, good times.
Oh, see
Yeah,
now.
having a good time
Shots
trying to
fired.
lock this one down.
Bet you
And,
this
like,
guy kills
maybe the player's hiding in the bottom of this quarry. There's a little bit of a
Waiting until the
cave
very
underneath the
end.
rock quarry right here.
Yep.
Charlie might have a location on him. They're gonna start shooting down
Oh.
trees. Oh, and he did. He fell out
died
of
to fall damage.
Oh, he's in the
fell out of the
tree.
tree when
I shot the
40
tree
took
down. I
the
should've
tree
got
out,
the
so he was
kill.
hiding in the top of that tree.
Oh no!
I think Charlie must have heard him. They had a pretty immediate reaction to that tree, so must have heard him. And nobody gonna get the point there. So didn't die from the storm, but did die to fall
Jeez.
damage. Nobody gets
Mayhem, what's
So
up?
gonna
much
lock it
fun.
up. Cordy and Plixer.
Did you
taking
get the
that
final
round.
kill count on that? I missed it.
I don't think I did. I think Charming and Mythic still had the 5, and I think the other two still had the 13. I think it was still an 8 lead, so I think it was 13-5 because nobody got any points after that.
13-5. Okay, so it would be 43-35.
35. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
That's insane, isn't it? Though.
What a play!
Great job.
yeah,
We'll be heading in
bracket up.
here to the semifinals next. So let's submit this one.
I'm
Good
gonna try
job
to
Cordy
while
and
you're
Plixer.
updating scores. I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna try to bring up Tara and Birdo. I'm assuming they've probably already started their match. Let me see if they're getting in there. They're getting into some game. I'm curious if it's game 2 or 1. Let me see. Oh wait, no, sorry, I apologize. I had the stream pause on a loading screen. That doesn't make it very helpful for information gathering.
No, loading screens are not helping. It's okay. We'll find a semifinal match here right now. So we'll be heading on. They're on game 1, says Wild West. Oh, it looks like they're right on the like pre-loading bus area. What do you
Okay.
call that? The island?
Loading lobby.
Yes.
Loading island, loading lobby. I don't
Sure,
know. I guess
sure,
the
sure.
lobby's kind of when you're still loading in, right?
I just wanted to say a quick shout out to all of these semifinal teams. Please go check them out on Mixer and follow them. Cordy and Plixer, Castle Bozenti, Gunner and Cash, and Tara and SB Birdo. Here we go. This is SB Birdo flying in.
Yeah, this
The
is
starter island, the spawn island makes
it's
sense to me.
actually Realm
I could go
Royale.
with that. Thanks.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, chat.
I'm not gonna look
So,
at the
somebody in
Let's
chat was
see,
saying
Cash.
that this is this their first match or their second match Wild West, if you know, or if anyone else
Really
knows.
going to
That's the only
these
thing because
maniacs.
this is their first match. Okay, hey, look at that transition. Boom, heading right into it. So it should be both semifinal matches starting at about the same time, which feels good.
First game of the first
Yeah, I
semifinal
don't
match
know
right here.
that.
Making a pretty good time this morning too. What? It hadn't been that long, right? Only been about 2 hours.
I'm
since
really
match start, so-
impressed. Like all the teams like matching up really quickly and getting into games, and we've had long games too. But just everything rolling along, like you'd want to see it. Like good
You know what?
action.
I'm going to shout outs to the tournament organizer and admin, Magic Unicorn, for making this tournament run so smoothly and having good rules laid out and ahead of time for all the players to know. Everybody in chat, give some love to Magic. She's on her own channel, so make sure you guys let Magic know how much awesome work she's doing for putting this whole tournament together and some of her own cash to help
Welcome
support
to
these
Diving
players for
Board.
the victors. So
It's a fun thing for me to do. But thank you. Thank you
Super,
very much.
super awesome. Once again, I appreciate you bringing me in here for this also. So I love doing the casting stuff, and being able to do this on Mixer has been a super cool experience. I will, once again, I keep doing it because it's awesome. The Mixer delay, or the lack thereof, absolutely astounding.
It makes things like this possible, right? So back before I was streaming off of a PC, I ran Destiny tournaments via co-stream. So without being able to window capture, I would do a co-stream and I'd bring in the teams I would want to feature and I would do shoutcasting. So you have to pull up the co-stream to be able to hear my casting with Zam, and then you'd have to have the other person's co-stream also up to watch their gameplay. So that's kind of how I did a little workaround, and that's how I started off doing tournaments on Mixer. Obviously, this is a little bit more refined.
It's
but,
cool that you can even do that, right? Like
yeah.
you would not be able to do that on any of the other streaming platforms, just even specifically one that I'm obviously thinking of, but you would never be able to do that on any of the other streaming platforms but Mixer. There's just no way. It's super.
It's a pretty cool option. So yeah, I think that this is a little bit more polished, but I have been running tournaments on my channel for, I don't know, 2 years now, I guess. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, like I keep telling people, they're like, oh yeah, how long have you been doing this? And I'm like, 3 years apparently. And I'm like, wait, when did that?
When
Yeah.
did that happen? No, it's been a lot of fun. So I had a little bit of fun yesterday making overlays and adding, you know, hotkeys to my stream deck. So we're just refining the process. Let's see if Gunnar can pick off this snipe. He's so patient with the hunting rifle as they're watching this team down here in Loot Lake.
Which what is the Gunner's Mixer stream officially, by the
Gunnar MTV.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. I was having trouble locating him, but
If you want to check out Gunnar and Cash, there's the link to Gunner's channel. Go give him a follow. He's actually a mod of mine. He helps me out when we do Saturday open lobbies. So if I need some carry help, Gunner's my go-to. Oh,
so
on the other
Birdo and
side
Tara,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, let's switch
Into
over.
engage- Oh, they've got actually Birdo in a house. I didn't realize he was so close to players. He got two on the ground right now.
Nice.
Comes in with a very nice shotgun shot from Birdo. He had a really long distance. Once again, that heavy AR coming in very strong. Had a long distance, kind of shot one through a gap in that middle building there. You see him in the south.
He
They're trying to
calls
get
it
the
out?
revive. Yep.
I think he got those shots down to break the build just before they were able to pop the revive. So that was really good preventative shooting, you know, to put that pressure on before they're able to pop the revive. Oh,
You basically knock down a wall just to keep a player on the ground. Seems like a good trade. Uh-oh, plane coming in as well. It's an 88 headshot. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. And then another player at 210 kind of in front of the treehouse. A 44, another hit. Tara gets one. There's still enemies out here. It's definitely a 3-team situation. There's still a plane flying around. He knows that player has to be injured. He actually shoots them out of the plane.
Didn't even blew the plane up afterwards, but got the elimination before the plane was blown up. So points racking up already for Birdo and Tara. Tara with 2, sitting at 5 total for these two. 0 right now on the side of Gunner and Cash, I believe. I don't think they've been able to find anybody at this point.
About 2 minutes.
That's just been insane. I tabbed over. I missed, I think, the first elimination, but we were able to catch that the rest of the action right there. It was beautiful.
Yeah, super good. And they did a really good job at teaming up together. Birdo had some really good initiation on that fight. He had some really good openers. He got a couple of knocks, got that one player that we saw with the shotgun blast inside the building. But then Tara, after she got a little bit of loot, she was actually calling out that she didn't have any good weapons at the beginning.
Oh, no.
But as soon as she picked up some good loot, she came in and immediately cleaned up those last 2 eliminations. And they had some good pinches on the end right there, too, as Birdo had pushed more towards the middle. Tara was still kind of out on that outside edge.
Some great team plays from the 2 of them, though, and both of them looking pretty good. A decent amount of health.
Yeah.
Actually, for all 4 players. Drop some
All 4
bandages for
looking
Tara
solid.
so she can get up to 75.
Shout out once again. I want to say controller players. You got 3 Xbox players in this lobby. Cash, Birdo, and Tara all on Xbox right now and looking strong. So not making it any weaker or feeling any worse. Feeling very confident. They made it to the semifinal match with 3 controller players. So
I think that the controller is becoming more and more of an option in competitive play with Fortnite. You even see in the epic skirmish events, you see more controllers, either controllers on PC or console-based players. And I think that it's a pretty good balance between the 2 so that both are competitive options, whether it's mouse and keyboard or if it is the controller, either Xbox or PlayStation. I don't see a lot of mobile or Switch players, though.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe somebody. You can actually, if you hilariously enough, you can use PS4 Bluetooth controllers on mobile. So I'm waiting for somebody to bust out the controller play on their tablet. That would be ready
I want to see that. I want to see that. No, some great plays here, guys. Again, this whole tournament. Oh no!
Yeah, Cash got a knockout with the plane, but they were getting shot out of that plane aggressively. So Gunner and Cash have to drop out of their plane. Gunner very low life now, only with 34 HP, right in the middle of this loot lake. Scary situation to be in, trying to hit some hunting rifle headshots to protect his teammate.
I totally lost my train of thought because the action was just too exciting.
know. I got
Where
one.
was I going with that? Anybody?
Controller players.
It's gone. It's
PS4.
okay. We're here for the gameplay. That's it. The whole purpose of this tournament is to show off the amazingly talented streamers and Fortnite players that we have here on Mixer, and I think that has already been accomplished, and we still have more to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with you entirely. 100%.
We're just about halfway, just over halfway through the tournament in terms of rounds. So we've narrowed it down to the top 4 teams as far as this tournament is concerned, and now the gameplay continues on, and it's been great. Low kills and low elims in this matchup.
Oh. Cash and Gunner were chasing this gingerbread cookie man around for a while. He tried to launch pad out, but he head booped himself with his own roof, so he wasn't able to get out there. They finally locate him, and finally the first point on the board for Cash, I believe. Well, that's happening.
I have to do a little bit of both here because there's action on both sides. I keep on having to switch back and forth and afraid of missing things, but this game might have started off slow, but now it's picking up, and you see a lot more activity and action happening, which has been a lot of fun.
Terra and Berto are all over the squad right outside of Tilted right now. They've got another player that kind of ran away from him that was in a plane. We'll see if they end up coming back. Terra wipes up that final squad right there. Berto still at only the 3 eliminations. Terra at 4 now, though, so puts them at a total of 7. I'm pretty confident that's giving them a 6-point lead. I don't think I've seen Cash get any more eliminations than the one we just saw. So I'm pretty confident Cash only has 1 right now. So it gives them a 6-point lead for Berto and Terra. Feeling good in this first semifinal game.
Yeah, I think after this round, we'll head over to the other semifinal matchup, which I think started a little bit later as we were waiting for that final quarterfinal match to finish. So we'll try to catch a little bit of both semifinal matches. You'll be able to see all 4 teams and see who comes out to the final round, and then heading into the championship. We will, before the championship round, we will do a 3rd versus 4th place. Oh, a great knock from Berto.
Let's go.
Coming in, Terra double teams him right there. Gunner was trying to come in for a little bit of the KS, but I don't think actually was able to get any of the knocks. Terra and Berto just hitting their shots too accurately and taking all the points. Gunner actually not confirming, not able to locate any of those eliminations. So he tried to come in for the 3rd-party KS, but was just a little late, like a couple of milliseconds too late.
Wait, the KM, is that what you said?
KS.
KS is what?
Kill steal, sorry. Kill steal.
Kill steal. Okay.
Came in for the kill steal.
Like, I don't know what's I don't know what's happening. Guys, if you're in chat and you want to follow along with the action, check out the bracket there, which is up to date. We're in the semifinal round, down to the top 4 teams. And they'll be playing 2 head-to-head matches in this duo squad format, a 3rd tiebreaker match only if necessary. And this match right here that we're watching is starting to pick up steam. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And obviously, as stated before as well, if you're liking one player or more, you can go to their direct Mixer streams as well. Watch them live on their channel. Give them a shout out in their chat. Let them know you're cheering. Just give them a little howdy ho.
Just tell them, just say, hey, I was watching you in the tournament and wanted to come drop you a follow. Like, that would mean a lot to me, because that's a big goal of this event, is to shine the spotlight on some of these amazing players. So go say, hey, watching you in the tournament, keep up the great work, drop them a follow. It's free for you, and it's a great way to encourage more events like this to happen.
And then you'll know where all the good Fortnite players are on Mixer right there. Go follow them. You know where they're at. It's a win-win.
You're welcome.
There is a couple, not too much of a numbers guy when it comes to streaming, but a couple of smaller streamers here as well. So be sure to go give them your hellos and shout outs and everything. I know Gunner has increased his viewership numbers drastically since he started streaming earlier today. So I don't know if that's from the tournament or maybe his normal stream times just don't line up with this morning stream. But his numbers have gone up.
Normally he's doing Fortnite carries with me, so we'll do Fortnite with followers, and Gunner and I will team up. But we're on opposite sides right now. He's the competitor, and I'm the spectator. I guess that's kind of normal because I usually die first, anyways. But anyways,
so what you're saying is that if I follow you and Gunner, I can get carried in Fortnite. That's what I heard. So.
Basically, that's what we try to do on Saturdays. So this is kind of his normal Fortnite gaming streaming time. So I mean, we're both kind of in our element right now.
While we're talking about Gunner gets a nice knockdown. Came up on somebody inside of a turret, get an easy shot right there. Berto on his side, going into a fight right now. Actually, Terra and Berto in a couple of fights. All these teams are going to be really close to each other now as we're getting down to the end. Berto is just, man, these heavy ARs are just so impressive. I got to get better with the heavy AR. Everybody on this tournament today just doing work with these heavy ARs, landing those 40 damage shots consistently. Gunner, unfortunately, does get taken out by a squad. That squad that that first player that he eliminated off the turret. Squad mates came in, made sure to take him out of the game. So Cash going to be all by himself now. He does have 2 eliminations, so I must have missed earlier. Gunner had 1 and Cash had 2. So they've got 3 total official. Berto and Terra with a dozen at the moment. So a 9-point lead for Berto and Terra. Feeling very good coming to the end of this game number 1 here soon.
Yeah, it's looking great. Now we only have 9 total players in the match, so 6 opponents. There's some up on that hill to the west of Tomato Temple. They do need to move into the circle. Is going to be the hardest part, but we'll see what happens next.
I'm looking around at some of the loot right now. I'm really liking Birdo's loadout. He's got Grappler, Heavy AR, Deagle, and Shot. So he's keeping that Deagle and that Grappler. I think that's a really, really scary combination in a fight like this, where you can just jump onto somebody, bust out their build, and quickly hit with a headshot. Players on the Grappler on the zip line. He's able to take advantage a little bit, hits one of them for some shield damage.
You want to? I'm down to
Yep, got a little 35 blue there, and also it's giving him information, right? Because we saw 2 players there, and he gets the 1 hit to show that they do have shield. And again, sometimes even if you're not getting a knock, you're not getting a lot of damage, but you're getting information on the other team's status. Another 48 hit right there, and a 94! Oh, what a great shot!
The Heavy AR just so incredibly powerful for these players right now that are good at aiming, much better at aiming than I am. So they're doing some serious work with this Heavy AR. Each bullet does so much. The enemy team doing a really good job at zoning with these stink grenades. I'll give it to him right now. Made it very awkward. Birdo actually going to get taken out in part due to those stink grenades, if I had to say so, because he had to push up very aggressively. And Terra also.
Oh, look how far back Cash is here. He's just been laying down fire from afar, and it looks like that was his saving grace because he's the only standing player. Here's the score. I saw a 6 and a 6 for Cash and Bird.
Yep.
No,
yep.
6
Cash
for Terra, 6 for
Terra
Birdo?
and Birdo. Yep, so 12 for Terra and Birdo, 3 total for Cash and Gunner at the moment.
Ooh, so this is Cash's chance as the only remaining player right now. They're significantly behind. They do have another round after this, but if Cash can make up some of that ground, that'll be crucial to head into the second round matchup.
Yeah, you can probably go to a full screen Cash here since he's the only one left as well, and see what he can do by himself solo. We saw Cash. We saw Cash drop a 16 elimination game earlier, so the potential is there. He's got 6 other players. 6 other players would be great. It would shrink that lead from 9 to 3 if he was able to secure all of those. They are down by 9 at the moment, so going into game number 2 down by 3 would be a lot more pleasant than being down by 9.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, making up that ground right now is going to be so important.
Right. And any eliminations you get are going to be free, right? Because the other team's already taken out. So anything he gets is just going to make game number 2 a closer match for him. So we've seen Cash just pop off. He's been playing solo. He played solo earlier and got all those eliminations. So I don't think he's worried about the solo versus squad.
I wouldn't count him out right now. I think there's still more, obviously, gameplay to happen. You could just see Birdo and Terra just kind of watching, see how this plays out before we head into the next round. But like you said, any elimination you can get is going to get them a better position heading into round 2.
Yeah. Just trying to, at the moment, just make sure he's got plenty of loot. He's probably definitely looking for some shields, if I had to guess. Sitting at that 95 life. Feels bad with no shields going into a solo squad situation right now. And we've been talking about those heavy AR shots could go down as quickly as 2 heavy AR shots right now to himself. So pretty scary to have no shields at this situation. Maybe he'll be able to lock out an elimination and get some loot off of somebody if he's able to chase down these players. He just shot out a little bit north over there. Oh, also got the crate. Crate could have some loot in it too. Slurp juice, big shields, any of those would be very, very nice to have right now.
I'll let you carry the casting right now. I'm just going to put a tweet out real quick and just let everybody know what the situation is.
Yeah. Halfway through semifinals, going to be coming up into that finals round here very, very, very quick. And we did. Cash, not able to get the slurp or the big shield, but he is able to get some mini potions out of there. So he is going to be up to that 50 shields now. Got to feel much more comfortable, kind of feeling a little naked without any shields on top. So much better, was able to get into that crate, actually picked himself a gold scar as well. So he finally drops the heavy AR, substitutes it for the gold scar, and wants a little bit heavier fire rate for these last couple of fights here.
Having trouble. I can't seem to find Cash on Twitter to tag him, so I'm gonna have to leave him out. Sorry, Cash, you're doing awesome. Keep up the great work. You get a bonus shout out on stream because that's the best I can do right now.
So the scary part for Cash right now is that he's at 145 HP. If somebody in this lobby has a heavy sniper, all they have to do is land 1 body shot on him, and he's got no second chances. 1 body shot will just take, regardless of which heavy sniper it is. So a little bit scary for him. He's playing really defensive. He's getting sniped at from a team. I think it was just a duo that was on the northwest side of him here. He's trying to hide inside of this building in the very brand new block that I haven't even really come and explored yet.
I haven't seen this yet. I'm so excited. It's kind of like a greenhouse, like a slummy greenhouse sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really cool. They've done a lot of stuff. There's some trees inside the building and everything too. So it's got a really good like urban feel that it kind of almost looks like a kind of like a dystopian thing. It's got, I mean, it's like they're growing, food inside of an old abandoned mall or something.
I like it. Oh, he's third partying this fight right now.
Yeah.
There's somebody right up at the top and then people further to the west as well.
I believe it is a 1v2 v4 right now, I think, because there was a duos that was sniping at him, so I can only assume this players that he's third partying are the last 4 players. They're playing pretty cavalier, not really checking their back at all. They felt confident that the only team was right in front. This has got to be the 4th team. Cash got 1 on the ground right there, 2 more below him, 2 over there by the water tower inside of that 1 by as well. Trying to peek each other. Everybody trying to peek safely all at once. Cash deciding just to get some extra free damage in. No other players have gone down yet either, other than the one that we saw Cash get. So Cash still has the opportunity for 6 more eliminations somewhere in this lobby. He's coming down here for the res.
Oh, he hit the light post! Oh, no!
Oh, the player hiding in the back. He did see him very end. The player just hiding right there behind pushes up on him, gets another elim. That's two down, 2 more, or 1 more on the ground. Another opportunity against the gingerbread man right here for Cash. Goes ahead and just secures that elimination, gets the extra point on the board.
Can he pop that mini, you think?
Game 2. Oh, yeah, I think he could. I think he's got a good opportunity. He wants to secure his kills first.
Finished off all 3 of those elims. That was so key, and he knows there's at least 1 more player here.
Yeah. Yeah, that was 3 points on the board, so shortening that gap as much as possible. Got a player trapped inside. A great edit. Hits the shot and the finish with the P90. That's going to take him out, and it's just like that. It went from a 1v2v4 down to just a 1v2 now for Cash.
That's so huge when you talk about that score deficit that we had, but leading into Cash being the solo squad, and now, what's the difference in score now? It was 12 to what?
12 to 3 earlier. It was a 9-point gap, and now I believe it is 7 to 12, so it's a 5-point gap. He shortened it by 4.
Huge difference.
Potential to get 2 more right here and have the gap that they had started with. More than have the gap.
Yeah, that would be a big advantage going into the second round if he can go in only down by 2 as opposed to down by 9 potentially.
Good lookout from Cash. He's got eyes on these last couple of pairs. Oh no, a great edit from that other player, I think, right there, and a little bit of a pinch. Came up from behind him. Cash in a bad situation, only 12 HP. Not gonna be able to the 2v1, a little bit too strong for him right there. But that player at the end had 7 eliminations. They weren't that bad at the game, and did shorten that gap a ton though, down from 9 down to a 4-player or a 5-player gap, I believe.
Yep, still great plays. That was a lot of fun to watch. We're gonna head over now to the other semifinal matchup, which is with QWERTY and Plixer versus Castle and Bozenti. So we've seen all of these teams before heading into the semifinals. Now we get to go back and we'll tune into what their progress is looking like as they're in the semifinals as well. I think they're still going to be in the first matchup, so we'll catch up and see where they're at. Oh, they're right at the very end. Oh my gosh! Can I switch this over in time?
Let me try to tab around. I'm gonna have you do cast for just a second. Updated score points.
All right, we'll see what the score is right now. We're tuning in with QWERTY, who has 5 elims. It's a 3v2 right here.
Plixer has 14.
No!
They have 19 right now. QWERTY and Plixer together, and Castle is down, so it's up to Bozento all by himself. Let me try to get a Bozento score count. Oh my gosh, 14. I got distracted. 14 for Plixer, which is nuts.
It is a 3v2 right now, and you can see that Bozento is here with Plixer and QWERTY acting as a 3-person unit. They're right down here by Lucky Landing. We'll see if we can get a little side-by-side viewpoint of these 2 perspectives. So Bozento here acting solo. Bozento with 7 elims, Castle with 2, so they have a total of 9. And then
it's pretty close.
QWERTY and Plixer with 19.
19. So maybe
you said it was close.
Yeah, I thought it was 14 to 9. It's actually 19 to 9. I did my math wrong.
Wow.
I thought it was 5-point deficit. It's a 10-point deficit right now. QWERTY and Plixer looking very strong.
Just QWERTY and Plixer, after fighting through that matchup against Mythic Trees and Charming Charlie early, now they're all like, they're ready to go. They're ready to bring it.
Feeling good now, yeah. And QWERTY and Plixer, our official #1 seeded team, trying to prove that point right now, having the highest lifetime KD average in Fortnite for this tournament. So trying to show why that is the case. And Plixer for sure doing that. I mean, 14 eliminations in a duo squad like this is really. And between all 4 of the players, right? We've got over 25 points. They've taken out a quarter of the server just between these 3 or 4 players. So really impressive gameplay coming out back and forth. We pretty much know at this point that Plixer and QWERTY going to be able to take the first game here, but that is why we play 2. It's going to be up to Bozento and Castle in game number 2 to try to bring the little bit of a deficit back to normal here.
They're just on the hunt. We see so many games that end up this way with our teams fighting for those final kills.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah, I think They're really just trying to track him down. Oh no, Bazinto walks into a room that's got both of them. He gets both the eliminations somehow. How did he do that?
Wow. They were
With
in there. You were
25
faking it, and they were in
HP,
there the
Bazinto
whole
comes out with
time.
9, which is really impressive,
Are
but they're still
you
down by
kidding
7.
me?
Sorry, 8 rather, heading into the second round.
That was incredible. Bazinto walked into the gas station. The gas
Sure,
station
okay.
was entirely trapped, and both players were just hiding inside of it with all of their traps. He took both traps, went down to 25 HP, and still knocked out both of the last remaining players. Really good play coming out right there from Bazinto.
time.
That's huge. We're gonna stick with these teams in a as they head into the
GG,
second
guys.
round matchup
Are
here.
we up by
Since
8?
we
Is
did
that right?
catch like pretty much all of the first round of the Gunner versus Terra matchup. I want to go back to the bracket real quick
Yes.
so that people can just kind of see where we're at.
Absolutely.
Right
It's been a fun morning so far. We've made
Let's
a
just
lot of
look at
progress
these
through this
scores
bracket.
right now. I think most notable, the 43 elims that QWERTY and Plix were able to drop in 3 games to get them into the semifinals. Like that, obviously, that's the largest elimination count. Again, that's 3 matches as opposed to 2. But even other scores that were 2 matches, let's see. The Mythic versus Charming Charlie in the very first against BTC Daddy and Odd Reggie, they had 25 there to get into the quarterfinals. I think that Mythic and QWERTY, their teams have just been dropping insane amounts of eliminations. But you see some close matchups too, all the way down at the bottom in the first round. Over here, you see Aloha versus Bad Codes, the 12 to 14.
12 to
What a
14.
close matchup!
Super close. And the 20, even that you said the 25 Bob from Mythic, but the 20 to 25, we watched that at the beginning in the morning. We watched that. It was very close. They tied it up the first 2 games, I think. I think that was the one that went to 3 games at the very beginning of the day, if I remember. Yeah, because it was Reggie, right? So they went to
Here's
3
the one
games,
that I'm sorry that I missed, right? We didn't get to see much from I don't even know how to say this. This
Yeah, I
is
know.
Out Trumped on Mixer is his channel name, and Tesla versus Ricky and Lifestyle. We didn't see much of either of those teams, unfortunately. And they had 11 to 17 right at the beginning, which is, I mean, that's some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, looking really strong. And you were talking about that 43 bomb drop earlier over 3 games. I would like to say on the bracket, it was 43 to 35. They got 78 eliminations in 3 rounds. 78. Absolutely insane.
That is ridiculous as a squad. I'm telling you, those 4, I want to see them squad up again because I think that would just be a lot of fun. We'll be heading into the semifinal, the second round of semifinals here in a minute. I just want to say thank you to all the viewers for tuning in. Obviously, thanks to the competitors. Please go and drop them follows on their channel. Tell them, hey, saw you in the tournament. Keep up the great work. Something like that would be awesome. And it's totally free to follow other channels here on Mixer. So show that support and it'd be awesome. Big thanks, obviously, to my co-caster, Twess. You can follow him with his nice 4-letter Mixer username. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah.
I don't know what I could even shorten mine to if I tried. So I don't think so. I could
feel like the only thing you could
Magi.
do would be Magi, or I was gonna say eunuch, but then I have like the wrong word that comes out. You know,
Yeah,
say
I don't
eunuch,
think that's gonna work. We'll have to go with Magi. I mean, it's very
probably not.
Christmassy, right? So no, I think I'll stick with the full name. But yeah, go check out Twess's channel right there. I appreciate him coming around. Round 2 roars from Plixer. I hope you're ready for it, Plixer. Great work so far. And we're gonna head right back into the action.
We saw them land here earlier. QWERTY and
they're going
Plixer once
shit.
again heading right into the divot, going down in there with all those trees and mushrooms, and probably feeling a fairly safe location. Again, this is a squad's public lobby, so not too often do you see a full squad land down here in divot. So kind of playing to what they're comfortable with and playing with what's been working for them. So we do see Castle and Bazinto. They went Shifty Shafts. I think it's the first time we've seen anybody in Shifty Shafts
Yeah, I
landing
haven't
there or
seen
not. So
any of those. I know you're probably sad because Mythic was giving us those Tomato Temple drops, so we're missing those right now. But we got some more variety here with Dusty Divot and the Shifty Shaft drops too.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna mention, guys, if you're watching, one thing to help promote the event, go to Twitter. I just posted a clip. It was that double snipe from Castle earlier today, and just gave it a little update. Hey, we're in the semifinals. Tried to tag all the competitors that I could find on Twitter as well, and give them a good little Twitter shout out. So if you could like and retweet that, it would help me out, but also help out these competitors, get their name out there on the competitive scene. We have some action here from QWERTY and Plixer right in the middle of Dusty Divot.
it did come down to Dusty, so they're feeling confident coming down here into Dusty, and maybe they saw these 2 players land down here and thought, oh, we can take this duos. Fortunately, not the case for them, as their first
They
teammate
did
that
not
came in
know
gets
what they were
knocked
getting
out.
themselves into. We could take this duo, but did they know what duo they thought they could take? Oh, wow. I need to switch right back real quick because now Bazento and Castle immediately getting into some action in the Battle of Shifty Shafts. It's just like one battle into the next. And I'm catching the very tail ends of these combats. And you can see they kind of trapped this team in a corner and then finish them off. But I think there's still fighting going on. It looks like Bazento is building on the other side.
Yeah, that was really weird. They got the 2 knockdowns, and I'm not sure if their other player got eliminated by somebody else in the lobby or if both of those players just left. But they did not shoot for the wipes right there. The other 2 players just left the lobby. So they got the 2 limbs. There's the 3rd player, I think. So I think those other 2 that got knocked down just left. So 3 points coming out for Castle and
Maybe they got a little embarrassed. They got trapped in kind of a dead end right there in the shafts.
Probably didn't feel very good for them. That's probably true.
I mean, there's no way out. You can't break your way out. You can't build your way out when you get cornered right there in the basement. So that's the risk going down to Shifty Shafts. But in our case, that's the fun part because they just absolutely cornered them and there's nothing they can do. So I'm not really surprised there was a quick quit out in that point because that's kind of embarrassing.
A little bit of an audio overview, kind of taking a peek on my side of the Taro, Birdo, and then Cat and Cash and Gunner fight.
Yeah.
Cash and Gunner got taken out super early in this first game, and it was up to Taro and Birdo, and Tara also down, so it's Birdo right now solo in Tilted Towers.
Well, that's a win though because Tara and Birdo were ahead.
Game? Okay, so that is a win then, yeah.
Tara
so Tara
and Birdo
and
were up by, what was it? Cash made a good little comeback, remember, back there at the block, but it wasn't enough to take the lead back. So if Cash and Gunner are out, then that's championship round for Birdo and Tara.
Yep, and Birdo's still going to stay in here in this game by himself. Like I said, he was in Tilted Towers. He's having a good time in Tilted right now, racking up some eliminations for himself. But GG's to Cash and Gunner making it to semifinals and getting taken out, losing to Tara and Birdo, who we'll be seeing in the finals here shortly.
Waiting for the score to get reported. I think they'll probably wait and see how many elements he's able to rack up there at the end.
He's still having
and
a
then
good time.
We'll watch this round and see which of these 2 teams is going to meet them in the finals championship. Again, we do have the 3rd and 4th place matchup, so even though we have 4 teams here, all 4 will be seen again. So after these semifinals, we'll head into 3rd, 4th, because there's money on the line. 3rd place still gets $100. So, I mean, to me, that's worth sticking around playing a couple more rounds.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll have to see. I think I might have lost Gunner's mixer stream, but he might have gotten off, so hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully he realizes 3rd place has some money on the line. So I tried to go to his mixer stream, and I don't think I was able to locate him, but maybe I had my URL.
I got out. I'm getting smoked.
Flixer, though, in a fight right here with 40, and they pushed in very aggressively. They had a plane, and they came on in here. They had some damage with the plane to line up. Now they got both these players knocked down. So Cordy and Flixer looking for the last couple of teammates here. It's like Flixer going to be the one to get into a fight with him. Got somebody trapped in the bottom of this little 1x1. Trying to get some edits down there to get underneath. Having trouble tracking him down right here. Flixer and Cordy really chasing this player, ring around the rosy, trying to locate where...
Oh no, Cordy out of mats. I can't believe it. That's unfortunate. All this build value can shred through those mats really quickly, so now he's gonna have to shoot to break his way.
Oh, they got a good job there. Good job to pinch.
Oh, quick finish. And that leaves Squirty at 28 HP. He does grab a couple minis. Did I see more shots coming in, or was that a misfire from Flixer?
Okay.
I think it was more shots because that was definitely a knock and then a fast finish. So they've got another player on that house. So southwest up on the red house coming from Salty Springs. Right.
If Cordy can grab that med kit, that's going to be a game changer. He was able to pop a couple minis. Flixer is looking at almost 150 health, just a little bit low. Giving some cover fire out to the south. You can see it through Cordy's build. What's happening over there?
Oh no, Rocket's coming in now on him. Flixer decides he's just going to run. He tries to grapple away, but isn't able to land the grappler.
Dynamite, actually.
Oh, yeah,
again, no mats for Cordy. That could be the downfall. His Achilles heel could be the lack of mats. It's just like that, he's down to 29. He has to grapple his way out of there as a retreat.
Flixer has been hitting some amazing shots on the other side with his heavy AR once again. He has been shredding shields off people. I've seen him hit 3 80 damage shield headshots on these players that are coming out of Salty right now. So Flixer just softening them up before they get in this final fight. Just right there, gets the first knock, trying to give 40 enough time to get out safely.
Flixer.
Well, that's going on. Castle and Bazento are in flames running around also in the background. They're on top of the building in the realm. So all players right now in an engagement trying to get some elim. Grenade launcher there
nice knock from Qwerty, able to take down this guy in the 1x1. He's still low health. He's gonna try to confirm. He does clean up that kill, but he gets taken down by these guys at Spire or Castle Rock or what's it called? Spire?
It's Spire. Yeah, I call it Spire. Yeah, Spire. What I say? But this is a huge opportunity now. Cordy and Plixer are
man,
taken
that
out.
sucks.
Cordy has Plixer had 2, so that is 6 for
How many
them.
you
They were
got?
up by 10 this game, right? Is that the right? Am I thinking of the right round?
I had 2 down, but they're gonna
I
get
think
revived.
so. Wasn't it 19-9?
I believe I'm thinking of
With
the right
Cordy
game. I
and
think-
Plixer were up by 10.
Yeah, 'cause
by
Plixer had
8?
that
How many
14
kills
bomb,
you
That's
got?
right?
saying
How many are we up by
8.
right now?
I think. Oh,
Okay.
you're right because
Up by
Bazento was
7.
able to finish off the last 2. Remember, he went into the gas
Yeah,
station.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he like popped into that room, and he was in a 1v2, and he finished them both off. So he was able to cut
There
the
you
lead
go.
to 8.
This is a
So-
huge opportunity now because Castle and Bazento still up. They've got
So
20 other players in the
surrounded,
lobby. They've got a huge
Ooh.
opportunity to pull this out now. And Cordy and Plixer are just gonna have to sit back and watch it happen and hope that they see these 2 players get knocked out.
I missed that Plixer got down, so now we have 1 team left, and this could come down to the wire. So again, an 8-point lead. What is their lead? What's the score at right now? If you calculate in the
So,
8 from the first round,
Including the 8, Cordy and Plixer are at 14 this round, including the 8. So they're at 14. All I can see right now is Castle. I don't know if you can see Bazento's elimination counter. If you stream
he
it.
is at 4.
Okay, so 7. So they're down by 7. They're down by 7. That's
I'm
not
actually
bad.
going to show
Totally
both
doable.
because Cordy is spectating Bazento. So even though it's Cordy's stream, he's watching Bazento, so we see a little bit of action for both of the teams.
They should be down by 7 right now. Totally doable. There's still double that amount left in the lobby, so they only have to kill half the players remaining in the lobby to tie this up.
It would be an insane
for them
game
right
to
now.
make it that difference, but like you said, it's very
There's
possible.
more
It's
people
not
dying
absurd,
too,
and we've
so.
seen Castle and Bazento pull off some amazing plays and some clutch moments already, so they could just do the same again.
It's gonna be some
Bazento's
nail
just
biting on the side of
chasing
Castle
this
and-
player.
I know. Oh, they! Oh
Oh! Shoots him right out of the sky after
by
he falls
6?
out of the tree.
my God! Bazento with the quick deagle, knock out your floor. I'm gonna immediately switch to my shotgun and shoot you into an explosion of loot. What?
Yeah.
Super impressive right there from Bazento, and that puts them only down by
It's
6
very
now.
doable.
8
6.
to
Yep.
8 to 14.
Thanks to Jack and chat for keeping us updated on the score. It's set up by 6 now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Cordy
Yeah,
and
we're focusing
Plixer
on,
have a 6-point
like,
lead,
you're
but
focusing
Castle and
ones
Bazento are the ones
Yeah.
alive, and there's still plenty
Should've
of
just gone
elims
for
on the
elims.
board. With 13 opponents, like you said, half. They have to clear.
You had a chance
They,
to get
they
the
have to
Villains
clear
on-
half,
on
half to
Gage,
half.
Yeah,
Exactly.
half to half.
I mean,
half
I
to
just
half to half.
getting shot at from.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
need
go
to.
find him
It
on
is
a
a
feed, so
necessity
those
if they
three
want to
rounds.
move into
Yeah,
the
I had
championship
no
round.
mats, so I just.
The necessity
probably-
is
I
to
should've
kill
stayed
at
instead of
least
pushing that one guy.
50% of the board.
But,
Let's
like,
just
thing is,
avoid
you
the word
probably
half
would've
altogether.
still
There we go.
died, most likely. still
Quick,
died
whip out my
there.
book of my thesaurus. Where are my
And I would've
synonyms
That's
at?
right.
Stuck in the
Mhm.
house without getting that.
I can only imagine how nerve-wracking this is right now for Cordy and Plixer. It's you know you did good, you performed well in the first match, and you performed well in the second match until you get until they got eliminated, and now they just have to sit back and hope that their first match lead is going to be enough to carry them the rest of the way.
Is it enough? The intensity right now. I love it when you see all 4 players make it to endgame. But a situation like this, where a team is out but has the lead, there's the same intensity.
Scary. Yeah.
It's so much fun to watch. I
I
know
would
that
much
duo
rather-
squads. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'd much rather be in the position of Castle and Bazento. I'd like my fate to be in my own hands. It would stress me out to sit here and have to watch and spectate this. Watching my opponents try to rack up eliminations while I'm just spectating. That would stress me out.
I was just gonna say with duo squads, this is what I love about the duo squad format. Maybe it's not an official esports tournament format, but sure leads to a lot of fun and intense situations.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and it's very aggressive, right? There's never a moment of downtime. You don't see people camping or anything in the game. So always a good time.
Yep, builds are strategic, but they're usually aggressive builds, not defensive builds. Rarely will you see some defensive builds, but not like the turtling that you'll see at the skirmish events.
Castle and Bazento doing a ton of damage to these players. They've got trapped inside of this box right here. Bazento trying to use the grappler, but
I don't
they're
know why
taking
it
the walls
didn't
out so
connect. I was
fast.
surprised. 176. What a huge shot to take down the enemy.
For damage. Tried to hit the point blank Deagle, isn't able to pull it off, unfortunately. Deagle through the wall. And earlier when he missed the grapple, it's because they were shooting the wall so fast. Great
There's nobody
shotgun
else
shot right
dying,
there to
dude.
finish it. But they were shooting the walls down so fast that as he shot the grappler, the wall disappeared and it just went through the wall because they were shooting
Game
all
4.
their walls down. Castle was unloading with that scar, and grappler didn't have anything to connect with. So
Oh my
Nobody
gosh,
died.
intense. So does
Such
that
a
make it a
long time.
4-point
Sorry.
lead for
It
Mixer
is.
and Plixer? You just kind of
Yeah.
see that
Second
lead
circle.
that was at 10.
going down.
And then at the end of the first round it was 8, and then it went down to 6, and now it's down to 4.
Yeah, they've been chunking it down 2 at a time, just over and over again. They're only 1 squad wipe away from tying. And it is the way the rules are set. If they only tie it, we will be going to a game 3. It does not matter that they're up last. Doesn't matter they got the last elimination. If they tie in game 2, we'll be going to a game 3. So to get the victory right now, they've got to get 5 out of 10 of these last players. Once again, still about half the lobby.
Look at this quad, a 64 headshot, and then a 74.
Right after.
Wait, how did he have? Oh yeah, 274 shield. Now breaking the build of 96 as he's on the zip line. What insane shots from Bazento. And now you see Castle closing in as he knows both of these players are weak. One player very weak, one player just broke the shield.
Oh,
a 110
from
Castle. Bazento runs into more players up the hill, I believe.
This could be good for them. They've got one on the ground. There's their wipe up. 3 down now. They're only down by 3. They got a plane right above Bazento, but they want these players. They want to get in these fights. They've got to get some of these players at the end of this line. Oh, great play by Bazento.
Campfire in order to grapple up and get high ground.
It was so good though. You just swap spots with that player. It's such a good grapple. And a quick edit to the ground. There's 2 now, 2 down to take this and tie it back up, I believe.
I cannot even keep track of the action right now. There's just so much happening just from 2 players going back and forth. Castle gets down. It's on Bazento to finish this.
Gonna see if they decide. Oh, Castle is gonna get wiped. So Bazento down by 2 eliminations for the tie. He's got to try to bring this back out now. Bazento already rocking 8 eliminations on the board. Looking. Oh, he's trying to sneak in those shotgun shots. He just isn't able to do it. He's looking very strong though. Grappler up on top of the hill. Just kind of wants to get out of that fight.
He traded places with the player again. Can he connect? Oh, he missed all those shots. I wonder if it's a little bit of nerves coming in. I mean, I don't blame him.
Oh yeah. His shots with those heavy AR have been on today. Everybody's have been, but yeah, missing just a couple of opportunities right there. Gets a trap lock in.
No, the player was able to get out just in time.
A quick get out for the player. Third party rockets coming in also. That's gonna make it tough for that trappy limb that he's trying to go for here. Also sniper shots I can hear with the audio coming in now as well. He's gonna try to trap again. No, and he gets taken out, unfortunately. I think that's going to give the game to Cordy and Plixer.
Oh my gosh. What was the end score? That was absolutely insane. That came down to the wire.
I believe that was 2 eliminations difference. I'm pretty confident.
6-12 was this score, and they were down 8. So that means 2 points, like you said. Cordy and Plixer, by the skin of their teeth, a nail biter to be able to make it into the championship round. Wow.
Got to be stressful for those two to sit there and watch it, but they get it out. Unfortunately, Castle getting taken out a little bit early in that last final fight, and Bazento not able to bring it out 1v4 in the solo squad format. Going to give the win to Cordy and Plixer.
So it was 19-12, and then what did we add on to it? So I'm trying to put in the actual score. I know it was a win for Cordy and Plixer by 2.
I think it was 19-11 originally.
Oh, 19-11. You're right.
And then I'm trying to think of what they had at the end. I'm trying to think of what Cordy and Plixer had. I think they had 9, and then they lost by 2. So whatever the math is, so they had 28 total. So the other team must have had 26 total.
28 for Cordy Plixer, 26 for Castle Bazento. I mean, I can go with that. The important thing is we got the win.
Yeah, I believe
so they're going to move into the championship. Any update on Tara and Berto? I know we already had the winner determined in that one. Tara and Gunner.
Let me see here.
We're going to track scores, guys, and we'll head into the 3rd place now. Oh, 18-13 is what I got. Tara reported.
Okay. Man, and just like that, Magic, we're going into finals right now.
Well, we should be having the 3rd place match first. I just hope that teams are actually still around. True. Where are they at, though? Tried to ping Gunner real quick to see if he's 3rd place round. I mean, there's still money on the line.
Yeah, for sure. I hate to take a default forfeit victory to lose out on some money.
No, I don't like that at all. So we should be having Mixer and Castle playing against Gunner and Cash for 3rd place next. Okay. Let's see if we can get a hold of them.
Yeah, Cash is in your chat. Just said that he's trying to get in touch with Castle right now. So Cash is still around for sure.
Awesome.
Do we want to try, since we're kind of moving quicker than we maybe anticipated, do we want to try to have the finals team pause, or do we not want to take them off?
Oh, Gunner's here says they're waiting on Castle. I would like the championship team to wait. Do you want to message them, or do you want me to?
I got them. I'll get them in their chat. I'm in both their chats.
Great. You got it, Berto? Okay, sweet. Plixer says that's fine. Awesome. If you guys, Plixer and Cordy, if you guys can take a break, and we'll do the 3rd place matchup, and then Tara and Berto, if that's all right with you, take a quick break. We'll do the same format, and we'll do the 3rd place match, and then we'll get into the championship. That would be awesome.
Super cool.
We don't want to miss either of those. Rolling right
Yeah.
along.
Shout outs to thanks the two finalist teams for taking a little bit of pause for some of viewer entertainment.
And if you guys want to stay fresh, obviously you're able to keep playing and keep those fingers warmed up so that we're not losing anything too. But great job, both teams heading into the finals. Third and fourth place matchup coming at you next. Let's take a look at the bracket. Ding! I feel like I should have a cool sound effect when I pull up the bracket. I don't know. It just
Right,
seems necessary.
Things to add. We're gonna add some polish on this later, so
That's
make
right.
a note.
Great tournament so far. Thank you to all the competitors. Chat, please go and follow and support these people. Give them a host, and we'll head into the third and fourth place match, and then the championship after that. I'm really appreciative of the competitors for a couple of reasons. One, just the overall sportsmanship. Everybody's just having a good time. Obviously playing their very hardest for the prize pool, which is great to see. But having that mixture of competitiveness, but also without it leading to the toxicity that sometimes you can see from the competitive scene. So great job from this list of competitors to keep it classy and also to show this high level of skill that Mixer has, which is I'm really excited for. And then also secondly, just the overall tournament just has been rolling along. There hasn't been those dead times. Everybody seems like, following the rules correctly. We're moving through one matchup to the next and able to catch a lot of great plays. So we have two more sets. We're going to watch all of these rounds. So we've been kind of hopping back and forth throughout the tournament, watching different teams, watching different perspectives, but we're going to focus in now as we get into the prize pool round. So it'll be Castle and Bazenti versus Gunner and Cash for third place. They'll go into 2 rounds again, and highest number of eliminations will take the third place prize, which is $100 or $50 if you split it, which you are going to split it. I said if, that's not an optional. It's $50 per player for a total of $100 for the third place team. And then after that, we'll get into the championship, which is Qwerty and Plixer versus Tara and Berto. First place walks away with $300 and second place with $200. So all the prize money will be coming out here in these last 2 matchups, and I'm excited to get into it.
And, I want to make sure to give a shout out to Magic. I know all of the tournament funds, that $600 that you're splitting up, coming from your own pocket or from your lovely viewers with their sparks coming in over the last couple. Shout outs for you, because I know you won't do it for yourself, but shout outs everybody. Make sure to let Magic know and give her some of your guys' love with those sparks in chat to let her know, and for putting this whole tournament together and sacrificing some of her own cold hard cash for these players. So thank you very much, Magic, for everything you've been doing.
Hey, I have to appreciate Mixer for giving us this opportunity. With adding Spark income, it allowed for something like this to be possible. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but my personal view is that high-level competition deserves a prize pool to go with it. So if you ask a lot and you expect a lot, they should be rewarded for that. And hey, everybody likes a little bit of Christmas cash. A little bit of
Sean
money in your
Connery.
pocket for the holiday. The incidental Sean Connery, that wasn't supposed to happen, but it happened. All right, so let's take a look. I'm gonna pull up some of these streams and we'll get into the third and fourth place matchup. Let's go.
We are,
Plixer
dropping
says we could make it more fun and do a total of 3 games for the championship.
I was kind of, I didn't see anything in the rules about making the finals match longer. My only thing is that changing rules at the end can be weird. But if all 4 players agree, I'm down.
I would say the exact same thing, but I was gonna get input from Twest, but that would be my instinct as well. Plixer, if all 4 players agree to doing 3, that's totally fine with me.
Yeah, but I would say the caveat is don't get mad at the one player who doesn't want to do 3, because that wasn't how the rules were stated type situation.
I agree.
But yeah, I'd be totally down if you guys want to do that. I'd be fine with me. And right off the bat here, I know as you're getting set up, I'll try to do a little bit of audio commentary. We saw Castle and Bazento landed up at Shifty Shafts. Gunner and Cash actually down by Loot Lake. Gunner got taken out very early at the factories right next to Loot Lake. Wasn't able to lock down a very comfortable gun. Got landed on with a squad right next to. So Cash is going to have to solo this first game out. No eliminations on the board right now, and only rocking a heavy AR right now. He knows where the other team is that took his teammate out. But Cash is going to be the only one remaining here, just with that heavy AR. I would pick up a shotgun now. I was probably feeling much more confident about having these players come into this building with him now.
Yeah, sorry, we're tuning in just a little bit late there. But here we go with Cash's perspective from Gunner, who was taken out, and also Castle Bazento here for third place matchup. They will be playing 2 rounds. Total eliminations will take the third place prize. BTC Daddy, thank you so much for participating. It's been a great competition, and appreciate having you here. Guys, click on that name, BTC Daddy, and go give him a follow, please, and thank you.
And as you can see on the bottom left screen right here as well, now Castle getting into a little bit of an engagement in Shifty Shafts. They got their loot, though, got enough time to take into it. A great headshot right there, a swipe shotgun blast from Castle. Going to give him the second knockdown and the finish as Bazento in that fight with that third player over there on the edge. Cash trying to take out the scoped AR, hits a couple of shots. There it is, the headshot for 46 for the knockdown. Going to be one more player remaining.
Great play with the scoped AR there, giving the cover fire that Bazento needed while he was able to delay. Bazento with just a great defensive position, not taking much damage, waiting for Castle to be able to come over and double team that player.
Yeah, it was really good. And they've got one more player in here in Shifty Shafts somewhere as 3 eliminations on the board. So the fourth and final squad mate got to be nearby. Going to have to keep an eye out for where that player might be. Kind of talking about it a little bit. We saw the scoped AR earlier. We talked about how powerful it could be. What are your thoughts on the new reticle change? I love the new reticle. So,
well, I mean, what we've seen today so far has been really effective. I see more people using the scoped AR than ever before. So I think it's been a good change. I think it makes the scoped AR a viable mid to long range option. To kind of counter against those snipers. So if you don't have the one shot, I think the advantage, obviously, the scoped AR is the rate of fire and the clip size as opposed to a sniper, but you sacrifice the damage. So I just like the ability to personalize your loadout, you know, that there's a different style for everyone and having options. So we saw a lot of that. This goes a little bit back, but you know, the game started, there was basically one option for each range. Like you had your shotgun, you had an AR, and you had a sniper. Like you're good to go, and then you have something that blows people up and explodes them. But now as the game has developed, you see more and more customization of loadouts as there are viable options. So you have SMGs and shotguns at close range, and now you have snipers, including the heavy sniper and scoped ARs for long range. And Castle's going to give us a little clinic.
Gosh!
And just like on cue, talking about scoped ARs, I'll show you how it's done. Beautiful. Just absolutely lasered from range, this player trying to get up the hill.
Even with the scope, that player was so small. He's so far away. The player didn't move very much. So once he found out where that player was, he had the balloons going and he just laid into him. He's got another player over there with balloons, already got health damage. And they might decide to push up over there. Got somebody on this table right here. The old school chair location.
Yeah. It's not a chair anymore. What is this, a sleigh? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Is it? I don't know. I'm sure there's a real design for it. And as soon as somebody tells me, I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we should just call it the Pantheon right now.
Oh, Pantheon. There you go. That actually got the pillow. I like that. I'm in for this.
Oh, great headshot to finish it off. Just like we're talking about the scoped AR, and Castle just demonstrates why it is such a good option right now. And I mean, I wish it would do the same thing in my hands, but let's just watch the pros right now. And Castle finish off with a beautiful 46 headshot. He's still looking up the hill because I don't know if he was able. Did he confirm the kill earlier?
He did confirm the earlier kill. He knows he's got another teammate up on that hill. So there's another player, that one that he just did some health damage to.
These guys are going to need to think about balloons.
Oh my gosh. Balloons
know.
plus scoped AR, not a fun experience. He's pushed up aggressively. Look right there. He's right up on top of him. Just gets the angle again. He's just barely sneaking up on these players. I don't know what the player was
doing. He should have had camera angle to see that approach, but it looked like he wasn't prepared. He was trying to pop a med kit or something.
Yeah, just trying to get that healing off. That's what happened to the guy that you saw get the headshot underneath the what do we call it? Pantheon?
Oh, there it is. The loot rating from this guy as Bazento finishes off another player.
Bazento shot him off the zip line, I believe. That's what just happened. That's where the loot came from. Bazento actually getting taken down by this other team now. Team coming out from the southeast and the south. You see him building up over there. He's going to have to go for a very quick, safe res right here, get his teammate back up. Fortunately, has the med kit in inventory for Bazento here. But they are pressuring hard. There goes down the wall. Bazento going to be in a scary spot now. Tries to get a little bit of a wiggle.
That's a tough call. Do you finish the revive in that situation, or do you build to block? But I think that the build block was on correct.
Yeah, I think it's just too risky to try and stick it. I really am a fan of sticking the res. I really like sticking the res to try to, even if you take about 50 or 60 damage, I think it's worth sticking the res. But if you get knocked down, obviously, in a tournament format like this, just not worth it. So gets the res up safely, backs off, resets. Now, it did give time for this other team to push up, but it's not going to matter because Castle already has built up and retaken this high ground like it was his from the beginning.
Yep, he missed an opportunity right there with a shotgun. He looked down and didn't fire quite quick enough. He probably could have gotten a shot off, but he does deal about 28 damage, blue with his SMG at range, and hasn't taken any damage. So even though he hasn't been dealing out the damage that we've seen before, he's also playing very defensive and careful, which is
absolutely
paying off.
gave plenty of time for his teammate, if you notice, to get all of his shields back. So Bazento not able to pop that med kit, but 100 shields after Castle has delayed.
Oh, 248 shots with the AK. I wonder if the zip line's going to come into play because it does. The zip line leads right up to the top of that build. You could use that as a way, almost as like a grappler effect, to steal back that high ground.
Oh, I love this. Once again, Castle comes down for the flank. He pushes down immediately, gets a good angle on him. The knockdown and the wipe. One more player right here. That's going to do it. 7 on the board for Castle. Looking
what a great
so
pinch play between Castle and Bozento right there.
Yeah, very, very good.
Checking in with Cash over here, who's
he's right
on
nearby
his own.
now.
He's there with them, but he was able to pick up, I think, was he able to pick up one of those?
I think he got 1 or 2 of them because I don't think he got any solo earlier. So this is kind of the I was going to talk about earlier. We've just been so busy because Castle's been shredding right now that I was wondering if Cash was going to come over here and kind of team up with these guys. It kind of makes all your fights a 3v4 in a way. Oh my gosh, great shots right there from Bazento to hit that player with the rifle going across the zip line. Another elimination for him.
Missed it.
But yeah, it's just I was wondering if he was going to come over here, if he was going to try to do his own solo thing. We've obviously seen that Cash can hold. He's good enough to play in the 1v4 situation, but does decide to come over here and stick with these players. Kind of puts him in a better 3v4 for all of these
so.
fights.
Like, when it's at the very end, playing in the 1v4 isn't so big of a deal, but like being down a teammate so early on, I think this was a smart choice.
Yep, I agree. And this is game 1, right, for the 3rd place. So right now, Cash with only 2 elimination and Castle with 7. I'm not sure how many Bazento has, but right now, just based on Castle, they have at least a 5-point lead.
Yep, definitely. And I know Bazento has a good handful of eliminations as
least.
Well. They're able to take down that plane finally. So many planes zipping around. See if they can hit him at range. Get a 31 hit there from Cash. It's not going to be enough.
4 shots in the air for Castle with the scope they are. So blew up the plane and then did 100 extra damage before that player landed on the ground. That player behind the rock is hurting. And now that player is getting pressured from this other plane as well. So it's going to have to be up to Castle. Castle going to try to get the elimination.
Castle steals it.
Wasn't able to, didn't lose it to the plane. Cash over here trying to hit the heavy sniper on all of these planes. He's been shooting all the planes down with just heavy snipe shot after heavy snipe shot.
I would love to see an end game with no planes. Let's see if we can make that happen. They're just skating around now here on Rip Greasy Grove. Feels bad, man. I miss Greasy. One of my favorite drop spots. I even have a whole emote dedicated to Greasy Grove.
Oh, Rip Greasy. Down it goes.
Feels bad.
It'll be back. Someday it'll warm up and the ice cap shall melt.
We'll see what happens this spring, right?
Yep.
as ice drifts away, what's going to be left of Greasy Grove? Who knows? Cash is going to get into a plane.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate for Cash. He came in there at the end right there.
No, he's going to try to get on with Cash and Bazento. With Castle, but Bazento misses his.
Tried his best.
Just having fun with it. He knows he's in a kind of a bad spot, being down in elims and down a teammate. It's a tough spot to be in, but having fun with it.
And remember, this is for the 3rd place placement here. So this is for $100 of cash right in your pocket for the winner of these 2 games. So
right in your PayPal pocket.
Right in your PayPal pocket. You can immediately go buy some digital stuff on get some Epic Games currency and get some of the new skin.
I love this new skin that Cash is rocking. That's got to be a favorite. I love the candy cane tights.
Yeah,
it's pretty stylish.
I still want the. I haven't unlocked my.
There's somebody here in the field house. See if Cash can get a quick snipe with a heavy sniper. He's trying to look, but that person was able to build up. Actually, in the rafters.
Yeah, I think they're fighting the same team.
150! What a great shot! With a no-scope sniper at 33 meters, it says on the kill feed. A no-scope. And a second no-scope with a heavy sniper.
That one was a real no-scope. The real no-scope on the second one right there. I think the elimination feed's a little weird because I believe he was using his scope on that first 150 shot. But that second one in the bottom floor of the soccer field, definitely 100% a legit no. And they're actually, these players shooting at the same teams right now. Cash pushed up super close.
I wanted to focus on one view, but I can't because everybody's in combat right now. So try to soak in all the action.
Well, unfortunately, the caster's curse. That'll do it. The
caster's curse on Cash. That's a alliteration there and a half.
Down to 1 point of view here is all we need. As Castle and Bazento are going to try to see what they can extend this lead a little bit farther. Cash officially removed right there. Castle and Bazento push very aggressively onto this fight. I think there's still 4 players up. I don't think they've gotten any knockdowns. Zone is going to be pushing them in right now. It's going to be a scary situation. 1 down right there for Castle with the help of some balloon gravity movement. Wipes them out. And actually, Bazento wiped up the other side as Castle did not even need to finish that. 19 points between the two of
Wow.
these gentlemen. Castle with 10, Bozento with 9. And that is
That's
going to give
just
them a huge lead going into game
And now
number
they're
2.
into a 2v3 right now.
Totally winnable for these two. Absolutely.
It feels bad, a little bit of a sting for Gunner and Cash, because that's almost insurmountable to go into round 2 with that much of a deficit.
I think Cash was able to rack himself up 4 eliminations, but yeah, going to be down by at least 15, maybe up to 18 by the end of this round. So it's a feels bad, but we saw Gunner go down super early.
Wait, how do you figure
like
18? 15 plus 2 is 17. I think we just lost a player. It was a 2v3, and now it's a 2v2. So.
Oh, okay, I see.
So now I think it's like you said, a 15-point lead.
Potential 17.
Potential 17.
Gotcha. Yep, yeah. But
Cash,
still,
kudos to you, though. We did get a nice clip of that double heavy sniper plays. That was a lot of fun to watch. And you do have one more round, Cash, after this. So I think that Cash and Gunner pretty much have to hope that Bozento and Castle get down early on in the next game. Castle and Bozento having a nice cushion to head into round 2. It'll be interesting to see if they play it safe to just, solidify that third place finish, or maybe they'll just, have fun with it and go, fly tilted or something.
It adds an interesting dynamic to game number 2 because the teams are going to have completely different play styles now moving in. One of them has a huge lead and one of them is well behind. So Cash and Gunner are going to have to play very aggressively, very risky, and they're going to have to continue to play well. Castle and Bozento, I assume, probably won't play very risky. They're probably going to play pretty safe, land somewhere that they know not many players are going to land, get all their loot they need, and just take the fights that they need to stay in the game. It's definitely going to be on the part of Cash and Gunner to try and make up this gap.
Yeah, it certainly will be. So that'll be, it's a tough spot to put them in. Let's see what happens here, Castle and Bozento, as they're in this final 2v2 or 2v1v1. Who knows? They're taking high ground right off the bat. The zip line that leads across the other mountain is it's a pretty nice placement. You can go back and forth between these two mountains.
Oh, and the unfortunate for Castle, the build plus zipline glitch getting him a little was not. He did catch himself. He caught himself, so he didn't go all the way down to the bottom of the hill. But now they're getting shot at. Bozento loses all of his shield. He's got his grappler, so he's going to be able to pick up his teammate here. Didn't take any fall damage. I was wondering if that was going to be the case or not, but unfortunate for Castle to get knocked out there. A little bit of the weird zipline glitchiness still happening. So.
Oh no, super unfortunate, but yes, thanks for the revive. Castle, I don't think has any healing supplies though, as far as for HP.
Oh, it's unfortunately he did die to fall damage.
Nice 80 shot from Bozento with that AK that we keep talking about. Oh, campfire. Okay, there we go.
There you go. That's a nice feel. Get that healed back up. I love being able to use the campfire on top of a ramp like this, so you can peek over the top and shoot at them while still getting some extra health. This is super, super nice.
Bozento gets the knock. There's only one opponent left up. Oh my gosh, the grappler play!
He's going in. If he grapples too far towards the ground, he's going to take fall damage even with the grappler, so he's got to make sure to stay and use his grappler from above his height.
There's the remaining player and a quick finish. So just like that, a 21-4, I believe.
21 duos in squads match. What a game. Looking very good for Castle and Bozento right there. A big hill to climb for Gunner and Cash, but not insurmountable entirely. Just going to be a lot of work ahead of them.
Yep, I agree with you. Not insurmountable, but certainly a challenge that they are being faced with. While they're loading up into the second round, I'm going to give you all an update real quick on what we're looking at the bracket. So again, I am Magic Unicorn. This is the Mixer Elite Fortnite Tournament, being joined today by none other than Twest himself, so you can check out his channel as well. Here's the bracket that we're looking at right now. A list of 32 impressive competitors split into duos, so 16 teams, and now we're down to the third place matchup now, and then the championship to follow. So right now we have Castle Bozenti versus Gunner and Cash. Cash doing the little crying emote. I'll show you that in a second as they're loading into the game, because he knows they're in a tough spot, being down 21-4, giving Castle and Bozento a 17 elimination lead going into the final third place matchup here. After this is over, we'll head into the championship. QWERTY and Plixer have been absolutely insane all throughout the day, and also Tara and Berto. We've gotten to see a lot of gameplay from both of those duos coming in, and it's going to be a showdown to say the least. Right now, we're scheduled for 2 rounds in the championship, maybe extended to 3 if all 4 players are wanting to do 3, but we'll keep you updated after this third place match. So, Twess, anything you want to say about the bracket as the teams are right now in the loading island, the spawn island?
It's been a really good. It's been a really good day overall. I liked the idea of how you did your seeding, and I think that helped kind of determine maybe who would, in general, be the more average, better. So I think that was good for the seeding, and I think it worked out. We had a first, a fourth, and a third place seed in semifinals. Our finals is the first and third place seed. So it seemed to work out really well. I'm really happy with the bracket, and it's been close games all day today, all day.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of surprised the 2 seed taken out in the first round. That was out trumped in Tesla by Ricky and Lifestyle. We actually didn't get to see any of the gameplay, unfortunately, from out trumped in Tesla as they were unexpectedly taken out. But sometimes, with brackets and with seeding, you never know what to expect, and some of those upsets are fun to watch as well. So you don't know. Seeding doesn't tell the whole story, but it is fun to see now. Here at the end, we still have the first, third, and fourth place teams that are in the top 4, and then the 10 seed Gunner and Cash here looking like they're going to secure 4th place, unfortunately. But hey, who knows? 3rd or 4th place is still up for grabs for the 10 seeded team, so great play from both of them.
And we are starting to get into this next game. So game number 2 of the 3rd and 4th place match is now underway. Once again, Castle and Bazento going to have a 17-point advantage coming into this. Oof. This is what I was talking about, Magic. You see where Cash and Gunner are. They're right here in Tilted. Here they go.
Cash and Gunner in Tilted, knowing that they're down 17. They need to go after early eliminations or they'll just have an insurmountable deficit. Those are some big words. I need a break. And then on the other side of things, you see Castle and Bazento out in Wailing Woods, which is, I would think, a very safe, a very defensive drop. They have the portals out here and the rifts, so they can loot up, and if they needed to make a quick exit, they can, because they're feeling pretty good about 17 elims ahead. I think in the early game, they just want to survive and kind of put the pressure on their opponent to come back, and if they need to play end game to get more elims, they can do that.
Yep, I agree. Now Gunner and Cash getting into it. Gunner already has 1 on the ground, so he's got a knock. Cash is going to rack up another knock, so 2 down for him so far. Starting to make their way back up that big hill of points differential as they move forward into Tilted. They know where a couple other teams are as well. They can hear the fights happening just east of them here, so Gunner immediately going to get that finish and wipe up and continue moving forward.
I'm actually gonna make a note, like a physical pen on paper note, that it was 21-4 after the first round, so we can kind of track if there's gonna be a comeback here. We want to keep track of it. We saw a similar happen with the QWERTY Plixer in semifinals versus Cash and Bazento, where Cash and Bazento were able to come back from being 12 points down and then able to get within 2. Unfortunately not able to finish off, but we were tracking the math skills were coming out in force in that matchup, as we did see almost impressive comeback, coming up just short, but they still got into this 3rd place match, so you're happy to see that.
Yep. And Gunner right now and Cash working in this building, they got Tilted. It looks like they're going to be in the lead right now. I think they each have 2 at the moment, so it should give them 4, shortening that gap down to 13 on the way to coming back into this.
Yeah, not a bad start. And also, I mean, Tilted being an aggressive drop, there's also plenty of loot here. So not only do they pick off some early eliminations, but hopefully they'll be able to get back up to their health back up and, pick up the weapons that they're looking for. Already you can see right now, Gunner has the purple suppressed AR, the P90, a grappler, and a heavy shotgun. So a good starting loadout. I think he's going to want something with a little bit more range, scoped AR or a sniper, and also the health issue at this point.
Yeah, and we see both of them with grapplers, and you were talking about the loot, getting their loot, and you're right, Gunner looking good on his loot right now. Might want an extra range item, but full purple loadout. Well, that's happening, though. We see Castle and Bazento. Bazento actually got a knock onto a player, and Castle finished him up right there, the second teammate. So Castle in a fight here near the block, this new updated block.
Meanwhile, Cash gets an elimination with the SMG. I'm not sure where he's at. He's on the other side of Tilted, so there's action happening on both fronts. And they're like on opposite sides of this map, and there's just constant activity happening. The kill feed is the commentator's best friend at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, keep an eye on the kill feed if you're able to see it anytime while the screen is up. Always in that bottom left will give you
I think I blocked it pretty good. Between Castle's overlay and my overlapping screens, I don't know if you'll be able to see much of the kill feed. So we'll keep it as our top secret information here, Twist. How about that?
Yeah, it's going to make me look really good at casting. I'm going to know what's happening off screen.
Right, that's right. These casters, they have so much knowledge. That's right.
It must be in spectator mode.
I don't
Little
know
bit
if
of damage.
that's cleared out at the block now with Castle and Bazento. It seems like they're pretty relaxed. I think that might have been it.
I think they do. I think they each have one. I think Bazento has one and Castle has one. So extending that lead just a little bit more. But I think it does give them the block free to loot up now. This is after their Wailing Woods rotation.
Oh
so
no! A huge rocket takes out Gunner. He tried to build, but it just was not in time. And he gets
Cash
confirmed.
goes down as well.
And there goes Cash. So that does give the 3rd place finish over here to Castle and Bazento. Great plays.
Absolutely.
Unfortunate ending there for Gunner and Cash. But hey, as a 10 seed coming up and taking the 4th place finish, they have to be happy with that.
And we talked about it. That's what they needed to do, right? They needed to land tilted, and they needed to play a risky but very effective game. And they tried to do it. Came out swinging right and tilted, and just got taken out from another team on the top of the hill coming into tilted, kind of hunting for takes them out officially. But it's tough in those duos versus squad situation. They tried their best, got all the way up here to the 4th place, but unfortunately just shy of going home. Castle and Bazento gonna be walking out with that $100.
All right, great job from Castle and Bazento. At this point, I think we can watch them play out the rest of this game because we're giving the championship teams a little bit of a breather. They've been playing hard all morning, so they get a little break during this 3rd place matchup, and then we'll head into championship as soon as we watch Bazento and Castle clean house here.
Yeah, they're going to see that they're going to put some more points on the board. They're going to keep their name on that bracket and a high elimination total for the end. Print this bracket off and frame it for ourselves, right? So,
hey, I don't know if we have that option, but hey, we'll have to check it out. So, I mean, nothing a little screen capture can't fix.
Say you can always print screen. Good old Windows with that print screen.
Good stuff. Another elimination there from Castle, another elimination from Bazento, and they're just keeping it rolling.
You talked about having a little bit of range earlier on the side of Cash, but Castle rocking the scope they are still loving it.
Well, it was I think the lack of range, and I think that actually ended up hurting Cash and Gunner as that team came from the outside hill into tilted, and they didn't have the range weapons that they needed, and those rockets just were devastating as they poured in.
Too true, unfortunately.
But yeah, you do see the scoped AR in the hands of Castle, which of course is a fan favorite or maybe a caster favorite. But I've enjoyed seeing the type of damage he has been able to deal out with this scoped AR. I wish there was a better way to track stats. Like how much scoped AR damage has Castle done throughout this tournament? Because I think that would be a phenomenal stat to be able to have access to, and it would just blow people away. He's done so much work. And then Bazento having some of the most kind of clutch moments that we've seen. He's been without Castle in several endgame situations and able to still finish up plays and just add to that score, and that's what's brought them here to this 3rd and 4th place match.
Both of them been looking really good. Everybody today been looking really good. I haven't seen a single player that I was like, man, how'd they get into this tournament? None of those weird comments happened or anything. Everybody just playing very, very, and everybody well above average, I would say, of the normal gameplay. And Mixer putting it down, man, showing us what can be done in these Fortnite games. So looking good.
Love to see it. I think that has been an impressive show of skill and sportsmanship, which is, what the Mixer community is about. Of course, you want to have the talented players, but you also want to see that sense of community, and I think that's been demonstrated here today. You see right there, Castle actually shooting the guy out of the plane and now chasing down the other.
Yeah, shot the guy out of the plane, then blew the plane up, then chased the poor gentleman down who got blown up out of the plane. Slaughterhouse over here, right outside of Dusty Divot in this field. As these two must be feeling really good. They know they've taken the victory at this point and just going for style. So who we got coming up in these finals here, Magic? We got 2 teams left, right? Finals.
Sorry, I'm kind of spying on one of the championship teams. I'm still watching what Castle and Bazento are doing, but getting a little sidetracked as I'm watching Accordion Plixer just kind of. They're just still playing in the game. Yep, they're staying warmed up. I think that's a smart play. They had the option if they wanted to take a break, go get some food or whatever, but sometimes you just want to keep those instincts sharp, and if you step away, it's almost like you have to warm up all over again. So it just depends on the type of player you are, and also understanding like your own self, understanding what's going to help you perform to the best. Everybody has their different routines of pregame. Oh, here we go, Scoped AR with Castle. Picks off a 48 headshot followed by a 24 blue. Awesome to see the accuracy. But yeah, so Accordion Plixer over here just keeping warmed up, and then they'll be heading into the championship after this against Terra and SB Birdo. So a great lineup for the finals here. I don't have any word about if they're going to be playing 2 rounds or 3. Default is to have 2 rounds. If all 4 players agree, we can go to 3. It kind of just depends on the amount of time, but we've been moving through this tournament really quickly, and it's been going pretty smooth. A lot of action to show you guys. Castle is taken down. It's on to Bozento only. And Castle's still giving callouts. You can see him right there. On me, on me. And Bozento comes over, cleans up that elimination. But I think there's more enemies out here. I don't know if he's going to be able to
I think
pop
there
this.
is more to the north. Yeah, I think Castle got tapped by somebody who was pretty far away, and that definitely didn't have enough time to push up and get that shotgun elimination from Bozento like he did. So there's definitely another team that knows they're here up in north. Ooh, a second rift to go, though. So now they've got 2. That's going to be very good for mobility here. If they feel like they need to get out and just leave this team and reset, they've got the ability to do that. Campfire is popped to get them both back up to 100 here. Hopefully he can pop enough bandages fast enough to get him. Looks like he should be up to 100 after that.
I don't know if we'll be able to see the end of this game. I'll keep you posted. Right now, it looks like the championship teams are loading up into a lobby. So I'm just going to give them the go-ahead that they can start off as soon as they're ready. And we'll swap over to that. But we'll keep watching Castle and Bozento here as Bozento was able to get that revive. And then after I see that the championship teams are on the spawn island, then we'll swap over to them and catch up on the championship gameplay. So again, Castle and Bozento have confirmed this 3rd place finish. They're just playing it out, which I appreciate, giving the audience something to watch and see some more of this amazing gameplay that was consistent with what brought them to this 3rd place finish.
And I'll go ahead and I'll keep one of my eyes split up onto these other groups here.
Another elim right there from Castle. Sorry, Bozento, and Castle just cleans up the confirm right there. And another enemy here. You see he placed a trap there in his build. Castle takes that out right away. No traps for you. And they're just shredding this guy. Feel bad. I tell you what, all of these competitors today, I would not want to be on the other side. I think that the realization struck when I realized that based on KD, I wouldn't have qualified for my own tournament. That was a humbling moment. I was like, well, it's a good thing that I have the position as host and caster, because I wouldn't have even made it into my own tournament. If you guys in chat are looking for future tournaments, I'll be posting any future events both on Twitter and Discord, so that's the best way to keep up to date. But this was a limited tournament. We only took in the top 16 teams based on lifetime KD.
Yep. And I also wouldn't have made it in based on my KD. I double checked just to see where I kind of stacked up against the competition. I think out of 25 teams that applied, I think I would have been like number 24 or 25. So
oh, I got you beat. I think I was gonna be like 18, 19, something in there.
I do a lot of challenge farming, and challenge farming not good for that lifetime KD.
Neither are open lobbies, so or Fortnite triple threat, where I intentionally jump off the side of the map repeatedly. So I have my excuses, but I'm gonna say I would much rather be on this side.
Yeah, there's a reason that I enjoy
play
casting.
right there by Castle with his purple scar, just 3 hits in a row, bang bang bang, drops 115.
Yeah, even from the low
damage.
ground too, shot it right up there. He's in the low ground, but it didn't matter. He was able to take that player out very easily from the top. So
that's the quickest 105 damage at that range that you can deal out. Okay, a sniper could deal more, but still impressive to drop 3 shots in a row.
Yep. The other players, while we're waiting for this lobby to finish out for this fight, they're still loading up and getting settled in. Flixer, in your chat right now, trying to get the chat hyped.
Chat, I'm sorry. Your comments are getting deleted because my bot is super strong. So, Plixer, yours got deleted because it was all caps. And Jack, yours got deleted because there's too many emotes. So, I just want you to know it's not me. It's not any of the mods. Thank you for bringing the hype. And that's my bot you have to deal with. I think I need to name, I don't even know, like the grumpy school teacher should be the name of my bot or something.
I think getting deleted by the bot when you're trying to hype the chat is the same thing as like a band getting the cops called on you. It's like a sign of respect, like you got so hyped that the bot.
That's right. The club cannot handle the hype right now. The party is too strong. Checking out the scoreboard: 20 eliminations. Bozento with 13. Castle with 7.
Yeah, man, they're just laying it down. They're not. I mean, I'm sure they're still having a good time. They probably feel good mentally right now, but they're not competing at this point. They're just playing for fun. And they're still just laying it down. Yeah.
Qwerty and Tara and Berto and Plix are here in the chat. You guys are good to go on the championship game whenever the 4 of you are ready. I just need to know if you decided you're going to do 2 rounds or if you wanted to do 3. It has to be right now. It's defaulted to 2 rounds unless all 4 of you want to do 3, which is fine with me. Berto wants 2 rounds. Okay, then we'll stick with 2.
Here we go.
You guys are good to start up whenever you're ready, and we'll switch over the stream once you guys hit Spawn Island.
Yep, I'm ready when you guys are.
So
GG's
just
to,
communicating with the championship teams. Let's give a
Yeah.
good shout out here to Castle and Mazzento securing that third place finish.
$100. Shout out. Shout outs to all the players and streamers. Again, I mean, can't talk about enough. Literally can't do this without you guys playing and enjoying the event and the tournament, and can't do it right now at least without you guys streaming. Only required was one streamer per duos, but a lot of people coming out of here with 2 duos both streaming. So really appreciate that. So we can get lots of different angles and gameplay going.
Yeah,
on.
it helps
Shout out
too.
to
Like
everybody.
having you as the co-caster when you have all 4 perspectives. We're working off of mostly 2, but I think we'll have all 4 viewpoints here for the championship, at least as far as gathering information. I'll probably do the split screen with 2. I don't know. It would be fun to see all 4. I just don't know if my computer can handle it. I don't want to push the limits right now. So we'll gather information from 4 perspectives, and we'll keep focused on QWERTY and either Terra or SB Birdo.
I think Birdo is still going to be the better choice, because I think Terra's still having a little bit of issues. We see Castle gets the victory royale, so they did rack it up.
What a
There, they got
finish
it.
from Castle and Bozento. Even though they didn't have to carry that game all the way to the end, they secured another victory royale. How many victory royales have we seen today? Because
I think
that's
we've
just
seen
been insane.
4. I think we've seen 4 or 5. Like on screen, it's popped up. It's crazy. So
It's been absolutely amazing. I'm going to start queuing up this championship matchup. I'm excited. Are you guys in chat hyped? We've been building up the energy all day to get to this matchup between QWERTY and Plixer and SB Birdo Terra. Such great matchup here, and we're going to get those queued up right now.
don't get banned by the bot, but get some hype in chat. Make sure to join all these other players in their streams. Go give them some hype in their own chats. We got Terra, SB_Birdo, QWERTY with a QWERDY, and then Plixer with 2 X's. Make sure to go check them all out and get them all some hype in their chats. Get them ready to go.
I got you, Terra.
Finals
We'll keep the
coming up.
spectate on Birdo. We've been doing it all tournament, but there's Terra and Birdo. Go check out their channels, and then let's get QWERTY there and Plixer. Wait, is it Mixer Plixer? Hold on.
I think just Plixer
It's just
now.
Plixer.
With
Just
2
his
X's.
epic name has the Mixer in it. There we go.
Yep.
There's the 4 channels, guys. We're going to be checking them out heading into the championship here in just a minute. Once I can load up everything correctly. They're still loading in.
I'm actually, real quick, Magic, I'm going to
disconnected,
take a quick break and refill my water because I've gone through my cup so far.
I don't know if you're allowed to do.
I'm not allowed to do
We'll
that.
see you in a minute.
Be right
All
back, guys.
Well, Twess is gone, guys. This is the chance for me to. Can you tell me in chat who are you cheering for the win? So here's the 4 players that we have: Plixer and QWERTY versus Birdo and Terra, or whatever combination. I'm sorry, the order is insignificant. Who are you guys rooting for the grand finish? It's been an insane tournament. I've enjoyed it. I hope you are as well. And now it comes to the finals. Again, first place is gonna walk away with $300, PayPal in your pocket, some nice cash for Christmas, and then second place is gonna get the $200. So a good prize pool for both teams that are here in the championship, but a little bit of difference between the two. So who are you guys rooting for? Get a good mix. See some Plixer and QWERTY. I see some Sparks. Thank you guys. I did fund this prize pool through Sparks, so I appreciate that, of course.
Same strats.
And we're gonna head into 2 rounds here. Overall eliminations will claim the victor.
All right, back at it, ready to be hydrated.
Cool. Hydration is key.
I'm not sick anymore, but still kind of feeling a little bit of the after effects, coughing quite a bit, so trying to stay as hydrated as possible. H2O is good.
I'm glad to hear that because last weekend was a little bit rough. So if you guys
yeah,
don't know,
felt
I work
bad.
for High School Esports League as broadcast manager. We had our playoffs the past 2 weekends, which is why this tournament is so close to Christmas, because it was my first free Saturday. And Twess helps out with a lot of shoutcasting, particularly Overwatch. And he was sick last weekend, so I had to pull in some last-minute replacements. Some of you guys know Avatar Studman and Robot Giggles came in to shoutcast the grand finals for High School Esports League, so that was really clutch on them, and I appreciate that. They did a great job, and I'm glad that Twess is back. I wouldn't have wanted to do all of this on my own.
Right.
I'm glad that I'm back and able to do it again. Last weekend was a feels bad for sure, so back
Still came
at
in
it
with
now,
that
though.
production support though, which is so critical. And here we have both
somewhat
viewpoints. Let's see where the teams are going to land. Is it another Dusty Divot landing for QWERTY and
is.
Plixer?
Yeah, they've been going there. I think they've landed there pretty much every game, at least every game that we've seen them on stream. So Cordy and Plixer to Divot they go, and Birdo and Terra, we've seen them land here before also. Back to the motel.
I mean, personal favorite. I like the motel, but both of these drop points have led to success for both teams. So it's interesting to see them in this head-to-head, you know, moving up through different branches of the bracket and now to compete side by side. And that's the fun thing about, you know, a single elimination bracket with seeding is that you never know who you're going to be facing as the bracket narrows down. And here we have the top two teams, which, if I'm correct, aren't Cordy and Plixer the 1 seed? That is, and then the 3 seed, Tara and Birdo.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. And based on my overview knowledge of the Mixer community, I would go out on a pretty strong limb here and say most of these players know each other. So I mean, via Mixer streams or know of each other. I mean, they've got to at least know of each other's names, being Mixer Fortnite streamers.
Well, they do now.
Yeah, they definitely know now. They're not going to forget now going into finals of this. So.
Now, that's kind of the fun thing, too, about Mixer being a smaller community, and especially when you break it down into game specifics. A lot of people know each other, and a big thing with Fortnite Triple Threat, the show I ran, is introducing people to other Fortnite streamers on Mixer, but the more that you kind of invest in a community, the smaller it feels in a good way, where you can be familiar with everybody. Yeah. And I think that sense of community on Mixer is what keeps me around, and I enjoy it. And being able to do a tournament or event like this, I feel really privileged to be a part of this community. Maybe not as a competitor, but even be able to host something that these top-level competitors are willing to participate in. That makes me feel pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very thankful and glad to have met you and know you to be able to come in here and join you and doing this kind of stuff too. So super awesome to see what Mixer's bringing out. I love it. I love it.
I think there's definitely space if anyone out there is looking to get into, you know, production or tournament organization. You know, we can have more conversation. I think there's space within this environment to do more of these type of events. I know TyTech does a great Mixer matchup where it's open entry, so they can have, you know, 50 to 100 teams or whatever. I don't know how many were in the last one, but it's open entry and anyone can free to join tournament, and he lets as many teams as apply into it, which I think is an awesome thing that like you see some of those unexpected names pop up when you have a tournament with open entry like that. This tournament that I'm hosting is specifically geared towards the competitive community, where entrance was dependent on lifetime KD. So I think both have a place and both have value to add to this overall Mixer Fortnite community. So check out TyTech on Twitter if you're looking for open tournaments. I think what he's doing is fantastic. When I started planning this, I talked to him and said, hey, I love what you're doing and I'm not trying to compete with it. This is something different. And I think that there's room for that type of competitive variety, and both have a different point of emphasis. So it's been really cool. Right off the bat, here's SB Birdo. Let's get back into the action as he picks off some eliminations in Pleasant Park. Speaking of competition, let's see what they can do, and then they get a nice trap on that final remaining player. When you see both teammates close in on a player like that, you know the communication is so clear, so on point, and so precise that they're able to kind of spread out in the early phase of the battle, and then at the end you see them acting as one unit and they trap that final player.
Yeah. We've actually see Plixer and Cordy also in a fight over here in Salty, I believe, is where they were at, and they just finally finished it up. And now Plixer with 4 on the board, Cordy with only 1, so 5 points for Cordy and Plixer. Tara and Birdo with 5 as well. So actually tied up right now at this point.
I totally missed the battle that Cordy and Plixer were in, and now they're over in Salty Springs, which is all decked out for Christmas. So they each kind of have their little suburban neighborhood. Pleasant Park being a little bit larger than Salty Springs, but both can be pretty hot spots. And everybody 100 health, some shield, nobody up to 200. So again, it's almost like a symmetrical setup as far as same score, similar amounts of loot, similar health situations. So now it's like, how does it play out from here? Are they going to take that plane? I see Cordy kind of eyeing it. Like he's going to hop in.
Cordy and Plixer, I think, have grabbed it. Plixer's already up in the air with one, so Cordy going to be following up behind. So both of them with
there it is.
Birdo and Tara kind of eyeballing these planes as well. They're kind of just mat farming at the moment, though, running around inside this Pleasant Park that they now own, and they're just getting some mats before hopping in those planes.
We have seen a few situations today where people ran out of mats and it led to trouble. Castle Mozento is one. I think there was one situation with Cordy, if I'm remembering correctly, and a great shotgun from Cordy just absolutely eliminates and just destroys this player.
Yep.
Making it look easy.
Plixer was slowly on his way, or pretty quickly, I guess, with the plane on his way, but not needing to get there in time. But Cordy handling him, not a big deal.
They have a player trapped in this one-story house. I can't quite tell, or maybe he's just circling around as they're.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of looking. I think they've pretty much gotten everybody handled out of Salty at this point. That one elimination does put Cordy and Plixer up by 1 as well now, so it's 6-5.
Getting some video issues on Cordy's stream. We'll see if it clears up here in a second. SV Birdo's still looking good, and we have plenty of planes in here right now. I mean, hey, it's part of the game. Why not take advantage of it?
Yeah, and they're very effective, especially for this game mode, right? You got to stay aggressive, you got to stay active, and that's exactly what these planes are good at.
Oh, I thought that was a live player that Cordy jumped down on. He finishes off. He's finished off a kill for
I believe that was Plixer's knock. Plixer was up here on top of this red barn and got the nice knockdown, and Cordy just landing up in there to secure. Got players trapped now, a couple trapped inside of this one by. They've got the snowballs coming out all over the place. The Green Bay Packers player right nearby.
Oh no, and then shots from behind Cordy. He takes one hit and then he quickly builds to block as this player comes up behind him. Oh, bad move, bro. Bad move.
It was just a solo player too, as Cordy's able to handle himself. Plixer's still in that fight with the football player. I think this is 2 separate teams. I think they've walked up on 2 teams in Fatal. They've got a lot of people knocked on the ground, and they're still in an engagement here.
Cordy's playing this so smart. Yep,
Yeah,
he doesn't have any shield, but he does get some nice damage. And then Tara actually gets taken down, but I think I don't know, my video feed froze. See if we can get it back. No, and then Birdo is down as well. So right now, Plixer is the only player left, and I'm like losing video quality right now, guys. I'm sorry. We'll see if we can get it cleared up.
Keep you up with the audio then. All 3 players getting taken out. Plixer, the only one remaining. They've got tons of people knocked out on the ground up here at Fatal. We saw the Terra Birdo fight. They just weren't able to secure those last eliminations. Going to be up to Plixer. Plixer taking a huge amount of damage, though, down to 50 HP. He tries to come down. He's going for the res. He's going to try to pick Cordy back up right here. A very good play if he can safely do this.
We see 11 eliminations between Cordy and Plixer. I see 2 for SV Birdo. Do we have a count for Terra?
Yeah, 3. So it's 5-11 right now.
5-11. That puts Terra and Birdo in a tough spot. With Cordy and Plixer still alive, have the lead, and they could be adding to it.
Yeah, it could be. They got planes coming in to try to make it tougher for them. Cordy did really good defense there with the walls, and immediately try to get some shots on the player as he passed by with that plane right there.
I'm stealing Birdo's point of view right now as he was watching a Plixer, so thank you. Appreciate that. So we can actually see both duos here, perspective from Cordy and also from Plixer as they're here. And they take a rift to go, and they're going to scoot out of here. They just didn't like their position when it came to circle. They had enemies in the area, and just not a great health situation. They do have advantages if they can use them.
I really, really like that decision. That was a great decision. They know they're in the lead right now. They have a 6 elimination lead. They were in a bad situation. They weren't well organized together. They were kind of separated, a little bit low on life. Just take the rift, get out, reset, find a better spot, and come back into a more even engagement. I really love this disengagement play here. It's a good decision.
That was so smart. And they do have bandages that they can use to both get up to 75. Oh, there's people here in Dusty Divot, which is where they started. Can Plixer get out of this tree without taking damage? He uses the zip line to do so, and he's trapping this burglar. Gets a 100 shotgun to take him down, and a quick confirmation. I think there's still enemies out here in the woods somewhere.
There's got to be friends out there, as that was just a knock. I think they actually saw those players gliding into Dusty. I didn't have my audio on to hear if they were talking to them. They saw him gliding into Dusty visually, and kind of, I don't know if they chased him down or if this is just as far as their glider was going to take them, but knew that they were getting themselves into a little bit of an engagement here.
Sure.
Inside of a box now. Plixer got a little bit juked by that zip line, but he was able to get off of it safely now, and back into this build fight he goes. Going to try to take this high ground up above, but the other player they're playing against doing a really good job at out as Cordy actually gets fallen down a little bit. Down to 75 life. No more shield on Cordy.
They both are carrying some bandages here. Oh, sorry. No, only Cordy has bandages left, but Plixer with the AV limbs. He's in a 1v1. He gets taken down by a rocket.
The rocket, too strong through the builds. So going to be all up to Cordy. See what he can do on his side. Gets the elimination, confirms the elim right there with the knock, or confirms the knock with the elim. Get my words correct, but gives him an extra. Everything for Cordy is going to be how many more eliminations can he get before he gets taken out of this game. If he does, player took the rift. He decided not to chase, I don't think.
I Oh no,
So
interesting
maybe by himself
choice.
again here. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
he didn't know that the rift happened because it kind of disappeared as he visually
I think
saw
he
it.
thinks there's still someone here. Are there more people left in that build still? Because he just launched a couple snowballs back in there.
Yeah, maybe for safety, maybe snowballs for safety, just to double check that nothing crazy was going on.
Yeah.
I definitely saw the end of a rift, so one player at least left. Maybe they'll come back in. We'll see if Cordy has to deal with that. But looking pretty good for Cordy and Plixer. Again, sitting at 13 eliminations between the two of them to Terra
I think
and
Cordy's
Berto's
in a
5.
tough spot right now. And again, he's out of mats and he's low health and he's on his own. But the lead that they have going into round 2 is pretty significant. So not too worried right now. He's just looking for some insurance elims, you know, just stack on top.
I would definitely expect to see Cordy to go in very aggressively on a team. And if he gets the knock, I expect him to immediately go for the finish and not even worry about the rest of the team, just because any point is going to matter. And I think it's going to be more secured for him to get a knockdown and then a confirmed elimination than try to get 4 knocks on a squad team. So I could expect to see him sacrificing himself to secure an elimination here if he is able to get one.
I'm just keeping Twitter updated right now. Just posted a couple of clips, so we'll do some more, recap after the fact. Again, congrats to Bazento and Castle for the 3rd place finish. Check out their channels. And now QWERTY here in some action, lays down some great damage with a shotgun, and then switching over to the SMG, a 94 shot, and cleans it up. Can he confirm
let's see
it?
if he goes for the elim or not.
Yes.
Yep, he's gonna get the edit. Goes for the quick finish before even going for the other.
Oh,
Not gonna matter. Gets the second player as well. Oh, he actually does go for the. He tries to go for the knock over the elim. Let's see if he rotates back around to confirm this kill, or if he just wants this extra free elim.
I don't know. The 8 HP is such a tough spot. He has bandages.
Scary.
There were minis down on the ground, but one bullet and he'll be done for, or fall damage.
Yeah, any fall damage right now would be so scary. There could be some third parties as well. This is only the 3rd player we've seen, so there could be a 4th player.
Blocks the shots coming in. Got a 30 and a 20 at least. I think so. A couple extra shots with SMG, and then that's it.
That's it.
Oh,
there's
the fall damage. Again, we're going to be heading into on second round. What's our score look like as we have a solid lead right now from QWERTY and Plixer heading into the championship round?
I believe that was 7 and 8, so I think it was 15-5. I think that was a 10-point difference. Pretty sure it was 15-5, up 10.
I got a confirmation from chat that it's up 10,
okay.
Up 10. So,
yeah, so that falls in with what I thought we had. So 15-5 is the official total.
All right. Game's not over yet. We'll be heading into one more round once Tara and Berto ready up here. Fortunately, we got some quality back on the video. I know it got a little choppy there for a minute, which was unfortunate, but we'll head into, this is it, the championship round. Unless there's a tie, this one's for all the marbles.
Yes, this is it. Now, both of these teams we've talked about, second place getting a little bit of money today, too, on the line. So both these teams already in the cash, but trying to not only earn that extra $100 for first place, but in reality, the bragging rights of winning the first Mixer Elite Fortnite tournament and trying to say that they are #1 on Mixer.
Yeah, I gotta love it. So maybe the cash differential isn't much. I mean, it's something.
It's definitely something.
It's considerable. But again, like you said, bragging rights. So this would be the first Mixer Elite Fortnite Tournament Championships. This has been the first Mixer Elite Fortnite Tournament. I don't know, kind of a long title. I have to decide. But the long title is maybe necessary because it describes what is this all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. So I like it. If you guys in chat are wanting to get some more information about your about the event at home, be sure to use those chat commands, !MEFT, MEFT, and !bracket to be able to get info about this event hosted by the lovely Magic Unicorn putting this whole thing together. So thanks again once more for putting this all out there. And be sure to check out the info, guys. I'm sure she's going to be doing more in the future. I can only assume as such. And we've got some interest in the chat, so be sure to check that all out. Be sure to go check out all these players if you want some tips and tricks on how to get better or practicing some skills or scrim lobbies. Be sure to go check out all these awesome Mixer streamers that we've been broadcasting all day today. So it's been super great.
Well, I appreciate having you here. I'm going to be updating Twitter real quick, and we'll just let people know that if they want to catch some of the action, this is your chance, because this could be very likely the last round to name our champion.
Yeah, it's potential. It's going to be a heck of a hill to climb for Tara and Berto. Already secured that second place, but definitely, I'm sure, wanting that first place victory. QWERTY and Plixer, our #1 seeded team, showing why that is as we drop into game number 2 here. This is the potentially last one unless we get a grand finals of the Mixer Elite Fortnite tournament.
All right, what do you think? Are they going to land where they have all game, or are we going to mix it up a little bit? Oh, I think we see a tilted tower drop.
Yeah,
Not too surprised from Tara and Berto.
I think Berto and Tara have to go tilted. I am surprised to see Cordy and Plixer following them. Now, this could be risky. If Cordy and Plixer get taken out and Tara and Berto are able to put something together, that 10 elimination difference could shrink very quick inside of a tilted drop like this. At least 2 or 3 other squads were here with them, so there's a dozen other players in this area. If they can rack this out and Cordy and Plixer have issues, this is a huge opportunity for them.
It's just the excitement right now. I really would love to see a comeback. You know, we've seen some great plays from all the teams in today's tournament. I'm not necessarily... I don't have any preference about who wins. I would just like to see that score difference get tightened. I'd like to see a close finish. So that's why right now I'm rooting for Tara and Berto to have a good start. Let's put a little bit of the heat back on Cordy and Plixer to make them work for the win if they're going to get it. So I'm excited to see what Berto and Tara can come up with. They do have that disadvantage of being down, you know, a lot of points, but how they handled that is going to show a lot about, you know, their ability, their mental maturity. If they can take being down by this many points and then turn it into motivation to go out and snag those eliminations, I can tell a lot about their ability as a player.
This is part of the game, right? If you're down, there's 2 games for a reason in each match. If you're down in the first one, you got to be able to stay focused and stay zoned in so that you can bring it out in the second one. So yeah, absolutely, I agree with you 100%. It's gonna really separate who might be stressed out and who can stay focused under pressure.
All right, there's a nice knock from Cordy. Yep.
Getting the first one. Yep. Plixer following them up as well. So they've already got 2 on the ground trying to extend that lead even farther. And now it's up to Berto and Tara. They can see those eliminations coming out in the kill feed as Plixer racks up 2 more right there. Plixer
Great
popping off
plays.
with the grenade.
You look at Cordy's loadout, nothing too impressive right there, but he's still able to make it work. And this player swoops down on him with no health. I have a little bit of a question, and he's able to finish them off.
Yeah, it's going to put them up 2-2, so 4-point advantage. So the tilted aggression that Tara and Berto were probably looking for kind of working against them right now. Cordy and Plixer called their bluff, said, all right, you're going tilted, we're following you. And they're playing it a little bit more aggressively right now, already with 4 points on the board. We see Berto chasing somebody down, though. Got the Deagle shotgun out. Trying to see if he can get it happen. Hits a 95 through the ramp on Berto's side. Gets taken out, however. Did 175 damage before getting knocked out, so it should be an easy cleanup here for Tara. Going to see if he can finish this up and pick up Berto fast or not.
Yeah, I want to see what Tara can do. She's deadly, and her accuracy is so good. She's not able to get the elimination before she loses Berto, but she is able to take down the opponent. So now she's on her own with a point deficit. That gives a pretty significant advantage back over to Cordy and Plixer.
Yep, and even to have a bigger hill, and they just added a higher incline onto it now, as one player is already tall hill with a very steep incline trying to get back into this grand finals. And I mean, Cordy and Plixer, though, shout out to them. They're not slowing down. They're not playing the safe route. They're still going. I mean, they're kicking right here and tilted with them, and they're showing why they're in the first place position right now.
Yeah, do you think that's just wanting to be aggressive and go after Elans, or is it almost a way to prevent Tara and Berto from making a comeback? Because if they're fighting for the same kills...
Yes. I think you're exactly on the money with it. I think they would not have gone tilted had Tara and Berto not gone tilted, because they were behind them in the drop. So I think it was Tara and Berto said, hey, we have to go tilted. We got to make up some eliminations. And Cordy and Plixer said, nope, those are ours. Those are our eliminations. We're dropping in here with you and taking them from you. So I think you're right on the money.
And so far it has worked out. Just let's say there were 10 opponents that land in tilted, and you as a duo land there and the other duo, and you each get 5, so you could even it out without allowing that comeback of 10 potential elims. That's just playing the numbers. You never know exactly what to expect, but I think that defending your lead right now is the main priority for Cordy and Plixer. So you do have the idea that they could have flown somewhere else and added to their lead, but I think defending it was maybe the safer play.
Yeah, it was a little bit risky, right? Because if Cordy and Plixer would have gotten taken out early in that tilted fight, it would have had a huge door open for Berto and Tara. So it was a little bit risky, but they played well, and they did what they needed to do to stay ahead. So
I'm gonna
Up to
switch
Tara
over to the
to show her
Xbox
skills.
view right here. Plixer is actually in a fight over by the factories at Loot Lake. Forty is
yeah.
trying to close in, but he's pretty far away at this point. So right now it's Plixer on his own, doing some work with the Deagle.
Oh my gosh. And
He
we're
had
getting
rocket hit them both, deagled both of them, shotgun both, just right in a row, man. Hit them both with one rocket, deagle shotgun, down they go, finish them up. The plays coming out from Plixer, my high pitched screams were just too much excitement right there because that was just
I think
awesome
every
to
play
watch.
he made, it got a little bit higher.
was
Switching
just
right
crazy.
back to Qwerty, who just finished off an elimination on his own. We have no time to celebrate because there's too much happening.
And they double team right there. So Plixer's still over here by these factories, grapples up, got another team coming up on him, works with that team. The third party secures another point on the ground. He's grappling back onto this factory. What a great grapple. Swaps positions with that player there. Takes a huge, not able to grapple out, and takes enough damage to get knocked out. So I'm going to say Qwerty, I don't think is even close enough to get over here to Plixer. They'd split up on purpose. Yeah, they decided to make the choice to split up. So Plixer is going to go down. It's going to be Tara versus Qwerty.
Yeah.
Plixer and Qwerty right now with 10 more on the board after this.
Wow, what an
Just 'cause
insane
Plixer was
game.
going off.
Even though Plixer was taken down, it doesn't look like Qwerty's going to go over there for the revive. Even though we lost, Plixer was able to take up so many eliminations, including that beautiful double with a good combination of rocket and then deagle and then shotgun, just swapping it up. Tara actually fires a shot up at Qwerty's plane.
She got a little nervous. She said, "No, plane!" And then
Did she think it was an enemy, or was she trying to signal like, "Hey, come pick me up"?
No, she thought it was an enemy. I had her audio. She was like, "Oh God!" She started shooting it and
We're
realized.
in the finals, so.
So it's
But
pretty funny.
am I correct
She,
that you
got
can't
a
do
couple of
damage
good
to a
eliminations.
friendly? You can't do damage to a plane that's being flown by a teammate, can you?
I am not 100%. I agree with you that my instinct tells me that no, you can't, but I am really not sure since it's a V. I don't think you can damage four-wheelers of your teammate. So
Right, I
it
don't
would
think
really
any
follow.
vehicles. I think it's the same rule as like
Right.
friendly fire is off. Now, do you remember back in the day when friendly fire was a thing? Can
Oh,
you
yes.
imagine how that
Oh,
would play
yes.
out with vehicles?
I would never let my teammates get in their own planes to my own detriment. I'm aware for rules only.
That's so funny. I just remember blowing my teammate up with a grenade unintentionally. Qwerty hearing some action. Grenade
Yeah,
story is gonna
Qwerty's in
have
it.
to wait.
Qwerty is in it right now. I think he's got a knock on the ground.
Yeah.
There's another one, so he's going to be able to secure this one, get another point on the board. Qwerty
He's
by
somebody
himself, solo
southeast, a
versus
little in
squad.
the distance, and this player's trying to build up, getting absolutely shredded by his SMG as he
Oh,
tries to
wow.
ramp up and away.
The tracking was so good right.
Yeah.
Hits the heavy AR headshot to secure it, and knows he's getting shot from far, but just goes for the 70 damage, knows that player's going to bleed out, and then immediately swaps to this player coming out of. I think this is another squad. I think Qwerty just continuing to rack up points here as squad after squad just chase him down. He's got players below. And the great soft fall down right there with the wall build into the ramp. Takes no fall damage on his way down. Good play right there. Tara on the other side, though, you can see it in the elimination feed. She's still doing work. She's got 4 eliminations all by herself so far, so she
Great
is
work.
not out of this yet.
Qwerty getting some trouble, loses all his shield and half of his health. He doesn't have any healing materials, no campfires, no bandages, nothing. So it's just builds protecting him from death right now. He takes another shot. This player rushes a 123 shotgun, but it wasn't enough, and finished off with an SMG, leaving just Tara here in the game.
The orange spacesuit coming in to finish him up. He was getting low to his mats, too. He only had 4 builds left, even after that. So no healing, no shields, and low on builds. That was a tough situation to come out. Did his best and extended their team's lead as much as he could. Qwerty and Plixer this round, finishing up with 13 total eliminations. So they had it was a 14-point lead.
15 no, they had a 10-point lead
15
before, but from the first round they had 15 to 5.
Yep.
So now they have 28 total. What's the total score? Tara has 4. How much did Berto end up with?
12.
Berto didn't have any, so just 4 for the Tara. So I think they
Okay, so
still have
9.
about a 19-point advantage, I
Oh,
believe.
right now it's 28 to 9.
Yeah, 19
Ouch.
points. Yep.
And there's not enough players left on the board for her
Yeah,
to overcome
so
that. That's it.
That officially means Qwerty and Plixer, grand final champions, right there. There it is.
What a kind of anticlimactic way to finish with just Tara solo player still able to get 4 elims on her own. She might rack up
Dang
some more
math.
here. I would not be surprised if she's able to. But big congrats to Qwerty and Plixer, working their way all the way through this bracket. Some intense matchups. I particularly remember in the matchup, like one that stands out to me was when they had to go into the tiebreaker against Mythic Trees and Charming Charlie. That was probably one of my favorite matchups to watch, as both teams were just trading elims. And Qwerty and Plixer had to overcome that in the quarterfinals, actually, in order to make it to semifinals, and now grand champions, and taking home the victory as the Mixer Elite Fortnite Tournament champions.
Yeah.
Feels good.
So I'd like to say, you said it was kind of an anticlimactic end here just because we could do the math and figure it out. But the reason that we could do the math and figure it out so early in the round is because Cordy and Plixer decided to go tilted, get their own eliminations, and remove players out of the lobby so that Tara and Berto had less of a chance to earn them. So the reason that it's done so early is because of the decision by Cordy and Plixer to stay aggressive, even though they had that massive lead, a really good heads-up play to go into tilted against Tara and Berto to secure their victory ahead.
Such a great finish, and just a big congrats congrats. Yeah, that tells you I need some water. Big congratulations to Cordy and Plixer. Please go and follow them here on Mixer, as well as second place finishers Berto and Tara. Just played absolutely insane. Weren't able to finish it off here at the end of the rounds, but a great play throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah, Tara did not go down without a fight. She took 2 more down before she got eliminated, had a knock on the ground, so it would have been 3 total on the ground. But she did get, interestingly enough, that Twitch Viper is actually a fairly large Twitch streamer, because I know Viper, or I know of Viper. I'm not like friends with him, but got taken out by a Twitch streamer right there at the end. But didn't go down without a fight. Tara laid down 6 eliminations solo, but not enough, unfortunately, to keep up. Cordy and Plixer were just popping off both games, taking it home.
All right, and here's the bracket that kind of just shows all the work they put in to get to this point. So again, Cordy and Plix are taking home first place championship. Great job. A $300 prize pool that will be dealing out to them here shortly. And also Tara and Berto coming in second. And then third place goes to Castle Bezenti. Fourth place, Gunner Cash. And then 16 total teams that all participated. Thank you to each of you for being part of this tournament. Thank you to chat for hanging out and watching. It's been a lot of fun for me. And of course, a huge thanks to Twess, my co-caster, carrying the show along as I kind of run production as well, and bringing the energy, bringing the hype and enthusiasm. We got some great clips, some great plays, and overall I was really happy with how the tournament played out. A good 3.5 hour tournament. Feels good.
Yeah, it was good. It went smooth. It went fast. Again, a credit to the tournament organizer and admin, Magic. Thank you very much for putting this all together and making a good rule set up. Thanks to all the players, all the streamers that came out and let us broadcast over their gameplay so we could watch what they were doing and getting through all the rules by themselves and pretty much running itself. Not very many issues, no bad problems or anything. All the players very well organized, and I attribute that to good administration. So thanks once again for putting that together.
Well, it's a team effort. So thank you to the overall Fortnite community here on Mixer. Of course, for any of the competitors, if you're still watching, please feel free to leave any feedback in the Discord channel so that if we have future events, if we're able to do it, we can just continue to refine the process, make it smooth on both ends. So a better viewer experience is always great, but also for the competitors. Obviously, they put in the hours and hours of work to refine their skills to this level. So we want to make the competition as smooth of a process for them as possible. So great job to everybody. And I think that's going to be it for this event.